transmigrated into another world, becoming a cursed clan suppressed by the Heavenly Dao. Enemies include the Yi Clan, Xiao Clan, Chu Clan, Shi Clan, Lin Clan, Wang Clan, and so on. How to play. Since you don't uphold righteousness, I have no choice but to use the system. Spirit Stones, Techniques, Elixirs. All get a 10,000-fold amplification. No guns, no cannons, well, just take them by force charge. The Four Directions City. The Tang family. In a dim room sits a young man with drool at the corner of his mouth. From his vacant gaze, it's certain that his intelligence is lacking. Suddenly, the young man shudders. The dull light vanishes. In its place is a sharp gleam. I transmigrated. Tang Xuan slowly calms down. Transmigration, this kind of thing. In web novels, it's a common occurrence. It just happened to be his turn. Memory fusion, a flood of information rushes in. The Tang family, once the #1 clan under the Heavenly Dao. For some reason, the Heavenly Dao was enraged, sending down 3,000 thunder tribulations. It not only slaughtered all the Tang strong ones, but also sealed the bloodline of the Tang descendants. Overnight, the Tang family fell from the peak. Then the 6 Heavenly Dao clans took advantage to attack. The 6 clans are the Yi, Xiao, Chu, Shi, Lin. These 6 clans are all blessed with great fortune and opportunities. Especially the Yi clan. It has countless Heavenly Dao experts, terrifyingly powerful, only second to the Tang family. The Tang family, already heavily wounded by the Heavenly Dao, couldn't withstand them. Helplessly, the remaining Tang strong ones ordered everyone to break out separately. One branch fled to the Four Directions City of the Great Yuan dynasty, hiding their identities. Due to the suppression of the Heavenly Dao, the Tang descendants either have withered bloodlines or deficient intelligence. Those who survive find their cultivation stagnant, unable to advance. On this continent of survival of the fittest, they can't survive at all. Not to mention being hunted by the 6 clans. Tang Xuan, the only bloodline of the previous patriarch Tang Xuan, born with dementia. Nevertheless, the Tang family never abandoned him. But whatever the Tang family does, it is suppressed by the Heavenly Dao. This led to increasingly worse conditions. For example, not long ago, the Tang family unexpectedly discovered an iron mine. Before they could rejoice. But it was discovered by another clan, the Wang family. The Wang family insisted the mine was theirs. The Tang family naturally refused. Conflict immediately, but the Wang family outnumbered them, and the Tang family was defeated, trapped in the mine. The once great Tang family now only had Tang Xuan left. A fool has no rights. Cursed clan of the Heavenly Dao, all alone. Are you kidding me? How can I play this start? Tang Xuan, who had received the memories, almost fainted again. Was he going to be killed right after transmigrating? That's too tragic. Suddenly, a mechanical voice emerged. Ding! 10,000-fold amplifier loaded, reading host body information. Information read, complete binding. Tang Xuan's pupils sharply contracted. System. Good heavens. It's settled. By the way, what is a 10,000-fold amplifier? Ding! The principle is to use atomic and electronic force fields to generate light radiation, then use proton collision to produce pressure to drive particle rotation. Speak human language. Reshape and upgrade item levels. Based on the energy standard of the target continent without changing the item, increase its power by 10,000 times. What? Tang Xuan was shocked. Power increased 10,000 times. That's too awesome. Can any item be used? Tang Xuan asked. Yes. Reminder, the item must be entirely owned by the host, otherwise it cannot be upgraded. Tang Xuan's mouth started watering. This system, if used well, is a god. Something entirely mine. Got it. Tang Xuan's eyes rolled. System, amplify yourself 10,000 times. System self-destructing 987. Wait, I was joking. Tang Xuan screamed. Without the system, what would he play with? Warning, host must not try to exploit bugs, but can reasonably use the rules. After stopping the system's self-destruction, Tang Xuan breathed a sigh of relief. This is a world where martial artists reign supreme. Flying through the air, summoning wind and thunder with a wave, survival of the fittest. The realms are condensing Qi, transforming true, gathering Yuan liquid, see profound pill, primordial soul, and so on. Each realm is divided into 5 levels: initiate, minor, major, peak, and limit. Drawing Qi into the body, condensing true energy, transforming energy into Si, gathering Si into pill, opening the soul. These 6 realms are called the Hotian postnatal realms. Above them are the Xiantian innate realms. Currently, Tang Xuan is merely at the condensing Qi initiate level. System, show me the panel. Tang Xuan's vision blurred, and a status panel appeared. Host Tang Xuan. Identity, cursed clan of the Heavenly Dao. Cultivation, condensing Qi initiate. Physique, immeasurable Dao body, bloodline concentration 1000, awakening at 10. Soul power, 1 meter. Soul power is the collective term for willpower and mental strength. Talent, super low grade, equivalent to a fool. Each grade difference is 10-fold. Techniques, none. Martial skills, none. Looking at the miserable panel, Tang Xuan's eye twitched. It seems there's a long way to go before taking off. The first thing to amplify is the physique. Before transmigrating, he was also a bookworm. He naturally knew that physique is the foundation of martial arts. It affects many aspects such as the speed and limit of absorbing spiritual energy. For example, physical strength and durability, potential, etc. In other words, physique is the beginning of everything. Although he had a very strong physique under the suppression of the Heavenly Dao, it was directly pulled to a terrifying 1,000 times. Such a concentration of even eating shit couldn't awaken it. Fortunately now with the system, a 10,000-fold boost barely reaches the awakening threshold. System amplify my ding. Amplification started. Tang Xuan felt a warmth all over, as if soaking in a hot spring. That comfortable feeling. No less than the ultimate realm of lovemaking. Suddenly, he shuddered. A terrifying power like a volcanic eruption rolled out from his lower abdomen. The physique has awakened. The Tang family's reliance to suppress the 6 Heavenly Dao clans was the immeasurable Dao body, known as the foremost among the 3,000 Dao bodies. The Yi clan, one of the 6 Heavenly Dao clans, possesses the Karma Dao body. The Xiao clan has the Destruction Dao body. The Chu clan has the Chaos Dao body. The Shi clan has the Reincarnation Dao body. The Lin clan has the Devouring Dao body. The Wang clan has the Space-Time Dao body. These 7 physiques are collectively called the 7 extremes of the heavens. Among them, the immeasurable Dao body is the strongest. Immeasurable means infinite. When the Tang family cultivates, they have no bottlenecks. As long as resources are sufficient, they can soar all the way. In plain words, it's an unreasonable power crush. The 6 Heavenly Dao clans were suppressed because they couldn't defeat the immeasurable Dao body. Unfortunately, due to Heavenly Dao punishment, Tang Xuan's bloodline was evaporated and sealed overnight, losing the glory of the immeasurable Dao body. Fortunately, now there is the 10,000-fold amplification system. Boom, boom, boom. Terrifying power like a mountain-shaking sea surges through Tang Xuan's. The withered muscles instantly bulged. His skin became crystalline and radiant. The surrounding spiritual energy involuntarily drilled into his body. Condensing Qi realm. Tang Xuan was ecstatic. Spiritual energy entering the body is the sign of breaking through to condensing Qi. At this moment, he felt he could shatter a mountain with one punch. As more and more spiritual energy surged into his body, his realm continuously climbed. Condensing Qi minor. Condensing Qi major. Condensing Qi peak. Condensing Qi limit. Suddenly his body trembled. All the spiritual energy wandering in his body poured into his dantian. The dantian trembled, and the ethereal airflow gradually condensed into white true essence. Transforming true realm. Tang Xuan drew in a cold breath. Originally, he was only at condensing Qi initiate. Now with his bloodline just awakened, he shot all the way to transforming true realm. In the 4-direction city that makes him a master. And this is only the beginning. I'm taking off, ha ha ha. Unrestrained laughter echoes through the empty Tang family compound. At this moment, Tang Xuan truly experienced the immense power of the infinite Dao body. There was no need for him to absorb it himself. His entire being, including the hair on his little brother, was absorbing and expelling spiritual energy. But now is not the time to stop. Although he was a fool before, it does not mean he lacked memories. He learned from the fragments of conversation among the Tang family. The Wang family has a strong presence with a liquid sea realm expert stationed. There are more than 10 experts at the Gathering Yuan realm. Among them, 3 are in the later stage, 5 are in the great success stage, and 2 are in the small success stage. With his current level of cultivation, attempting to rescue the Tang family members is akin to delivering vegetables. Come again. Tang Xuan opened all the pores on his body, greedily absorbing the spiritual energy. Yet it was still not enough. The Yi clan, in order to prevent the Tang family from reviving, had planted a cause and effect within them. Anyone with Tang bloodline absorbs spiritual energy at a speed 100 times slower than that of regular warriors. Although Tang Xuan awakened the infinite Dao body, his absorption speed was barely on par with that of an ordinary warrior. Under normal circumstances, it might have been sufficient. But now it seemed a bit slow, right? Spirit stones. Tang Xuan slapped his forehead and jumped up. He rushed into the Grand Elder's room, starting to rummage through everything. In the end, he held 2 shiny stones in his hands. Spirit stones. Stones infused with the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. Spirit stones are classified into 5 grades: top grade, high grade, middle grade, low grade, and inferior. These 2 are middle grade. The concentration of each grade differs by 10 times. Come. Amplify. Ding. Amplification complete. Tang Xuan focused and saw that the spirit stone in his palm had turned transparent. Middle grade spirit crystal. The spirit crystal is above the spirit stone. However, Tang Xuan possesses the infinite Dao body, which has no upper limit on absorption. He opened his pores and began to absorb. A vast amount of spiritual energy flooded into his limbs and bones. Liquid Sea Realm Warrior. However, Tang Xuan possesses the infinite Dao body, which has no upper limit on absorption. He opened his pores and began to absorb. A vast amount of spiritual energy flooded into his limbs and bones. The middle grade spirit crystal visibly shrank. Small success in the transformation realm. Great success in the transformation realm. Peak in the limit of the transformation realm. White true spiritual energy began to solidify gradually, turning into a color resembling crystal. Nascent spirit, the symbol of the gathering Yuan realm. However, this only consumed 1/10 of the middle grade spirit crystal. With a loud shout, the white crystal grew thicker. The realm was continuously soaring. Eventually, the white nascent spirit completely filled Tang Xuan's dantian. The last trace of spiritual energy also vanished. It's gone. Tang Xuan blinked. He had consumed 1/10 of the spiritual energy to go from entry to limit in the transformation realm. He had hoped that the remaining 9/10 would allow him to break through to the liquid sea realm. It now seemed he had overestimated. The punishment of the Heavenly Dao not only sealed his bloodline. Even the absorption of spiritual energy had increased significantly. Peak gathering Yuan realm. That should be enough. His physique and cultivation had both reached their peak. The next step was soul power. Currently his soul power was rather pitiful, only 1 meter. Meaning he could only sense danger within 1 meter. Beyond 1 meter he would not be able to. For a warrior whose strikes manifest as various streams of light and energy, this distance is akin to being alive. Amplify soul power. Ding. Amplification complete. Soul power reached 10,000 meters. Tang Xuan felt a buzz in his head, as if a new world had opened before him. Within 10,000 meters, he could sense the chirping of insects and the singing of birds. This feeling was akin to playing a game with a god's perspective, utterly The amplification of soul power was complete. Next it was time for talent. Having physical prowess without talent is similar to being big-breasted and brainless in his past life. Talent affects the speed of learning techniques and martial arts, as well as the ability to comprehend realms. It is classified into sacred top, middle, low, and inferior grades. The comprehension speed between each grade is roughly 10 times different. In other words, top talent comprehends in 1 day, equivalent to middle talent in 10 days, low talent in 100 days, and inferior talent in 1,000 days. That's over 2.5 years. The higher the talent, the faster the learning. Conversely, the slower it becomes. Since Tang Xuan was a fool before, his initial talent was inferior. After amplification, it transformed into sacred talent. This talent surpasses 99% of warriors, sufficient to stand shoulder to shoulder with the top geniuses. Tang Xuan's eye shifted. System, amplify my talent once more. Ding. The same item can only be amplified once, but the rules can be utilized reasonably. Tang Xuan frowned. Utilizing the rules reasonably. This was the system's second hint. The same item can only be amplified once, which is certainly a limitation of the rules. However, in this world there are many heavenly materials and earth treasures that can enhance one's physique and talent. As long as he obtains them, a quick amplification isn't that a guaranteed liftoff. Anyway, sacred talent is sufficient. After a round of amplification, the panel changed significantly. Host Tang Xuan identity, Heavenly Dao Sin Clan cultivation, peak gathering Yuan realm, physique infinite, sacred body, awakened 10% soul power. 10,000 meters soul power is a collective term for willpower and mental strength qualification. Sacred, overpowering 99% of warriors, technique, none, martial skill, none. Tang Xuan looked at the refreshed panel and nodded in satisfaction. Now everything is in place, only martial skills and techniques are lacking. In this world, martial skills and techniques are somewhat different from what Tang Xuan understands. Martial skills are physical attacks. They are techniques manifested using spiritual energy through special methods. They possess immense destructive power. They can even give rise to the power of intent. For example, sword intent, knife intent, spear intent, and so forth. Techniques derive from the elemental forces of heaven and earth. Warriors communicate with the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, absorb the natural forces, and then release them. For example, fire, wind, earth, water, etc. The power of intent comes from understanding the changes in the natural world to gain enhancement. There is no superiority or inferiority between techniques and martial skills. Only suitability matters. Some people are naturally attuned to the Heavenly Dao, making it effortless to learn techniques. They can easily master them. However, the same does not apply to martial skills. The reverse is also true. Yet the infinite Dao body, which is capable of encompassing all, is among the few that can practice both techniques and martial skills. Tang Xuan rummaged through the Grand Elder's room and found 2 manuals. One was the middle grade technique, blazing fire technique, and the other was the lower grade martial skill, kill fist. Martial skills are divided into imperial, sacred, royal, heavenly, earthly, mysterious, and yellow grades. Each grade is further divided into top, high, middle, low, and inferior grades. Once upon a time, the Tang family's weakest techniques were imperial grade. Now mysterious grade techniques and martial skills are sufficient to be considered family heirlooms. This shows how far they have fallen. Tang Xuan had no time to hesitate. The Tang family members were currently trapped in a mine, and the situation was dire. Now that he possessed sacred talent, however, facing the numerous experts of the Wang family relying solely on mysterious grade techniques and martial skills would surely be insufficient. Under a 10,000-fold amplification, the blazing fire technique transformed into a middle-grade, earthly technique. The kill fist became a lower-grade, earthly martial skill. Tang Xuan opened the manuals directly. With the boost of top talent, in less than half a stick of incense, he had comprehended both manuals to an entry-level state. The rest can be understood during battle. Tang Xuan tossed aside the manuals and burst out the door. He charged out of the Tang residence, heading towards the northern mine. His rapid sprint drew the attention of passers-by. Hey, isn't that Tang Xuan the fool of the Tang family? What is he making a fuss about? I don't know. I heard that the Tang family members have been cornered by the Wang family in the mine, and only he is left alone. He must be scared out of his wits. Poor thing. So pitiful. The entire Tang family is going to be finished today. Now Tang Xuan possessed 10,000 meters of soul power. The surrounding discussions were all within his perception. The Tang family is finished. Wrong, it's the beginning of takeoff. To the south of the four-direction city, in the desolate mountains spanning hundreds of miles. Outside a mine there were around 400 to 500 warriors wielding swords and blades incessantly shouting. Come out, you trash of the Tang family, and die. If you don't come out, we'll burn you alive. Ha ha. Why didn't you just hand over the mine peacefully? You chose to seek death. Several warriors at the gathering origin stage crossed their arms, coldly staring at the dark mine. Inside the mine, about 100 people were gathered. Leading them were 3 elderly men, all bearing scars from blades and swords. Damn it. One elder directly swung his fist against the mountain wall, creating a dent the size of a bowl. Cough, cough, phew. This punch aggravated his internal injuries, causing him to cough. Calm down, third elder, another elder said solemnly. He was the leader of the 3 elders of the Tang family, Tang Xuan. The one who threw the punch was third elder Tang Xuan. The one most seriously injured was second elder Tang Kangwu. Alas, I never expected that our esteemed Tang family would fall to being bullied by a bunch of Tang Kangwu's face was filled with despair, his lips trembling incessantly. Third elder Tang Xuan struggled to stand up and shouted, rather than hiding here to die a slow death, we should go out and fight the Wang family scum. The Tang family has no cowards. The other Tang family members also stood up with determination. The Tang family, better to die standing than live on our knees. Even in the face of dual strikes from heaven and earth, they remained undaunted. Just then a thick smoke wafted in. Elder Tang Xuan was alarmed. Not good, those beasts set fire to it. In front of the mine a mountain of firewood was ablaze. At the same time a group of Wang family warriors were fanning the flames. The acrid smoke surged into the airtight mine, causing immense lethality. Even a powerful figure like Tang Xuan at the gathering origin stage could not withstand it. Those with slightly weaker cultivation were directly choked unconscious. Bastard Wang Bin, you bastard. I won't let you off even if I become a ghost. Tang Xuan was furious, cursing while spitting blood. Calm down, third elder. Among the 3 elders, second elder Tang Kangwu was the calmest. He directly pulled Tang Xuan aside. Conserve your energy for the battle against the enemy. Boss, at this point we can only fight with all our might. Tang Xuan nodded heavily. Kill. Amidst the battle cries, the 3 elders led over 100 Tang family members charging out. Outside the mine, the head of the Wang family, Wang Bin, was waiting. Ha! A bunch of turtles finally came out. Capture them. 7 gathering origin experts from the Wang family charged forward. Though the 3 elders of the Tang family fought desperately, they were still knocked to the ground. The rest of the Tang family members were also no match for the Wang family, spitting blood from their injuries. However, none of them retreated. The Tang family is destined to live like dogs. Wang Bin looked at the 3 elders of the Tang family and let out a triumph. Quick, admit your dogs. The fury in the eyes of the 3 elders of the Tang family was about to burst forth. Tisk, let's see if your bones are tough, or if my knife is... Wang Bin flipped his hand and drew out a long knife glimmering with blue light. It was unexpectedly a top-quality Xian-class weapon. I just bought this remnant wind blade, and it's perfect for shedding your blood. Which one should I kill first? Tang Xuan laughed maniacally. Come, let me kill your grandpa first. I'll wait for you in the underworld. A fierce glint flashed in Wang Bin's eyes. Then I'll kill you first. Just then a booming voice interrupted. Stop. This voice was like a thunderclap, causing the torches to flicker. Everyone was startled. They turned to look. In the flickering firelight, a transcendent figure stepped forward. The entire scene fell into silence. After a brief pause, laughter erupted. Ha ha, isn't that the idiot from the Tang family? Goodness, this guy is truly the epitome of stupidity, actually coming here to seek death. Yeah, family should be complete, not leave anyone behind. The Wang family members laughed heartily, and the family head Wang Bin also relaxed. Oh, I was planning to visit the Tang family, but now it seems I can save the trip. The 3 elders of the Tang family turned pale. Damn it, how did Xuanzi get here? Perhaps he didn't see anyone, and was afraid, coincidentally running over. Isn't this sending a sheep into a tiger's den? Forget it, rather than living a foolish life, it's better to die, at least in the underworld the family won't be lonely. The Tang family members looked ashen, their faces filled with despair. At this moment Tang Xuan had already walked into the midst of the Wang family warriors. He looked at the Tang family members lying on the ground frowning. Grandpa's, wait a moment, I'll take care of the Wang family and avenge you. As these words fell, the laughter instantly ceased. The Wang family members showed strange expressions. To butcher them. He's truly an idiot. The three elders of the Tang family are no match for us. What can he do alone? Ah, the ignorant are fearless. In another sense he's quite fortunate, at least his death won't be too painful. Such an interesting person, of course, he should be the first. Wang Ben whistled. Wang Qi chop off his hands and feet and hang him on a tree. A Wang family disciple covered in flesh approached Tang Xuan with a long knife. Poor idiot, go die. He gathered his strength and swung the knife fiercely. This strike was steady, precise, and ruthless. The action was clean and swift. Simultaneously this knife sealed off all of Tang Xuan's possible movements. Good. Wang Ben nodded secretly. Wang Qi had decent talent and could be of great use after training. The cold long knife traced an arc and landed right before Tang Xuan's legs. Let alone if Tang Xuan was truly foolish. Even if he were pretending, he would still be rendered immobile under this strike. The Wang family members smiled. They had begun to anticipate a scene of blood splattering and wails of pain. Bang! Amidst the muffled sound a figure flew. Bang! The sound of impact echoed. Wang Qi crashed against the mountain wall and fell to the ground, a massive hole in his chest. He was gushing forth with fiery blood. Dead. Wang Qi is dead. What on earth happened? Are we dreaming? Including Wang Ben, everyone wore a dazed expression. Even the three elders of the Tang family were the same. Is that Xuanzi? My eyes aren't playing tricks on me, right? It should be. Not a trick. The three elders exchanged glances, their faces filled with confusion. When did Tang Xuan become so fierce? So it turns out he was pretending to be foolish to hide his strength. The Tang family has concealed him deeply, hiding such a descendant. Wang Ben's expression, he thought Tang Xuan was merely acting foolishly, but in reality, he was being secretly nurtured by the Tang family. This was not surprising. Top families often did this, to prevent the family's genius from being envied and harmed. Unfortunately, no matter how strong your strength is, you will ultimately die. Attack! With a loud shout, 30 to 40 martial artists from the Wang family surrounded Tang Xuan. Then they shouted and lunged forward with their knives. This time let's see you not die. A sinister smile appeared at the corner of Wang Ben's mouth. Tang Xuan was still young. Even if he started cultivating from the womb, he would at most be at the transformation stage now. Considering his talent, reaching the pinnacle of the transformation stage would be remarkable. Facing so many martial artists of the same level, he was undoubtedly going to die. Facing the multitude of Wang family warriors, Tang Xuan's lips curled slightly. Let's start the slaughter. He charged forward, ignoring the steel blades, and threw a punch. Clang! Bang! The steel blade struck Tang Xuan, unexpectedly sparking. What? Before the Wang family warriors could react, their heads were smashed by a single punch. Is he a monster? Clang! 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 Tang Xuan transformed into a humanoid beast. With a completely irrational brute force fighting style, he swept through all the Wang family martial artists. The long blade struck his body, producing a sound of metal clashing. Even the blade's edge was blunted. The Wang family martial artists were utterly distressed. How could they possibly fight this? As a result, all the Wang family martial artists who charged at him turned into cold corpses. Tang Xuan nodded in satisfaction. The Boundless Dao body. It was truly formidable. He had deliberately allowed himself to be struck, just to test the defensive power of the Boundless Dao body. The result was highly satisfying. A full-force strike from a transformation realm martial artist felt no more than a mosquito bite. This kid, Wang Ben's pupils constricted. He was terrified. This was just too overwhelming. Even a spirit convergence realm powerhouse couldn't slaughter transformation realm martial artists like dogs. Patriarch, that kid must be wearing a protective treasure, the Wang family's great elder said in a low voice. Wang Ben came to a realization. Right, it must be a protective treasure. No wonder the brat was so emboldened. He almost fooled me. Suppliers Ma and Xiao, you're up. At his command, two middle-aged men stepped forward. They exuded the aura of spirit convergence realm. The density of their spiritual essence was 100 times that of ordinary Qi, enough to penetrate any protective treasure below the earth grade. Excellent. With the two suppliers Ma and Xiao making their move, that brat is as good as dead. The Wang family's great elder sneered sinisterly. These two middle-aged men were originally rogue cultivators who had joined the Wang family and trained to the minor success of the spirit convergence realm. Oh no, they're spirit convergence realm experts. This is bad. Tang Songhai's expression changed drastically. Beside him, Tang Kangwu furrowed his brow. Brother, when did you give Xuanzi a protective treasure? The Tang family's treasures were all in the hands of the eldest Tang Songshan. I didn't. Tang Songshan looked bewildered. He didn't recall the Tang family having any protective treasure that could withstand transformation realm attacks. If they had, would they have been bullied by the Wang family to this extent? Strange, what kind of pill did Xuanzi take to become so fierce? Tang Songhai muttered. Regardless, at least he's no longer foolish. That's a blessing in disguise. Tang Songshan suddenly shouted, Xuanzi, go. Preserve the Tang family's bloodline and avenge us. Tang Xuan had awakened and gained the ability to protect himself. If he could escape, the Tang family would not be entirely wiped out. Escape? Where to? At that moment, the two suppliers Ma and Xiao had already surrounded Tang Xuan. Suddenly, the two suppliers moved. Boulder-splitting palm. Earth-cracking fist. As soon as they struck, they used martial techniques. Whoosh, whoosh. The fist and palm whistled through the air. Powerful force stirred up clouds of dust. If it struck a human body, it would surely break bones and snap tendons. Oh, I didn't expect the two suppliers to have mastered the yellow rank mid-grade martial techniques to this level. Wang Bin nodded slowly with an approving expression. As he spoke, the fist and palm were already upon him. The outcome is sealed. The Wang family's great elder's eyes flickered. Too slow. Tang Xuan sneered, reaching out his hands and casually grabbing. The fist and palm landed in his grasp. Then came the sound of bones shattering. Oh! Amidst the piercing screams, the two suppliers' arms twisted into grotesque angles. Then Tang Xuan raised his hands high, lifting both suppliers off the ground. He slammed them down with force. Bang! Under the immense power, the ground cracked. The two suppliers were deeply embedded into the earth, creating two human-shaped craters. The poor two suppliers spat out torrents of blood, completely crippled. What? Impossible! Wang Bin and the others stared in disbelief. Like wooden chickens, they gazed at the two suppliers who had only a breath left. They couldn't believe their eyes. Martial artists at the minor success of spirit convergence realm had been instantly killed. Thighs. Wang Bin's lips trembled. At that moment, he finally confirmed one thing. It wasn't that Tang Xuan had a treasure. Rather, he had grown stronger. Even to the point of being able to instantly kill a spirit convergence realm minor success martial artist. The Wang family martial artists who had been watching in shock were now trembling even more. Tang Xuan. Such terrifying prowess. A faint dread coursed through their bodies. It was the awe that the weak spontaneously feel toward the strong. Meanwhile, the Tang family members wore a different expression. Joy. Tang Xuan was too fierce. Could it be that he has awakened? Tang Songshan's body trembled, and his eyes shone with disbelief. He nearly blurted out, Boundless Dao body. But this matter was of utmost importance and must never be spoken aloud lest the 6 celestial clans learn of it in the... He immediately clamped his mouth shut. But tears welled up in his old eyes. How many years had it been? At last, a Tang family descendant had broken through the celestial shackles and awakened the Boundless Dao body. Second brother, third brother. Tang Songshan said in a deep voice. From this moment on, the entire Tang family from top to bottom shall honor Tang Xuan as master and protect him with their lives. Those who disobey shall have their souls extinguished. Tang Kangwu and Tang Songhai drew in a cold breath. They had never seen Tang Songshan so grave. After a moment of thought, the two elders understood the key point and became excited. At that moment, the atmosphere among the Wang family turned extremely tense. Their gazes toward Tang Xuan were filled with caution. Who's next? Tang Xuan shook his fists. This feeling of crushing his opponents was exhilarating. So what if he was from a celestial transgressor clan? He had the system in his hands. Rebelling against heaven was just a matter of minutes. Tang Xuan, there's been some misunderstanding between us today. Let's stop here. Wang Bin hesitated for a moment, then spoke solemnly. Everyone was astounded. Wang Bin had actually backed down. Misunderstanding. Was injuring the Tang family a misunderstanding? Tang Xuan said coolly. In theory, he should keep a low profile. But with such a powerful, low profile. Ridiculous. High profile, it must be high profile. Those who follow me shall prosper, those who oppose me shall perish. If anyone refuses to submit, I'll fight until they do. The Wang family must die? It's not impossible to call it quits. Tang Xuan continued. Anyone who struck the Tang family, cripple one hand, and pay 10 spirit stones. Anyone who injured the Tang family, cripple both legs and one hand, and pay 50 spirit stones. Then I'll barely let it go. Wang Bin was furious. Don't go too far. Tang Xuan retorted loudly. I am going too far. What of it? If you're not satisfied, come and fight. You. Wang Bin nearly spat out a mouthful of blood in rage. This kid had eaten gunpowder. His attitude was so harsh. Yet the Tang family members were overjoyed, cheering loudly. Well said, patriarch. Our Tang family is not to be trifled with. If others do not provoke us, we will not provoke them. But if they do, we will repay them twofold. Faced with the cheers of the Tang family, Wang Bin calmed down. The Wang family had not risen to this position without a hidden card. I wanted to spare your life, but you refused to see reason. Since that's the case, great elder, send him off. The Wang family's great elder nodded. He reached into his bosom and pulled out a black spherical object. Heaven-shaking thunder. Xuanzi, be careful. Tang Songshan cried out in alarm. Tang Xuan frowned as well. The heaven-shaking thunder was a very dangerous hidden weapon. Its essence was a peculiar crystal that could absorb and store the power of natural elements. When used, spiritual energy would ignite the stored elemental power, causing a violent explosion. The one in the Wang family's great elder's hand was the size of a child's fist. Once detonated, there was no escape for anyone below the spirit convergence realm. Even a liquid sea realm expert would be injured or even killed. Just as the Wang family's great elder was about to speak, Tang Xuan shot forward like a leopard, killing fist. Boom. Amidst the sonic boom, the Wang family's great elder's head split open like a watermelon. Oh, scum, did you think I'd give you the chance to act? Tang Xuan spat contemptuously. Hesitation leads to defeat. Grand Elder, you little beast. Wang Bin stared at the headless corpse and let out a piercing roar. You actually killed my Wang family's Grand Elder. Tang Xuan said coldly, you killed him. And what of it? This world always collects its debts sooner or later. Since you dared strike at my Tang family, be prepared. His voice sounded calm, yet it radiated the imposing aura of one above. The warriors of the Wang family went pale one by one, chill running down their spines. They could not have imagined it in their wildest dreams. The Tang family's fool was so ferocious. Wang Bin ground his teeth with hatred. 2 Jiyuan realm attendants dying could be tolerated. After all, they could be replaced. But the Wang family's Grand Elder was a peak Jiyuan realm cultivator and possessed the dreaded artifact Zhentian Lei. With his death, the Wang family's strength was reduced by at least 30%. The power structure in Xifang City was convoluted. Once other factions learned of the Wang Grand Elder's fall, they would surely move against the Wang family. At the thought, Wang Bin felt his heart bleed. Meanwhile, Tang Xuan had already begun to amplify the Zhentian Lei. Ding! 10,000-fold amplification. 10,000-fold Zhentian Lei fatal to anyone below the Yuanhun realm. No chance of survival. Area of effect 100 zhang. Good heavens, so it can suppress even the Yuanhun realm. Is it then invincible? Tang Xuan drew a cold breath. The force of it was terrifying indeed. Regret flickered across his face. What a pity. This Zhentian Lei can only be used once. Once expended, it's gone. Wang Bin raised the Canfeng Dao and said ominously, spare no cost, kill him. At that command, 5 Wang family elders at Jiyuan realm great accomplishment struck together. At the same time, Wang Bin and another peak Jiyuan elder unleashed their martial techniques. The 7 strong men attacked in unison. In an instant, gusts burst forth, sweeping everything aside. The surrounding fighters felt sand whirl before their eyes, sight obscured and breath stifled. With the family head and the elders attacking together, they will surely subdue that fool. 7 Jiyuan realm powerhouses combined could even slay a Yehai realm. No matter how strange that kid is, he won't survive. But what if even the family head and elders together cannot kill Tang Xuan? Someone muttered. The Wang family warriors instantly fell into confusion. Indeed, if even 7 Jiyuan realm powerhouses could not fell Tang Xuan, what then? No, it cannot be. The family head will surely win. We must not lose. God! The Wang family fighters were panic-stricken, their earlier arrogance gone. At that moment, the 7 Jiyuan realm powerhouses unleashed their full might. Terrifying spiritual energy interwove and condensed into a black. The earth split with a cracking sound like a web tearing. Within a Tinjiang radius, an absolute forbidden zone formed. Facing such an onslaught, Tang Xuan remained expressionless. He extended his right hand, and a streak of spirit fire rose in his palm. That is the Liahua technique. Tang Qingshan's pupils shrank as he cried out. How could he not recognize a secret manual he had in his collection? When did Xuanzi learn the Liahua technique? I don't know. Tang Xuan shook his head, his face grave. But the Liahua technique is only a mid-level Xian-grade art. Even at its peak, it could never match the combined force of 7 Jiyuan realm powerhouses. This is bad. The 3 Tang elders' faces changed. Although Tang Xuan had become a raw-strength fighter, without a powerful martial art, his strength, brute force fights only work in surprise attacks. Now 7 great opponents besieged Tang Xuan. A sheer strength alone could not resolve this. Martial techniques must clash. Only martial skill could break them. As the 3 Tang elders stood stunned, the flame in Tang Xuan's palm suddenly swelled into a fireball the size of a human head. It expanded still further. Boom. The fireball erupted into a wave of flame and surged outward. What? Not good. That is an earth-grade martial art. The towering fire wave rose 10 zhang high. From above, it looked like a blazing lotus blossoming on the ground, layers upon layers of scorching fire. The dreadful wave of flames swallowed the 7 Jiyuan realm powerhouses' martial techniques and dragged them into its maw. In an instant, screams rent the air. 7 figures stood in the inferno, roaring and howling. Arg! It hurts to death. Help! Help! Wang Bin frantically slapped at the flames devouring him. But the Liahua technique condensed not ordinary fire, but spirit fire mixed with earth qi, which ignited the spiritual energy inside Wang Bin. No matter how he beat at it, it was useless. His flesh was burned open, blood spouting. Even the Tang clan watched with their scalps tingling. How tragic. I find myself oddly pitying Wang Bin. He brought this upon himself. The Tang people quickly regained their composure. The Wang family, however, were not so composed. They screamed madly and trembled. The 5 Jiuan realm great accomplishment elders were soon reduced to ash, leaving many white spirit stones behind. Spirit stones dropped. Tang Xian's eyes gleamed. It was like leveling up in a game, slay a powerhouse, and reap rich rewards. Wang Bin and the other peak Jiuan elder could not hold out long. They fell convulsing, after a few breaths they were charred to coal. Ding! A clear chime drew Tang Xian's attention. Within the flames a mysterious light gleamed. On Wang Bin's left hand rested an antique ring. Space ring. Tang Xian rejoiced and lunged forward, snatching it into his grasp. Such an item was indispensable to cultivators. It could store any inanimate thing with a thought. With Tang Xian's current soul power, he easily tore the soul imprint and entered the space ring. The ring's interior held only a modest space, roughly 7 or 8 square units, but neatly stacked inside were 3,000 mid-grade spirit stones and many elixirs. There was also a secret manual and a gentian lei. Ha ha ha. Enrich. Enrich. Tang Xian's grin threatened to split his face. Killing truly was the fastest way to wealth. By now the remaining hundreds of Wang family warriors were broken with fear. Run! Run! Someone shouted. Hundreds of Wang family fighters turned and fled. Tang Xian's face grew cold as his soul power surged. A tenth of Sandinate soul force like heaven and earth collapsing slammed into the already disoriented Wang family warriors. Most of them were Huajin realm cultivators. How could they bear such overwhelming pressure? The weak had their souls torn and became vegetative. The slightly stronger went black in the face, blood pouring from their 7 orifices, collapsing and convulsing. In the blink of an eye the Wang family was annihilated. Tang Xian leisurely picked up the Xian grade superior Lifeng Dao. One battle, a crushing victory. He walked to Tang Xuan and the others and smiled. 3 elders, forgive me. I arrived late. Tang Xuan, Tang, Songhai, and Tang Kangwu stared dazed. From Tang Xian's appearance they felt as if in a dream. Were it not for the sharp pain from their wounds they might not have believed it. Tang Xian produced Wang Bin's elixirs, secretly amplified them 10,000-fold, then handed them to Tang Xuan and the others to heal. Tang Xuan had not paid attention at first. When he emptied the vial, he nearly fainted. 6. A 6th grade elixir. The pill in Tang Xuan's hand was perfectly round, emanating a faint fragrance. This was the hallmark of a 6th grade pill. Spirit stones and pills are 2 essential items for martial artists in their training and healing. Especially pills. They are crucial for breakthroughs, cultivation, healing, and dispelling unusual injuries. They are categorized from 1st to 9th grade, with royal, imperial, holy, and divine pills above the 9th grade. To acquire pills one must rely on alchemists to refine them, and the success rate is not high. Therefore alchemists are a very scarce profession. Families and forces of a slightly higher status will cultivate an alchemist. Of course, given the current state of the Tang family, they definitely do not have one. Thus pills are a pure luxury for the Tang family. Even a single 1st grade pill is worth over 100 taels of gold. As for the 6th grade pills, they can no longer be traded for gold, but are exchanged for spirit stones. The one in Tang Xuan's hand is an excellent specimen among 6th grade pills, worth at least 100 medium grade spirit stones. 100 medium grade spirit stones for a single pill. When has the Tang family ever been this extravagant? Tang Xuan hurriedly placed the pill into a porcelain vial, cradling it delicately in his palm. Master, this cannot be done. Tang Xian frowned. What? Can't the pill heal? These pills actually belong to Wang Bin. Upon obtaining them, Tang Xian inadvertently amplified their effects 1,000-fold. The efficacy difference between each grade of pill is approximately 10 times. A 2nd grade pill becomes equivalent to a 6th grade pill. Tang Xuan chuckled bitterly. No, 6th grade pills are not just for reviving the dead. They can heal superficial wounds in the blink of an eye. It's just. He wanted to say they were too precious and unaffordable. But Tang Xian loudly declared, since they are effective, eat them. All of you are loyal sons of the Tang family. As the head of the family, I have been muddle-headed for so long. Such heartache. At this moment, I, Tang Xian, vow that from this moment on I will lead the Tang family to soar again. What are 6th grade pills? In the future our Tang family will consume holy grade and even divine grade pills. His words ignited the passion in the young members of the Tang family. They trembled all over their faces, flushed eyes shining with excitement. Elder Tang, Songhai roared in anger. Well said, such words are uplifting. Only Elder Tang, Kangwu frowned. Tang Xian's transformation was too strange. Just moments ago he was a drooling fool. Now he had transformed into a fierce man. It was too outrageous, too fantastical. Even Tang Kangwu suspected if Tang Xian had been possessed. In fact, he was right. However, Tang Xian was not possessed, but rather the merging of his soul after crossing over. With a glance, Tang Xian noticed Tang He had been prepared for this. Elder 2, are you doubting why I have changed so drastically? Tang Kangwu shivered slightly, saying, I dare not. Tang Xuan smiled. There are no outsiders here, so let me show you the reason for my transformation. With that, he directly unleashed the power of the infinite Dao. A vast and overwhelming aura akin to the cosmic heavens emanated from Tang Xuan's body. Under this pressure, all the members of the Tang family appeared horrified. Especially the 3 elders of the Tang family, whose eyes widened, breathing hastily, faces filled with disbelief. This aura is. It must be the infinite Dao body. It is the infinite Dao body. Whoa, it has awakened, it has finally awakened. We have waited 50 years to see the awakening of the infinite Dao body. The 3 elders of the Tang family embraced each other, tears streaming down their faces. They wiped their tears and directly knelt before Tang Xuan. Tang Xuan, Tang Kangwu, Tang Songhai pay respects to the head of the family. At this moment, they had no doubts left. Only wholehearted loyalty to the Tang family and to Tang Xuan remained. They were convinced by the infinite Dao body that he had crossed over. Tang Xuan secretly chuckled while maintaining a calm facade. I have been in hiding for 18 years just to deceive the Heavenly Dao to awaken the infinite Dao body. Today I have finally succeeded. Now do you believe? The 3 elders were amazed. I didn't expect the head of the family had been plotting for so long, even deceiving us. Old 3, you don't understand. The Heavenly Dao suppresses our Tang family. Every step must be taken with caution. The head of the family is right. Yes, old 2 is correct. To mislead the enemy, one must even mislead their own people. Now the 3 elders of the Tang family not only did not doubt Tang Xuan, but regarded him as an extraordinarily talented individual with deep schemes capable of enduring humiliation. Tang Xuan's expression turned serious. Now, as the head of the family, I command you to take the pills to heal. Is there any problem? The 3 elders of the Tang family showed no hesitation, taking out the pills and giving them to the Tang family disciples to consume. Most of the people had only superficial injuries, and after being hungry for a few days they appeared quite messy. Under the stimulation of the 6th grade pills, they quickly returned to their peak state. In fact, a few even broke through to a minor realm. Master, what shall we do next? Elder Tang Xuan asked respectfully. Tang Xuan's lips curled into a smirk. What to do? Kill. A mere Wang family dares to tread upon our Tang family. Truly, a tiger does not show its might, and they mistake me for a sick cat. Go to the Wang family. Kill their entire family. In response to such domineering words, the 3 elders of the Tang family and the others felt no sense of cruelty, but rather complete agreement. The world of martial artists is a place where the weak are preyed upon by the strong. The Wang family had pushed things to this point. Can the Tang family still remain a turtle? Therefore the Wang family must die? Furthermore, the Tang family is currently too poor. They need to take off, and war spoils are the quickest means. Under the crowd of the 3 elders and other members of the Tang family, Tang Xuan returned to the 4 Directions city with his head held high. Along the way, he drew the attention of passers-by. Hey, aren't those Tang family members? Why are they back? Weren't they supposed to block the Wang family in the mine and kill them? Why does it look like nothing happened? Goodness, with such a murderous aura, are they looking for trouble with the Wang family? What a joke. The Wang family is one of the 5 major families in 4 Directions city with a powerful ancestor in the Liquid Sea realm. Their young lady Wang Lily is a core disciple of the Tianlin sect. With just this many people from the Tang family, are they seeking death? Wait, looking at their direction, it's clearly toward the Wang family. Goodness, something big is happening. Ooh, let's follow and see. Soon more and more passers-by gathered following behind the Tang family. Before long, Tang Xuan and the others arrived at the Wang family's doorstep. Looking at the resplendent golden gates, he felt a pang of envy. The Wang family is one of the 5 major families in 4 Directions city with countless businesses and a staggering accumulation of wealth. This mansion alone occupies at least 100 times the land of the Tang family. Tang Xuan looked up at the Grand Wang family plaque, a smile creeping onto his lips. Someone smash it. A disciple named Tang Xuyo rushed out and kicked the plaque. Boom. The plaque made a fine nanmu which shattered instantly. The guards of the Wang family were left dumbfounded. What is happening? Kicking the door. Tang Xuan waved his hand. Those inside, listen up. You are surrounded, come out and die. The thunderous sound reverberated over the Wang family estate. After a brief silence, chaotic footsteps could be heard. Who dares to cause trouble at the Wang family? Are you looking to die? Kill him. With a loud clamor, dozens of Wang family warriors charged out. Tang Xuan pointed. Kill. A roar of battle. The long-restrained members of the Tang family pounced forward. Tang Xuyo led the charge, wielding a steel knife, and quickly knocked down several Wang family warriors. Oh, Tang Xuan's eyes brightened. This kid has potential, worthy of cultivation. Since he has been reborn as the family head, his future path is destined not to be that of a lone wolf. Not only must he enhance his own strength, but he must also elevate the power of his subordinates. The more than 100 members of the Tang family are his most loyal confidants. They are also the foundation for the future conquest. They are loyal and have not betrayed him even in adversity. If he doesn't promote such people, who else should he promote? System. Can my family members also use the 10,000-fold amplification? Ding. System notification. As long as it belongs to the host, whether living or non-living, it can be amplified 10,000-fold. Great. Tang Xuan's face was filled with joy. This system is incredible. Not only can he use it himself, but he can also use it for those who belong to him. With such dominance, what's there to fear from the 6 clans of Heaven's Path? Of course, Tang Xuan was not crazy enough to seek revenge against the 6 clans of Heaven's Path just yet. Gathering grain and patiently waiting to claim the throne remains an unchanging truth. Fortunately, the 6 clans of Heaven's Path are all high and mighty. Even if Tang Xuan caused a ruckus, he could not possibly alarm them. Before the fierce members of the Tang family, the Wang family warriors were utterly powerless. In a moment, over 100 corpses lay scattered. The pungent smell of blood instantly filled the air. Enter. Tang Xuan waved his hand. He had already begun to exude the aura of a higher authority. Seeing the members of the Tang family enter the Wang family, the onlookers outside were instantly in an uproar. What's going on? The Tang family really attacked the Wang family. This is a massacre in the making. What do they want to do? All the spectators were shocked. The Tang family had always given them a submissive impression. Who would have thought it would come to this today? Despite their surprise, many still looked down on the Tang family. It seems they were oppressed too harshly, leading to this explosion. But alas, even an explosion is useless. The Wang family has a powerful expert in the... I remember the strongest in the Tang family is only at the Gathering Yuan realm. How did the Tang family break through the encirclement of the Wang family? Just as everyone was whispering, a loud roar echoed from deep within the Wang family. Who dares to act recklessly in the Wang family? Boom. With a loud explosion, a secret chamber shattered. A figure was seen stepping through the void, moving through the void is a hallmark of a liquid sea realm expert. The spiritual essence is like an ocean, breaking free from the constraints of the world, soaring into the skies. A powerful aura descended like a mountain. The Tang family members who were in the midst of slaughter felt a chill in their hearts and halted. Though startled, there was no fear in their eyes, because the family head was watching them. Members of the Tang family. The elder of the Wang family looked at them with a mixture of shock and anger. He couldn't understand why the Tang family members would appear here. When he saw the bodies of the Wang family members everywhere, his doubts instantly vanished. What courage! How dare you cause trouble in the Wang family? Who gave you the courage? The crowd parted and Tang Xuan stepped out. No, we did not come to cause trouble. We came to kill. Kill. Haha. Just a few worthless Gathering Yuan realm fools think they can shake my Wang family. Naive. Kneel down. With the command to kneel, the elder of the Wang family exuded an overwhelming aura. The aura surged like a tsunami, sweeping toward them. Tang Xuan sneered and directly unleashed the might of the infinite Dao body. A mere mixed body dares to be reckless before this family head. Get back. The two auras collided. The elder of the Wang family's aura instantly crumbled. In this world, there is no one who can match the aura of the infinite Dao body. You? How is it possible? The elder of the Wang family looked at Tang Xuan with disbelief. As a liquid sea realm expert, he was actually overwhelmed by the aura of a junior at the Gathering Yuan realm. Rage ignited within him. With a single hand, he grasped a profound level-long knife. The aura is not bad, but you still fall far short if you wish to act arrogantly before me. The elder of the Wang family positioned the knife across his chest. A mysterious aura radiated from the blade. Tang Xuan's expression changed. Family head, be careful, that is the intent of the blade. Cultivating martial arts is not just about techniques. When techniques reach their peak, to enhance damage, one must add the power of intent. Intent is related to soul power. It is invisible and intangible, yet it can be felt. It's a force that is profoundly mysterious. A martial artist with intent and one without is a completely different concept. Even if one's cultivation is weak, as long as they comprehend intent, countless sects will extend an olive branch. Conversely, even if one cultivates all the way to the liquid sea realm, or even the golden core realm, in the eyes of the sects they hold no value. Blade intent. Just in time. Tang Xuan's eyes lit up. He drew the remnant wind blade. This blade was originally a superior profound level weapon. After being amplified 10,000-fold, it became a superior earth level weapon. The entire blade shimmered with a cold light, emanating an unsettling glow. Even the elder of the Wang family couldn't help but feel a chill. Die. He swung down, delivering a strike. Everyone retreat behind me. Watch me slay this old... Tang Xuan was eager to try. Previously killing Wang Bin was not satisfying at all. He couldn't help but test the true power of the infinite Dao body. The elder of the Wang family was the perfect test piece. He gathered all his strength and swung down. No techniques, just pure power. The elder of the Wang family sneered. He was a liquid sea realm expert. His power far surpassed the Gathering Yuan realm. Competing in strength with him is seeking death, right? Clang. The two blades clashed. The smile on the elder of the Wang family instantly vanished. Only shock remained. PFF. His right hand trembled and blood erupted from his tiger's mouth. How is this possible? Although this strike was not full force, it still carried over 80% of his spiritual energy. Besides, it also contained the blade. Killing a Tang Xuan should have been an effortless task. Who would have thought that Tang Xuan could match him in strength simply through brute force? Blade intent. Just this. Tang Xuan blinked, his face filled with curiosity. This isn't impressive at all. The three elders of the Tang family behind him wore expressions of speechlessness. It was the first time they had seen someone use pure strength to contend with blade intent. The key was that Tang Xuan still held the upper hand. The infinite Dao body truly lives up to being the supreme among the 3,000 bodies, excelling in every aspect beyond the same realm. The family head is the only direct descendant of our Tang family, and now he can awaken. It's truly wonderful. Seeing the family head, it feels like witnessing the glory of the Tang family dominating the 3,000 worlds back in the day. The three elders sighed in admiration. Damn it. I refuse to believe this. The elder of the Wang family's face flushed red, seething with anger, as he pushed his blade intent to its limit, pressing forward. At that moment, a force of attraction surged from within Tang Xuan, completely absorbing the elder of the Wang family's blade intent. Oh, what is this? Tang Xuan was taken aback. Then he realized. The infinite Dao body can become the supreme among the 3,000 bodies, possessing endless wonders. Other bodies possess only, yet the infinite Dao body is boundless, having the capabilities of all bodies. My blade intent. The elder of the Wang family went mad. He directly rose into the air, all his spiritual energy pouring into the long knife, condensing into a 10-foot blade light. Thunder and lightning crackled around the blade light. A terrifying pressure descended like a fog. You little beast, you cannot fly, but let's see how you fight. Tang Xuan sighed and flipped his left hand. The thunder of heaven appeared. Then I can only blow you up. Tang Xuan drew a deep breath, mustered all his strength, and hurled the heaven-shaking thunderbolt. The thunderbolt transformed into a streak of black light, flying straight toward the ancestor Wang. Trying to use a hidden weapon. How naive. The ancestor Wang's pupils contracted, a look of disdain crossing his face. Tang Xuan smiled and said, "Dare you catch it?" The corner of the ancestor Wang's mouth curled slightly. He did not catch the thunderbolt, but instead flickered his figure, letting it brush past him. Ha ha ha. Do you think I don't recognize this as the heaven-shaking thunderbolt? Whether I catch it or slash it, the thunderbolt will explode. Anyone below the Qi gathering realm would surely die, and even I in the liquid sea realm would be severely wounded. Do you truly believe I am some brain? As the thunderbolt turned into a streak of light, soaring 1,000 feet into the sky and vanishing into the clouds, the hearts of the Tang clan sank. Although Tang Xuan was formidable, after all, he was only in the Qi gathering realm. There remained a vast gap between that and the liquid sea realm, because those in the liquid sea realm could soar through the air, while those in the Qi gathering realm could not. Completely countered. Humans cannot fly. Too difficult. Cackle. The ancestor Wang laughed wildly to the sky, and the 10-foot-long blade aura surged once more. Everyone tensed up. Just as the blade aura was about to fall, Tang Xuan smiled. Good thing you dodged, because I myself overlooked something. The ancestor Wang was startled. The next moment, a deafening roar erupted from within the clouds. Boom. In an instant, the vast sky turned into a blinding crimson. The winds and clouds were torn apart, and a sea of fire mixed with a terrifying oppressive force descended from the heavens. Tang Xuan inhaled sharply and bellowed, "Everyone get down." The Tang clan members dared not hesitate, dropping to the ground immediately. The ancestor Wang, however, was half a beat too slow. The spiritual energy storm slammed fiercely into his back. His entire body instantly turned into a bloody mess. Blood gushed from his mouth as if it cost nothing. Then the aftershock descended. With a thunderous boom, half of the Wang estate was reduced to ashes. The martial artists standing outside the Wang estate were flung away. The tremors lasted 3 waves before subsiding. Looking at the Wang estate, it was now a pile. Wails filled the area. Countless martial artists lay in pools of blood, screaming in agony. Cough, cough. That was too much. They'll have to be more careful with this 10,000-fold amplification in the future. Tang Xuan shook off the dust and climbed to his feet. That thunderbolt had been amplified 10,000 times. If the ancestor Wang had actually reached out to catch, not a single person present would have survived. Even though Tang Xuan possessed the infinite Dao body and could not die, he would still suffer severe injuries. As for the other Tang clan members, they would have been completely wiped out. Luckily, the ancestor Wang had a flash of inspiration and dodged. Tang Xuan walked into the crater. By now the ancestor Wang's left arm and both legs had been blown off, his chest was torn open, his eyes rolled back, and he was breathing his last. Clearly the soul-taking wraith was already standing by his side. What a good man, Tang Xuan remarked, then decisively stripped the space ring from the Ancestor Wang's right hand. Your legacy I will put to good use. The Ancestor Wang's body trembled twice, and he breathed his last. By then the Tang Clan members had gathered around, their faces full of shock. A liquid sea realm powerhouse. Dead just like that. The clan head was truly incredible. Everyone gasped in admiration. Alright, stop gawking. Take everything you can. Tang Xuan clapped his hands. The three elders of the Tang Clan suddenly came to their senses. Then the Tang Clan members dispersed like a swarm of locusts, frantically harvesting everything from the Wang estate. Tang Xiao even found the Wang family's warehouse. When they opened it, they were dumbfounded. Inside the warehouse, neatly arranged, were nearly 100,000 spirit stones. Among them were 80,000 low-grade spirit stones, 15,000 medium-grade, and the remaining 5,000 were high-grade. Besides the spirit stones, there were also boxes of pills and weapons. We're rich. We're rich. Tang Xuan let out a pig-like snort of laughter. The three elders of the Tang Clan felt their eyes sting and nearly burst into tears. They could hold back. But the other Tang Clan disciples could not. They embraced each other and wept. What was the most terrifying thing in the world? Poverty. The once glorious Tang Clan had fallen to such depths. Internally, they lacked even cultivation resources, let alone enough weapons for every member. Externally, they had to endure the oppression of many other clans. What kind of life had they lived before? Finally, their hardships gave way to joy waiting for Tang Xuan's awakening. This feeling was truly beyond words. Tang Xuan stuffed all the spirit stones into his space ring. After all, the 10,000-fold amplified ring could hold the entire Wang estate without any. With these resources, the Tang Clan might not soar, but at least their strength would skyrocket and they would never be bullied again. And what's this? After storing all the spirit stones and pills, Tang Xuan also discovered a black chest. Opening it, he found a blade technique. On the cover were two large characters, Thunder Slash, Earth Grade Upper. Tang Xuan's pupils contracted. Even without amplification, this manual surpassed his current martial arts. If he amplified it once, his combat power would be greatly enhanced. If he guessed correctly, this blade technique was the very one the Ancestor Wang had used. But it seemed the Ancestor Wang had only achieved a rudimentary level. What a good man. Tang Xuan silently thanked the Ancestor Wang once more for his gift. He clutched the Thunder Slash manual tightly, vowing in his heart, I will make good use of it. May the Ancestor Wang's soul rest in peace. The Tang Clan members swept through the Wang estate like a hurricane, completely emptying it. They were nearly ready to dismantle every brick. As the crowd led by Tang Xuan walked out of the ruined Wang estate gates, the martial artists who had gathered to watch stepped back in fear, their eyes filled with terror. They looked at the Tang Clan as if they were seeing demons. They had thought it would be like an egg striking a stone. Who could have imagined it would be a one-sided massacre? The Wang clan, this universally recognized great family of Xifang City, had been utterly razed. Throughout the entire affair, Wang Ben never appeared. Everyone understood clearly this clan head must have already gone to the Yellow Springs. In less than half a day, the news that Tang Xuan had led his people to annihilate the Wang clan spread throughout the city. My heavens, what kind of pill did the Tang clan take to become so fierce? They even flattened the Wang clan. Especially that fool. He's even more ferocious. I heard he received a divine inheritance, can transform into 3 heads and 6 arms, and bit the Ancestor Wang to death in one go. They even flattened the Wang clan. Especially that fool. He's even more ferocious. I heard he received a divine inheritance, can transform into 3. The Li Xiao and Ma families all kept their gates tightly shut. They had issued strict orders under no circumstances should they provoke the Tang clan. The Wang clan had been on par with them. If the Tang clan could destroy the Wang clan, they could do the same to them. The 3 clan heads urgently convened to discuss their next. Damn it. I never expected the Tang clan to turn the tables. Clan head Ma slammed the table in fury. Clan head Xiao stroked his long beard, his brows deeply furrowed. The Wang clan's entire assets have been swallowed by the Tang clan. What should we do? If they can swallow the Wang clan today, once they've digested it, they will definitely come for us. After all, we've bullied the Tang clan to some extent before. As he finished, both clan heads sighed simultaneously. Clan Headley stood with his hands behind his back by the window, his eyes flickering, but without a trace of fear. Don't panic, fellow clan heads. The Tang clan may have swallowed the Wang clan, but they don't know they've already walked onto a dead end. Just wait. When Wang Lily returns, there will be a good show. Tang Xuan sat cross-legged, surrounded by dozens of fragments of spirit crystals, all of which were high-quality spirit crystals. The overwhelming spiritual energy gave him a feeling of being transcendent. No, it was not just a feeling. It was real. The spiritual essence in his dantian emitted a sound of cracking. Waves of ocean-like sounds echoed in his ears, transforming the essence into an ocean. After awakening the infinite Dao body, every bit of spiritual energy absorbed would not go to waste. Shatter for me. With a heavy shout, Tang Xuan's body slowly rose into the air. The solidified spiritual essence resembled a collapsing dam. The spiritual energy transformed into white tidal waves flowing through his limbs and bones. The liquid sea realm was taking shape. Without any mishaps, the external spiritual energy was once again cut off. Tang Xuan was already prepared. With a flick of his wrist, dozens of high-quality spirit crystals were thrown out. With each breath, the tidal spiritual energy surged once more. 2 streams of spiritual waves converged, igniting his vitality completely. The liquid sea realm was small success. The liquid sea realm reached great success. The peak of the liquid sea realm. The limit of the liquid sea realm. After circulating the tidal spiritual energy within him several hundred times, it returned to his dantian. The tidal waves transformed into a vortex spinning wildly. In the center of the vortex, a yellow, bean-sized Yuan Dan faintly emerged. The Xian Dan realm. Success. After condensing the Xian Dan, his strength surged once again. Under the influence of the infinite Dao body, his overall power skyrocketed. The panel also underwent changes. Host Tang Xuan. Identity, Celestial Sin Clan. Cultivation, beginner of the Xian Dan realm. Physique, infinite sacred body, awakened 10. Soul power, 50 Li. Soul power is a collective term for willpower and mental strength. Qualification, sacred grade, overpowering 99 of martial artists. Realm blade, intent half formed. Technique, fiery fire, art, earth level mid. Martial skill, killing fist, earth level low, thunder, / heaven level high. Very good. Tang Xuan stretched lazily, his joints cracking. Not only did his strength soar, but his soul power also received an enhancement. It is important to note that an ordinary liquid sea realm martial artist has a soul power of only a few hundred meters. He directly skyrocketed to 50 Li. In conversion, that is 25,000 meters. Impressive. Coupled with the heaven level high martial skill thunder slash. Even against a Yuan soul realm expert, he wouldn't back down. However, based on Tang Xuan's knowledge, there were no Yuan soul realm experts stationed within a 1,000,000 Li radius despite numerous sects and cities. Invincible. How lonely it is. Tang Xuan opened the door and stepped outside. Upon opening the door, he saw the 3 elders of the Tang family and dozens of Tang family disciples standing at the entrance, all looking dazed. Elders, what happened? Tang Xuan asked curiously. Elder Tang Xuan took a deep breath, barely suppressing his shock, and forced a smile, saying, "Clan Master, haven't you noticed?" Noticed what? Tang Xuan was taken aback. Elder Tang Xuan pointed around. Tang Xuan turned to look and was equally stunned. Originally, this courtyard had rockeries, flowers, and houses. Now, all gone. The ground was covered in debris. Was there an earthquake? No, it wasn't an earthquake. It was when the clan master broke through and the spiritual energy surged like a mountain tsunami, destroying this place. Tang Xuan scratched his head, looking helpless. He overlooked that whenever a martial artist breaks through, extraordinary phenomena occur. A Xian Dan realm martial artist's mere release of aura could rival a full-force strike of a gathering Yuan realm expert. The clan master is truly a genius. The aura during the breakthrough is astonishing. If it weren't for the 3 of us dodging quickly, we might have been severely injured. Elder Tang Xuan nodded. Although there was an element of exaggeration, it wasn't too far-fetched. Meanwhile, Elder Tang Kangwu with a calm mind contemplated, after all, it's the infinite Dao body capable of battling the heavens. Even the breakthrough is unlike ordinary people. Of course, it's natural. It is said that the ancestors relied on the infinite Dao body to sweep through the heavens, killing until no one dared to oppose. Even the 6 clans of the Heavenly Dao had to bow down. However, his voice paused and a fiery atmosphere suddenly became solemn. Everyone understood. The current Tang family had long lost its previous glory. Most of the clan members had already fallen under the assaults of the Heavenly Dao and the 6 clans. The remaining clan members were scattered among various realms, struggling to survive. Each of the 6 clans of the Heavenly Dao possessed immense fortune. Their internal heritage was unfathomable. The current Tang family couldn't even be considered a hair under their feet. Although Tang Xuan had awakened the infinite Dao body, it was merely individual strength. The clan still showed no sign of improvement. Tang Xuan smiled calmly. What does the Heavenly Dao matter? What do the 6 clans matter? With this clan master around, they will kneel sooner or later. The 3 elders exchanged glances, revealing wry smiles. An ant claiming to defeat an elephant. Is that possible? Don't you believe it? Tang Xuan raised an eyebrow. Noticing the 3 elders' lack of confidence, it was time to inspire them. Jiuyao, clan master. Tang Jiuyao stepped in front of Tang Xuan and bowed respectfully. Kneel. Tang Xuan commanded sharply. Tang Jiuyao was startled, his knees going weak as he fell to the ground, cold sweat pouring out. In an instant his mind raced, wondering if he had violated any of Tang family's rules. Tang Xuan placed his hand on his head. Relax your body. No matter what reaction occurs, don't move, do you hear me? If you act recklessly, you will be directly expelled from the Tang family. Tang Jiuyao trembled, all over his teeth chattering. I understand, clan master. Even if I die, I won't move. The three elders exchanged looks, completely unaware of Tang Xuan's intentions. Tang Xuan calmly said, "Today, in the name of the clan master of the Tang family, I grant you supreme power." The aura of the infinite Dao body began to rise. Coupled with the cultivation of the Xian Dan realm, a tempest immediately erupted, and waves of energy surged to the heavens. So strong the airflow. My heavens, what is the clan master doing? The airflow is too strong. Retreat. Retreat. Under the tremendous airflow, the already ruined courtyard suffered further devastation. Crack, crack, crack. The ground cracked and countless spiderwebs spread outwards. Under this aura, the Tang family members could only retreat continuously, their faces filled with shock. Tang Xuan intentionally released his aura to disguise the system. This way no one would suspect anything. All right, system, come out and get to work. Give him a 10,000-fold amplification of his physique. Ding. Received. 10,000-fold amplification starting. A faint stream of heat surged along Tang Xuan's arm, entering Tang Xiao's meridians. Then the atoms and neutrons collided, resulting in a particle explosion. Oh. Tang Xiao suddenly threw his head back, his pupils radiating in. A power akin to the vast firmament erupted from within him. The clear sky and bright sun were suddenly filled with starlight. Such a phenomenon shocked all the members of the Tang family. What is that? Stars appearing in broad daylight. Could it be the awakening of the star? Elder Tang Xuan, excited, directly pulled out hundreds of his own hairs. For so many years, in order to survive aside from the main branch of Tang Xuan, the other branches continuously intermarried with other family forces, seeking to break the shackles with the help of third-party powers. Yet without exception, even mixed blood was cursed by the Heavenly Dao. Tang Xiao's mother was one of the princesses of the Star Dynasty. Boom. The heavens shattered and the earth cracked. The celestial starlight broke through the Heavenly Dao and descended. It pierced directly into Tang Xiao's body, the Star Dao body. At that moment it fully awakened. Tang Xuan flicked his hand, and dozens of low-grade spirit crystals appeared. A massive amount of spiritual energy poured into Tang Xiao's body. His aura surged wildly. He had originally just entered the transformation realm. In just a few breaths, he had already broken through to a small success in the transformation realm. Following that, great success in the transformation realm. Peak of the transformation realm. Limit of the transformation realm. In the astonished gazes of the crowd, he gathered Yuan. Boom. Stones flew, gathering Yuan realm. Breakthrough. After breaking through to the Jiyuan realm, Tang Xiao's aura did not converge, but instead grew stronger. Waves of qi surged one after another. What, he's going to break through again? Third Elder Tang Songhai exclaimed in disbelief. Second Elder Tang Kangwu furrowed his brows. A martial artist's breakthrough should be gradual and steady, building a solid foundation. A single burst could damage the body, and there isn't enough spiritual. First Elder Tang Xuan paused, then uttered four words heavily: "Trust the family head." Tang Kangwu and Tang Songhai exchanged glances and nodded silently. Yes, Tang Xuan had created too many miracles. He had turned the Tang family around. What reason was there to doubt him? As he spoke, Tang Xuan tossed out dozens of low-grade spirit crystals. Absorb them, don't worry about waste. We have plenty of spirit crystals. The Tang family uses only the best. Spirit crystals contain spiritual energy thousands of times denser than spirit stones. They could even be used all the way to the Xiantian realm. Giving them to Tang Xiao now was the utmost luxury. But Tang Xuan didn't care. Once the family's strength improved, resources would flow in endlessly. Besides, the Tang family didn't lack spirit crystals now. The 100,000 spirit stones obtained from the Wang family had all been amplified into spirit crystals. That was enough for the current Tang family members to absorb for several years. Even if they ran out, they could just grab more. After all, not a single family in Sifang City. The Jiuyao Dao body, amplified 10,000 times, erupted, fully devouring spiritual energy wildly. It finally surged to the great perfection of the Jiyuan realm before reluctantly stopping. After all, the Jiuyao Dao body couldn't absorb endlessly like the Wuliang Dao body. Even so, it was astonishing enough. In less than half an hour, Tang Xiao transformed from an ordinary Huajian realm martial artist into a top powerhouse at the great perfection of the Jiyuan realm. Among the three elders, Tang Kangwu and Tang Songhai were only at the minor perfection of the Jiyuan realm. Only first elder Tang Xuan was at the great perfection. That meant Tang Xiao's strength was now comparable to first elder Tang Kangchen's. This. Tang Xiao stared at his own hands in disbelief. The layered spiritual energy in his dantian felt like a dream. He dropped to his knees and kowtowed frantically. Thank you, family, for granting me this supreme power. From now on, whatever the family head commands, I, Tang Xiao, will face even blades and flames without hesitation. Good. Tang Xuan immediately drew the Earth-grade superior Life-Phone blade and tossed it before Tang Xiao. Then he took out the Legion martial technique. From today onward, I appoint you as my personal guard. Yes, I Tang Xiao swear by blood and life, whoever dares to harm the family head must step over my corpse. With that, Tang Xiao grasped the blade with both hands and stood up. Tang Xuan raised an eyebrow at the three elders. Elders, do you still doubt that I can lead the Tang family to rise? Having witnessed such a miracle, the three elders no longer harbored any doubt. They knelt on both knees, faces solemn. We dare not. From now on, whatever the family head commands, we will face death alone. With a rustle, over 100 Tang family disciples knelt. From now on, whatever the family head commands, we will face death alone. Having fully won over the Tang family, Tang Xuan nodded in satisfaction. Excellent. Now line up, and I shall grant each of you supreme power. Over the following 3 days, booming sounds echoed from the Tang residence. Fortunately, this place was remote and deserted, or the entire Xifang city would have been in an uproar. Tian Mountain, the only blessed land of spiritual energy within 1,000,000 miles. Spiritual energy was abundant, vegetation lush, and spiritual fields flourished. The spiritual rice grew 3 to 4 zhang tall with grains as large as a child's fist, each plump and shimmering with. In the medicinal fields, century-old herbs were everywhere. Under such a blessed land, the Tianlin sect's power was terrifying. Any ordinary disciple had the cultivation of the Huajian realm. Core disciples were at the Jiyuan realm. Over a dozen elders had all stepped into the Yehai realm. The sect's founding ancestor possessed the terrifying strength of the Xiandan realm. In Xifang City, the Jiyuan realm could make one a family head. The Yehai realm was revered like a god, yet in the Tianlin sect, it was merely the level with such power who would dare provoke them. Just then, heart-wrenching screams erupted from a room. No, father. A strikingly beautiful girl clenched her fists, her eyes blazing with fury, as if to burn everything to ashes. Before her knelt a trembling martial artist. Tang family, I Wang Lily will slaughter every one of you. This girl was Wang Lily, a core disciple of the Tianlin sect with minor perfection of the Jiyuan realm. The messenger came from the Li family. Miss, the Li and Wang families have always been close. The family head could not bear to see Patriarch Wang die with regret, so he specifically sent me to inform you. Li Fu said in a deep voice. Wang Lily steadied her breathing and said coldly, thank the Li family head for this kindness. I Wang Lily will remember it. Tell him I will annihilate the Tang family in 3 days. Anyone who stands in my way will die. A sinister smile curled at the corner of Li Fu's mouth. Yes, miss. I will convey your words to the family head. Farewell. With that, Li Fu turned and left. Wang Lily stared at his retreating figure with a dark expression, a flicker of doubt in her eyes. The Wang family had a Yehai realm ancestor guarding them. How did the Tang family manage it? No matter how, the Tang family must die. My Wang family's lives must be repaid with blood. With that, Wang Lily opened the door and rushed to a house atop Tian Mountain. Master, your disciple requests an audience. Lily, what is it? In a calm voice, an old man emerged. With each step, the sound of ocean waves echoed around him, a sign of the Yehai realm's limit. The next step was to condense the sea into a pill. He was the Tianlin sect's grand elder named Shuejian. He was ruthless and merciless. At the mention of his name, children stopped crying and adults turned pale. Wang Lily wept as she recounted the annihilation of the Wang family. Shuejian stroked his white beard, looked up at the clouds, and said calmly, a mere Tang family dares to rebel. Ridiculous. I, your master, will help you with this revenge. Tell the families of Xifang City to keep a close watch on the Tang family. I will leave not a single one alive. Overjoyed, Wang Lily quickly kowtowed and said seductively, thank you, master. Bring a few of your fellow disciples along. Shuejian said slowly. Martial arts training cannot be rigid. You need living targets to break through amidst. Yes, master. Wang Lily's eyes gleamed with malice. Tang family, all of you die. Soon the news of Wang Lily's revenge spread throughout Xifang City. Sai, have you heard? Wang Lily is coming back. She must know about the Wang family's destruction. Definitely. I heard that not only Wang Lily, but also her master, the Bloodhand Shuejian, will come. My God, you mean the one who likes to let enemies bleed to death, screaming in agony. Who else? I also heard his disciples are coming too. The Tang family is doomed this time. Alas, provoking such a colossus as the Tianlin sect, the only chance for the Tang family is to flee now. Flee. The 3 great families of Xifang City have issued orders. The city gates are closed, and no one from the Tang family is allowed to leave. It seems the Tang family's end has come. The Tang Clan of Xifang City. The great gates were tightly shut. Not a single sound emanated from within. Outside the gates stood the Li Xiao and Ma clans. The 3 patriarchs, accompanied by over 1,000 warriors, stood in silent stillness. How strange. Why is the Tang clan so quiet? Patriarch Ma asked, a look of bewilderment on his face. Ever since the Wang clan was annihilated, the Tang clan's gates had remained locked tight. Even as the 3 clans surrounded them with their forces, there was not a stir. It was as if everyone in the Tang clan had vanished into thin air. What's so strange about it? Facing death without the strength to resist. How could they not be silent? Patriarch Li remarked calmly. By the way, Patriarch Xiao, are you certain the Tang Clan members are all inside? Patriarch Xiao nodded affirmatively. Of course. My scouts personally witnessed the entire Tang Clan entering. I dispatched 17 scouts who kept watch day and night every hour of the day. Not even a mosquito or a fly could slip past the Xiao clan's watchful eyes. Patriarch Li nodded with satisfaction. Excellent. Unless the Tang Clan can ascend to heaven or burrow into the earth, they are doomed this time. He gazed up at the sky and murmured, now everything is ready. We await only Miss Wang Lily's arrival. As time passed, more and more warriors gathered before the Tang Clan's gates. They pointed and whispered, all predicting the Tang Clan's downfall. Do you think after all these days, why hasn't the Tang Clan made a move? They can't be simply waiting for death, can they, eh? Exactly. If they were willing to die, why would they have slaughtered the Wang clan? It defies all reason. Perhaps they are gathering strength waiting to strike back, someone proposed. But the suggestion was immediately refuted. Are you joking? A counterattack? Only if the Tang Clan had the power for it. The 3 elders of the Tang Clan are merely at the Gathering Yuan stage, and the rest are useless. What could they possibly counterattack with? The 3 clans alone could wipe out the Tang Clan 10 times over, not to mention the experts from Tianlin sect. This is too strange. What the hell is the Tang Clan up to? 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Nearly every clan in Xifang City had gathered before the Tang Clan's gate. Finally, on the dawn of the 4th day, a thunderous sound tore through the air. The drowsy warriors of Xifang City were instantly roused. They looked up and gasped in astonishment. A cloud boat. It's a Tianlin sect cloud boat. Even the lowest grade cloud boat costs over 1 million low-grade spirit stones, and that's if you can even find one for sale. In all of Xifang City, there isn't a single cloud boat to be found. The warriors of Xifang City marveled, their eyes gleaming with envy. A cloud boat was a treasure they dared not even dream of. The vessel, about 10 zhang in length, shimmered with a faint starlight as it came to a halt before the Tang Clans. A group of warriors in flowing white robes descended from the cloud boat. At their head was a woman with bright eyes and pearly teeth, strikingly beautiful, with a curvaceous figure. Yet her eyes blazed with a fierce, killing intent. Behind her followed an elderly man. Though his hair and beard were white as snow, his skin was as smooth as he walked. The sound of surging tides emanated from his movements. The 3 patriarchs hurried forward to greet them. We pay our respects to Miss Wang Lily. Wang Lily nodded. This is my master, Elder Xuejian of the Tianlin sect, a cultivator at the peak of the Liquid Sea stage. The peak of the Liquid Sea stage was a realm that commanded awe. In all of Xifang City, those who had reached the Liquid Sea stage could be counted on one hand, and they were only at the initial level. Xuejian, however, was at the peak. His profound foundation was unfathomable. His terrifying aura suppressed the entire gathering. The 3 patriarchs exchanged a glance, then their knees buckled as they knelt directly. This humble one pays respects to the elder. The 3 of them pressed their foreheads to the ground, hands outstretched forward, displaying utmost reverence. Their attitude could not have been more servile, but it was understandable. After all, they were clinging to the thigh of the Tianlin sect. What was face? What was dignity? Everything was merely for the sake of profit. Under the Tianlin sect's patronage, the 3 clans could do many things they had previously dared not attempt. That was the reality. A look of satisfaction appeared on Xuejian's face. Rise. The 3 patriarchs scrambled to their feet like dogs, their faces full of sycophantic smiles. Wang Lily frowned. Where are the people of the... They haven't escaped, have they, eh? Patriarch Li rubbed his hands together and said, Rest assured, Miss Lily. We have been watching day and night. The Tang Clan members cannot possibly have fled. Excellent. Wang Lily sneered. Men, smash the gates. Patriarch Xiao loudly declared. How dare we trouble Miss Lily with such a trivial matter? Men, break down the gates, tear down the walls. Clear a path for Miss Lily. At the command, over 100 Xiao warriors rushed forward. With fists and weapons, they shattered the Tang Clan's walls and gates into pieces. In an instant, debris flew and dust rose. Within the Tang Clan's courtyard, over 100 Tang disciples stood in silent stillness. Tang Xuan sat leisurely in a chair, a cup of tea in hand. The 3 elders stood behind him. Tang Xiao, cleaving wind blade in hand, guarded his side. Every face was calm and composed, as if the surging crowd before them was nothing more than a gentle breeze. Such composed expressions furrowed the brows of Wang Lily and her group. Eager to curry favor, Patriarch Xiao gave another order. Attack. Take them alive. Let Miss Lily decide their fate. With a rush of movement, over 100 Xiao warriors charged forward. Most of them were at the true transformation stage. Tang Xuan took a slow sip of tea. Kill them. 10 Tang disciples stepped forward barehanded and charged into the... A cacophony of screams and the sound of impacts followed. Within a few breaths, the 100-plus Xiao warriors had been reduced to a pile of corpses. The 10 Tang disciples returned to the ranks as if they had done nothing more than a trivial chore. The fiery atmosphere instantly turned ice cold. Everyone stared at the corpses in disbelief. Patriarch Xiao in particular stood frozen, his eyes vacant. He could not believe what had just happened. These 100 warriors were the elite trained by the Xiao clan. Yet they were wiped out by the Tang clan in a single encounter. How was this possible? Tang Xuan swept his gaze across the crowd, a delighted smile spreading across his face. Everyone is here. Excellent. Only then did the crowd snap out of their shock. Though Patriarch Li was shaken, he took comfort in the presence of the Tianlin sect's experts and remained unafraid. Listen, you people of the Tang clan. Your end has come. You slaughtered the Wang clan, committing heinous crimes. Today, by the grace of Elder Shuejian of the Tianlin sect, justice will be served, and you wicked ones will be punished. Kneel now and await your fate. Tang Xuan looked at Patriarch Li as if he were an idiot, saying nothing, his face full of mockery. After a moment, he slowly spoke. He'll give you a chance. Leave now, and I might spare your lives. But if you insist on being sycophants, don't blame me for being ruthless. Patriarch Li burst into laughter. Ridiculous. There are at least tens of thousands of us here. A single spittle from each would drown you. Tang Xuan turned his head. Second Elder, make a note of who they are. Wipe out their entire clans and take their resources. Second Elder Tang, Kangwu nodded. As you command. Wang Lily's face darkened. What audacity! In my presence you dare speak such arrogant nonsense. Do you truly have no regard for the Tianlin sect? Tang Xuan looked Wang Lily up and down. And who are you? I am Wang Lily, a disciple of the Tianlin sect. You annihilated my Wang clan, and today I will wipe out your Tang clan to avenge them. Wang Lily shrieked, attack. Leave no one alive. At that moment, Patriarch Xiao leaped forward. Why use a butcher's knife to kill a chicken? Miss Lily, allow me to present Tang Xuan's head to you. The killing of the Xiao warriors had already stoked his fury. Patriarch Xiao unleashed his aura, that of a peak gathering yuan stage cultivator, and strode forward. Tang Xuan tapped his chair. Third Elder, see him off to the afterlife. Yes, Patriarch. The third Elder Tang Songhai smiled confidently and stepped forward. Patriarch Xiao narrowed his eyes. Oh, does the Tang family have no capable men left? Sending an old man to his death. A mere gathering yuan realm minor achievement. How dare you act arrogant before me? Very well, I'll kill one first to vent for Lady Lily. The surrounding martial artists burst into laughter. Has sending a gathering yuan minor achievement fighter out? Isn't that just suicide? The Tang family, aside from that Tang Xuan, is nothing but trash. Free win in the first round. What's their strategy? Scornful laughter rose and fell. Everyone unanimously dismissed Tang Songhai. Tang Xuan said calmly. Third Elder, to kill him 3 moves should suffice, right? Tang Songhai smiled confidently. Patriarch, though I am old, I am not to be underestimated to such an extent. 2 moves are enough. These words instantly caused an uproar. Did you hear that? That old man said he'll kill Patriarch Xiao in 2 moves. He's gone mad. Although the difference between gathering yuan minor achievement and peak is only 2 minor realms, the actual combat power is worlds apart. How can he kill? It seems the Tang family is insane from top to bottom. Patriarch Xiao's lips curled into a sinister grin. Bold words, looking down on me. Let me show you boundless despair. He crossed his arms in front of his chest, then opened them. An immensely powerful aura burst forth. Boom. The wave of gathering yuan peak chi surged like a mountain roar and tsunami, spreading continuously. The blue bricks instantly cracked extensively. Such momentum drew gasps of astonishment. Even Shuejian stroked his white beard and nodded slightly. For a loose cultivator to reach such a realm can be considered a genius. Receiving Shuejian's praise, Patriarch Xiao grew even more pleased. He puffed out his chest, raised his right palm, and white spiritual energy gathered, enveloping his entire arm. It's here. The Xiao family's wood spirit palm. The wood spirit palm is a profound grade upper-tier martial technique. The palm contains 8 layers of force. Even if the enemy blocks the first wave, they cannot block the second. Extremely formidable. Good heavens, that's Patriarch Xiao's ultimate trump card, and he's using it so soon. Of course, before the Tianlin sect elder, he must not only win, but win spectacularly. As the onlookers said, this first battle was a battle to establish dominance. Today's situation was that the Tang family must die. The only question was how to please Shuejian and Wang Lily. Thus Patriarch Xiao went all out. Old man, die. With a furious roar, Patriarch Xiao struck with his palm. The fierce wood spirit palm force screamed through the void. Wherever it passed, blue bricks turned to powder, savage and extraordinary. Facing such a violent palm, Tang Songhai remained coldly unmoved. He slowly raised his palm and pushed it forward gently. Such a soft and feeble palm. How can it withstand my wood spirit palm? Patriarch Xiao relaxed inwardly. Tang Songhai's palm force appeared utterly ordinary and comparable to the wood spirit palm. In the blink of an eye, the 2 palms clashed. Bang! A dull sound of muscle impact rang out. Shatter! A fierce light flashed in Patriarch Xiao's eyes as he unleashed the full power of the wood spirit palm. He intended to pulverize Tang Songhai's arm entirely, to display his might in the most shocking manner. However, The 8 layers of wood spirit palm force poured into Tang Canghai's body only to vanish without a trace. What? What is this? The smile on Patriarch Xiao's face disappeared, replaced by utter shock and disbelief. Is your power just this? It seems I was too conservative. Tang Canghai's face showed displeasure. I thought it would take 2 moves to take you down, so I made that promise before the Patriarch. I didn't expect you to be so weak. How am I to explain to the Patriarch? His voice gradually rose. Tang Canghai was angered. Suddenly, the sound of ocean tides rang from within his body. Xuejian, who had been smiling, abruptly changed expression. That sound. The tidal Dao body. No good retreat. But it was already too late. Tang Canghai's right hand directly grabbed Patriarch Xiao's palm. In his pupils blue light, like ocean tides blazed. The next moment, the wood spirit palm force that had entered his body burst forth like heaven crumbling and earth splitting, mountain torrents erupting. It rebounded directly onto Patriarch Xiao. Bang! Patriarch Xiao's right arm, under the violent force, turned into bloody mist. At the severed arm, a section of stark, white bone was exposed. Overwhelming pain instantly engulfed Patriarch Xiao. Before he could even scream, a second wave of force surged, striking him square in the chest. With a dull thud, Patriarch Xiao flew backward, blood gushing from his mouth. When he reached the Tianlin sect members, he exploded directly. Blood mixed with shredded flesh splattered all over their faces. Wang Lili and the others, caught off guard, were drenched from head to toe. The steaming blood and flesh left the scene in dead silence. Everyone stared at Tang Canghai in utter shock. They could not believe what had just happened. Patriarch Xiao, at the gathering Yuan Peak, had been killed in one move. But what amazed them even more were the 4 words Xuejian had shouted. Tidal Dao body. A legendary Dao body that turns the body into an ocean, absorbing and assimilating external forces, then triggering a tidal counterattack. Such a Dao body ranked among the top in the 3,000 Dao bodies. It was known that in Xifang City, martial artists who had awakened a Dao body numbered fewer than 5 fingers. They had all been sent to top-tier sects for cultivation. Though Patriarch Xiao possessed gathering Yuan Peak strength, he had no Dao body enhancement. Without a Dao body, no matter how high the cultivation, it was useless. The fact that the 3 patriarchs were subservient before Xuejian explained everything. Wang Lili had only been accepted into the Tianlin sect because she had awakened a Dao body. Otherwise, with her talent, she would not have qualified. But Wang Lili's Dao body was only the low-ranked sharpness Dao body, merely making her weapon sharper. Compared to the tidal Dao body, it was like mud and clouds. Tang Canghai patted his robe, then returned to Tang Xuan. Patriarch, I have fulfilled my duty. Tang Xuan waved his hand. Why be so modest? Garbage of this level isn't even fit for a warm-up. Gathering Yuan Peak, just warm-up trash. If Patriarch Xiao were still alive, he would probably be angered to death the second time. But now no one dared to mock. Many had already realized the truth. The Tang family was so calm, not waiting for death, but confident and strong enough to directly confront the Tianlin sect. If the Tianlin sect failed to take the Tang family, then those who had cheered them on, would they not have to face the Tang family's terrifying wrath? For a moment, many minor patriarchs' eyes flickered, filled with regret. Had they known the Tang family was this fierce, they would not have shouted so enthusiastically. Though the Tianlin sect was good, it had little to do with them. There was no need to claim. But alas, if only they had known earlier, they would not have acted as they did. Now wanting to take it back. Too late. So it's with such a trump card that you were so bold. At this moment, Xuejian spoke. Tidal Dao body, not bad. Unfortunately, you are too old, your potential exhausted. If you were 30 or 50 years younger, even I would struggle. As for now, Zhengtai, kill him. A figure emerged from behind Xuejian. It was a young man holding a long sword. His eyes were sharp, radiating a fierce blade intent. His aura also reached the gathering Yuan Peak. Old thing, come out and die. Zhengtai rolled his eyes and said indifferently. He showed no regard for the tidal Dao body. Tang Canghai narrowed his eyes. Young man, quite arrogant. Got a problem? Zhengtai said arrogantly. Tang Xuan laughed. Oh, not bad. When it comes to arrogance, the Tang family has never been afraid. Zhuyue, go warm up. Don't catch a cold. Yes, Sectmaster. Tang Zhuyao cradled his long saber as he strode forward to stand before Zhengtai. Humph. Send that old man out. You get lost. Zhengtai spoke indifferently, his eyes rolling upward with arrogant disdain. A faint smirk curled at the corner of Tang Zhuyao's lips. Senior Elder 3 struck with a single move, so I shall strike, but once as well. Humph. Zhengtai's expression hardened instantly. His lifeless hollow eyes locked onto Tang Zhuyao, cold, predatory, like a venomous serpent sizing up its prey. Oh, that brat has remarkable audacity to dare provoke Senior Brother Zheng. He hails from some backwater hamlet. How could he possibly grasp Senior Brother Zheng's true might? Even within Tianlin sect, Senior Brother Zheng's saber art ranks among the top 5. The disciples of Tianlin's sect burst into laughter. Their expressions were utterly relaxed, as if Zhengtai's victory were already sealed. Amidst the flattery, Zheng Tai grew ever more smug. Did you hear that? Step aside now. Your life isn't worthy enough to be claimed by my blade. Zheng Tai raised his saber aloft with one arm, pointing it squarely at Tang Xuan. Not a tremor disturbed his right arm, revealing extraordinary strength and absolute control. For martial artists who wield weapons, instability is the gravest flaw, meaning one must possess unwavering grip strength. Without firm command over blade or sword mastery remains impossible, especially in direct weapon clashes. No flourish, no deception. Zheng Tai's long saber was broad-bladed and heavy, clearly forged for overwhelming sweeping strikes. Its obsidian blade weighed well over 100 jin. To wield such a weapon demanded prodigious physical power. Nothing less would suffice. Merely lifting it left the martial artists of Xifeng City awestruck, yet Tang Xuan remained impassive as though blind to the spectacle. I hold no interest in whether I am worthy. The sect master sent me here merely to warm up by killing you. His icy words ignited Zheng Tai's fury. Very well. If you seek death, I shall grant it. With a flick of his wrist, the scabbard shattered cleanly in two. Vrm. In that instant, a streak of autumnal radiance blazed across the assembly. The saber's gleaming blade shone immaculately, its blood groove exuding a faint metallic tang of iron-rich scent. Wang Lili smiled. There it is, the autumn radiance saber. I haven't seen senior brother Zheng draw it in ages. Precisely because no one before him has been worthy of drawing it, Shui Jian remarked coolly. Zheng Tai angled his long saber downward, and a chilling aura began to seep forth, silent, inexorable, suffocating. A martial artist suddenly shuddered. So cold. Though the golden sun blazed overhead, he felt an unnatural frost creeping through his limbs. Saber intent. It's saber intent. Someone cried out in shock. An intent realized cultivator. Heavens, such youth, yet he's already grasped saber intent. No wonder he dares proclaim he'll slay Tang Xuan. Saber intent transcends even Dao bodies. Terrifying. This is the true strength of Tianlin's sect's elite. Gasps rose in waves, dispelling earlier tension and igniting renewed fervor. Wang Lili declared proudly, of course. Do you truly believe those admitted to Tianlin's sect are mere weaklings like sect master Xiao? Those accepted into Tianlin's sect rank among the world's most exceptional prodigies. A mere Tang family, wiped out with a single gesture. She added this final remark with quiet emphasis. Senior brother Zheng, don't let that boy die too easily. Zheng Tai bared his teeth in a cruel grin. Naturally, he held his saber at a diagonal angle and spoke softly. Draw your blade. I'll grant you the chance to resist. Tang Xuan's brow furrowed slightly. You're far too careless. Every inch of you is exposed. If I strike now, you will die without fail. What a... Rage flooded Zheng Tai's face. Arrogant fool. With a surge of brute force, he swept his saber horizontally. Crack, crack, crack. A blinding arc of silver light cleaved downward, landing precisely at Tang Xuan's feet, splitting the earth into a three-zhang fissure. The crack stopped just half a finger's breadth from his boots. Such immense weight, and yet such terrifying precision. Is this even possible? Were it me, I couldn't even lift such a blade, let alone swing it. And its speed, unbelievable. A genius, a true genius. All surrounding martial artists gazed upon Zheng Tai with reverent awe. Shui Jian stroked his beard, deeply satisfied by the spectacle. Ha. Indeed a barren speck on the map, utterly ignorant. Zheng Tai never awakened a Dao body, yet he became my disciple solely through innate divine strength and extraordinary saber aptitude. His saber technique has long reached the point where he can split a mosquito mid-flight, even at full velocity. How could ordinary mortals fathom such mastery? Add to that the Autumn Radiant Saber, ranked as a divine tier upper-grade artifact, crafted specially for him by me. Within the gathering Qi realm, none dare claim victory over him. At that moment Tang Xuan laughed. Invincible. What a cursed omen. You just doomed sect master Xiao with that very phrase. Now it's your disciple's turn. Shui Jian sneered. I simply hadn't anticipated that even such a wretched clan could produce someone who awakened a Dao body. Even now, awakening a Dao body changes nothing. Zheng Tai has already mastered saber intent. It pierces straight through Dao body effects, striking the core essence itself. Tang Xuan nodded. Enough talk. Let blades decide truth. Xiao, draw your saber. Make it swift. Tang Xuan bowed slightly, then placed his hand upon the hilt. Crack. 3 inches of steel emerged, and slaughter-laden intent surged like a storm. Zheng Tai's pupils contracted sharply, his arrogance receding by 1/3, replaced by 7/10 solemn focus. The saber, a weapon of war, is born of carnage. Tang Xuan's killing intent rivaled Zheng Tai's, neither yielding an inch. Ding! The saber slid fully free, tearing the air like a whisper of wind. A ripple of lightning danced along its length. Breath stilled across the crowd. Earth tier upper grade. He possesses an Earth tier upper grade saber. Gasp! How could the Tang family possibly own such a treasure? Amidst the cries, Wang Lily's delicate features twisted into a mask of pure fury. She recognized the saber instantly. It had belonged to Wang Bin. In her rage, she overlooked the impossibility. How could a divine tier upper grade saber have ascended to earth tier upper grade? Earth tier upper grade, excellent. Faced with the lightning-splitting saber, Zheng Tai threw back his head and roared with laughter. Though the autumn radiant saber serves well, its refinement falls short. Fortunately, my saber intent has recently deepened. I'll use this blade instead. Tang Xuan replied coldly. I fear you won't live long enough to wield it. Is that so? Then witness my true strength. Zheng Tai stamped his foot. White spiritual energy erupted outward. An oppressive pressure radiated from his blade, thick and suffocating. Annihilation saber art. I didn't expect senior brother Zheng to have mastered it. Wang Lily's eyes widened in surprise as she turned toward Xuejian. Indeed, Xuejian murmured, a faint smile playing on his lips. Master, you're terribly biased, secretly passing down your ultimate annihilation saber art to senior brother Zheng. TSK Lily, want to learn it too? Very well. I'll teach you upon our return. Xuejian grinned slyly as Wang Lily pressed herself against him, coy and teasing. Xuejian's leer deepened. This intimate exchange between master and disciple drew no stares. Tianlin sect disciples had long grown accustomed to it. Were there no extraordinary reasons Wang Lily could never have risen above countless peers? The annihilation saber art is a heavenly tier lower grade technique. Though Zheng Tai has only barely entered its gates, slaying that boy will be effortless. Xuejian nodded, satisfaction gleaming in his eyes. Zheng Tai stepped forward, annihilation saber art merging seamlessly with his saber intent, then brought his blade down in a thunderous vertical cleave. This strike, he was utterly certain, would end all. Tang Xuan moved. Cosmic starlight converged upon him. His saber flashed blazing like lightning. One strike, downward, unstoppable. A sharp crack echoed. The blade snapped. Life extinguished. Hurdle. A head rolled to the feet of Wang Lily, carried by the gentle breeze. The face still bore a smug expression, but there was no longer any spark of life in its pupils. Tang Xuan casually flicked the blood off his blade, sheathed it, and silently walked to stand beside Tang, as if he had done something utterly trivial. The cheers and jeers around them fell into a deathly silence. All the martial artists craned their necks, tongues lolling, faces filled with shock. Only 4 words echoed in their minds: how is this possible? Zheng Tai had been killed too. Still in one move. No suspense. No excuse to be found. A face-to-face beheading. The entire entrance of the Tang family estate was enveloped in an eerie silence. Xuejian, who had been stroking his white beard, lowered his hand. His eyes churned with raging fury. Having made 2 consecutive misjudgments, his face was thoroughly slapped. Xuejian took a step forward, his presence dominating the world. The surrounding spiritual energy transformed into surging waves rolling violently. Where his foot landed, the earth cracked. Xuejian was like a hawk swooping through the sky, impossible to look at directly. Tang Xuan's body trembled slightly. Under this overwhelming pressure, he could barely draw his blade. Wang Lily said indifferently, the Tang family has indeed done well, but unfortunately you have angered my master. Today blood will flow like a river. In the eyes of a liquid sea realm martial artist, the fights of convergence Yuan realm practitioners were like children's play, utterly unworthy of attention. Moreover, Xuejian's strength had reached the pinnacle of the liquid sea realm. He was only half a step away from condensing the sea into a golden core. Under such might, the many martial artists who had been stunned earlier finally rallied. Few with elder Xuejian making a move this round should be settled. Indeed, under absolute power, any special physique or artistic conception is useless. But the Tang family is indeed formidable, even killing the genius disciple of the Tianlin sect. What a pity. Offending the Tianlin sect means only death. Xuejian strode before the Tang family and swept his gaze coldly. All of you come at me together. I, this elder, will give you a chance to resist. Even though Tang Songhai had killed the Xiao family head in one move and Tang Xuan had slain Zheng Tai, Xuejian remained confident. For the liquid sea realm and the convergence Yuan realm were 2 completely different levels. If the spiritual energy of a convergence Yuan martial artist was like a soybean, then the spiritual energy a liquid sea practitioner could control was a huge watermelon. The 2 were not even in the same order of magnitude. There was simply no possibility of crossing levels in battle. Faced with Xuejian's oppression, Tang Xian's attention was focused on his right hand. On Xuejian's right middle finger was an ancient-looking ring. A spatial ring. Since he's such a high-status elder, he should have some good stuff inside. Tang Xian smiled. He smiled very happily. Good lad, you dare to laugh in front of me. Bold indeed. Xuejian's brows furrowed with anger, his killing intent fierce. Tang Xian rose slowly and looked calmly at Xuejian. Hand over the spatial ring, and he'll spare your corpse. As his words fell, the surroundings fell into a deathly silence. Everyone stared at Tang Xian in stunned disbelief. They felt as if they had misheard. Tang Xuan ordering Xue Jian to hand over the spatial ring and then promising to spare his corpse. What kind of joke was that? Xue Jian was an elder of the Tianlin sect, a peak liquid sea realm powerhouse. For a million li around there was no one who could rival him. Where did Tang Xuan find the courage to mock him so? Ha ha. Xue Jian laughed in extreme anger, breaking the silence. His eyes turned vicious. Good lad, I have roamed all my life and never heard such arrogant words. If I don't kill you today, will I have any face left? Tang Xuan raised a finger and wagged it. You're about to die, so what need do you have for face? Hurry up and give me the spatial ring, or it might get damaged later. You. Courting death. Xue Jian erupted in fury. He stamped his foot, and a white airwave appeared beneath him. Boom. A sonic boom echoed. Everyone felt a ferocious aura like that of a primordial beast rushing toward them. They instantly struggled to breathe. Even Wang Lili was not spared. Heart-shattering palm. Master is truly enraged. Her pretty eyes shimmered with excitement. She seemed to already see Tang Xuan being blasted into pieces. A dull thud was heard. A figure flew backwards, skidding across the ground, then smashed through several walls with a clatter before vanishing into the shadows. Another dead silence. Elder Xue Jian was sent flying. What just happened? Am I hallucinating? No, it's not a hallucination, or maybe we're dreaming. Everyone stood dumbfounded. What exactly had happened in that instant? The IQ of these villains is truly touching. How come they look like the ones being suppressed by the Heavenly Dao? Tang Xuan shook his hand. This slap felt quite good. Wang Lili's pretty face turned pale, her lips trembling. Waves of cold rose from her heart, surging through her body. Master. The Tianlin sect disciples scrambled toward the place where Xue Jian had been slapped away. Boom. White spiritual energy swept out. Before the Tianlin disciples could get close, they were sent flying. An extremely disheveled figure shot into the sky. It was Xue Jian. Half of his face was completely deformed from the slap, his mouth swollen high. In the gap between his teeth, a half-broken tooth remained. How is this possible? Xue Jian was hopping mad with rage. Because even he didn't know how he had been slapped away. Sorcery. You must have used sorcery. Xue Jian pointed at Tang Xuan and shouted. The crowd suddenly understood. That's right, Tang Xuan must have cultivated some forbidden sorcery, otherwise he could never have harmed Elder Xue Jian. Is the Tang family insane? Cultivating sorcery is a great taboo among humans and will make them a target for all righteous sects. No wonder the Tang family, which was always bullied, suddenly became so fierce. They've been practicing sorcery. Those who practice sorcery will turn into demons. Even if we die today, we will slay the demon. The voices of condemnation grew louder. The Tang family instantly became the target of everyone's hostility. At this moment, even some wavering martial artists joined the crusade. Tang Xuan was not angry, but delighted. Yes, this is more like a villain. If you can't win first, slander them. Very good. Xue Jian had now calmed down. He grabbed with one hand, and an earth-grade low-rank long blade fell into his grasp. Kid, I don't care what sorcery you've learned. As long as I step into the void, I am invincible. How do you think you're the only one who can? Tang Xuan smiled contemptuously. Then he began to walk. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. In full view of everyone, he rose into the air. What? Flying in the air. He has also cultivated to the liquid sea realm. Impossible. To break through to the liquid sea realm requires at least 10 years of bitter cultivation. He is not even 20 years old. How could he have reached the liquid sea realm? The martial artists of Xifang City were in an uproar. What was happening before their eyes was simply unimaginable. Xue Jian was completely stunned. You. Cultivation is about talent. Enough chit-chat, die. Tang Xuan extended his right hand. Juyao. Tang Juyao flicked his wrist. Clang. The wind-splitting blade shot like a streak of light into Tang Xuan. The next moment, thunder roared. Tang Xuan moved like lightning, his blade like thunder, and he delivered a horizontal slash. Splat. A head flew up. Xue Jian was dead. A single strike of fatality. The martial artists who witnessed it were all struck with fear. They gasped, unable to believe what unfolded before their eyes. Tang Xuan used just one blade to slay a peak expert of the liquid sea realm. Master! Wang Lili frantically lunged towards Xue Jian's corpse, shaking it violently. The other disciples of the Tianlin sect stood frozen in place. Their previous arrogance had vanished, replaced by Tang Xuan stepped into the void, his expression unchanged, uttering a single word. Kill. The Tang Clan's members, already poised for action, charged. After several days of enhancement, each member of the Tang Clan awakened their Dao body. Flames erupted, ice shards flew, fierce winds raged, and stones were hurled. The Tianlin sect and the major families of Xifang City hadn't even reacted before suffering a catastrophic disaster. No, I don't want to die. Spare me, please. Let me go. I was wrong, please don't kill me. The martial artists of Xifang City screamed and howled, their faces filled with panic. The Tang Clan did not rush forward chaotically, but formed a circle, driving all the martial artists towards the center. The unfortunate martial artists from Xifang City were pushed and shoved relentlessly. Many were even trampled to death. Tang Xuan stepped into the void, extending his right hand, where a faint flame aura began to coalesce. Fiery technique. After breaking through to the golden core realm, the power of the fiery technique greatly increased, transforming from a head-sized fireball. It had now become the size of a zhong. With a flick of his hand, Tang Xuan sent the fireball plummeting from the sky, crashing down onto the ground. Boom. Within 100 zhong, a flower of flames bloomed. Countless martial artists perished in the blaze, while those fortunate enough to survive were charred and howled in agony. Tang Xuan, how ruthless you are! Do you intend to eradicate us completely? The head of the Li family, his eyes bloodshot and weeping tears of blood, cried out. Tang Xuan replied coldly, when you come out to mix with the world, you must be prepared to pay the price. When you clung to the thigh of the Tianlin sect, you should have been ready for death. The head of the Li family trembled, his face ashen. Indeed, they had been so eager to curry favor with the Tianlin sect. Who would have thought it would come to this? Thud. The head of the Ma family knelt down. Tang, please spare my life. I am willing to offer all of the Ma family's wealth to you. Tang Xuan chuckled again. If I kill you, isn't the wealth of the Ma family mine as well? The head of the Ma family was dumbfounded, and then Tang Xuan and Tang Kangwu rushed in. The two family heads were already terrified and were smashed to pieces with just a few blows. The two elders unceremoniously snatched the spatial rings. As the sun set and the moon rose, the slaughter by the Tang family continued. However, the cries of killing had diminished significantly. Tang Xuan waved his hand. Elders, heed my command, gather all the resources of every family. Understood. The three elders each led 30 members of the Tang family in 3 different directions. Every family that had offended the Tang clan was thoroughly pillaged. Tang Xuan felt no emotional turmoil. To survive in a foreign world, one must not show mercy. Only decisive actions can lead to long-term success. The faint scent of smoke lingered, mingling with the nauseating stench in the air. Wang Lili, disheveled and vacanted, sat beside Xue Jian's corpse. Apart from her, all the disciples of the Tianlin sect had perished. Tang Xuan approached her, sneering disdainfully. He then took Xue Jian's spatial ring into his possession. Tang Xuan, you killed my master. The Tianlin sect will not let you go. Wang Lili looked up, her eyes flashing with a venomous light. In the next moment, wham! She was sent spinning away. Nuisance. Wang Lili stared at Tang Xuan in disbelief. You actually hit a woman, do you still count as a man? Tang Xuan strode over and kicked her Tenjong away. Whether I count as a man is not for you to decide. Wang Lili lay on the ground, spitting blood, her eyes filled with terror as she realized she had underestimated Tang Xuan's ruthlessness. Don't kill me. Please don't kill me. I don't want to die. Wang Lili clutched Tang Xuan's foot, her face pleading. As long as you spare me, I am willing to follow your whims. If you want resources, I can arrange that. I can provide you with the resources of the Tianlin sect. Tang Xuan looked at Wang Lili with an ambiguous smile. Though I like women, I do not like loose women. As for the Tianlin sect, it will soon bear the Tang name. Wang Lili's pupils dilated in shock, her face filled with disbelief. Do you mean? Her face turned pale. Did Tang Xuan truly intend to attack the Tianlin sect? Has he gone mad? After all, the Tianlin sect had powerful golden core experts guarding them. However, recalling Tang Xuan's terrifying methods sent a chill down Wang Lili's spine. Die! Tang Xuan punched out, ready to eliminate Wang Lili. Unexpectedly, at the moment of the strike, Wang Lili's body twisted and vanished from sight. Bang! The powerful fist struck the ground, sending dust and debris flying. Tang Xuan stood at the bottom of the 3-zhong deep pit, frowning. Oh, a teleportation artifact. I miscalculated. He hadn't anticipated that Wang Lili possessed a teleportation artifact. One must know that teleportation artifacts are quite advanced and expensive. Although she commanded power in the Tianlin sect, acquiring such a high-level artifact would still be quite challenging. Clearly, behind Wang Lili, there were others backing her up. Moreover, they were strong. With Wang Lili's vengeful nature, she would surely seek revenge. Tang Xuan smiled. Revenge is excellent, for it means a continuous stream of resources delivered to the door. For the Tang clan, as long as there are resources, everything is negotiable. I hope it won't take too long. Tang Xuan gazed at the Xifang city, gradually engulfed in flames, a calculating smile creeping onto his face. The slaughter continued for a whole day and night. The families of Xifang city were thoroughly plundered by the Tang clan. Yet Tang Xuan retained some principles. He did not harm those families' martial artists and civilians who had not participated in the siege against the Tang clan. Only those who had attacked him, seeking a share of the spoil. All became souls beneath the blade. The members of the Tang clan resembled those pulled from a sea of blood, each wearing an expression of exhilaration. With a single battle, the Tang clan erupted completely. Had we have gathered the resources? The elder Tang Kangwu respectfully presented a spatial ring. Tang Xuan accepted it. These resources would need to be enhanced 1,000-fold before use. The two elders Tang Kangwu looked at the city of Xifang, now reduced to ruins, their brows slightly furrowed. Head Xifang city is now destroyed. Where shall we find peace in the future? The third elder Tang Songhai loudly declared. Regardless, following the head anywhere is better than hiding in this wretched place. Everyone nodded in agreement. Tang Xuan smiled, faintly gesturing with his hands. Rest assured, I have already found a new home for everyone. He pointed to the sky. The crowd looked up, and there stood the cloud boat, left by Shui Jian quietly awaiting its new master. Boom. The massive cloud boat tore through the void and floated away. After a long while, the remaining martial artists and civilians of Xifang City emerged from the ruins. They looked at each other, chills running down their spines. This day and night would become their everlasting nightmare, lingering for a long time. In the dense forest 100 miles from Xifang City, the void twisted, and a graceful figure fell from the sky, crashing to the ground. Wang Lili coughed up blood, trembling as she lay on the ground. Just moments ago, she had been a mere step away from death. Tang Xuan, I will kill you. Her voice echoed like a night owl. Wang Lili screamed hysterically. Tang Xuan had seized everything from her once again. The Wang family was gone. Shui Jian had also been slain. Not a single senior or junior brother remained alive. Without Shui Jian's protection, even if she returned to the Tianlin sect, her status would plummet drastically. It wasn't that Wang Lili underestimated herself. Reality was simply this cruel. In this world, one's background mattered above all. Without a powerful patron standing behind her, Wang Lili was nothing at all. Strangely, Wang Lili did not succumb to despair. Instead, she grew eerily calm. Slowly, she reached into her robes and withdrew a small sword. The blade shimmered with crystalline clarity, no larger than a palm. Clearly a treasured artifact. Alas, its spiritual energy had long since dissipated. This sword had been gifted to her by a formidable cultivator. During a trial expedition, Wang Lili had encountered Lu Caiwen, a prodigious disciple of the Yu. He fell instantly and obsessively in love with her. To win her favor, he bestowed upon her a spirit-protecting sword. In moments of mortal peril, the sword could teleport its wielder 100 li in an instant, escaping certain death. Yet it could only be used once. Now it lay inert. The Yujian sect was a mighty sect 3 million li away, far more powerful than the Tianlin. Within its ranks dwelled nascent soul realm experts. Lu Caiwen, though young, had already cultivated to the liquid sea realm and awakened a Dao body. His cultivation was no less formidable than Shui Jian's. If she could secure his aid, Tang Xuan would surely perish. At this thought, Wang Lili's heart burned with fierce hope. After all, everyone tied to her within the Tianlin sect was already dead. Why not seize this chance to journey to the Yujian sect? Given Lu Caiwen's infatuation, a subtle display of allure, pleasing him intimately, would suffice. That path held far greater promise than remaining at the Tianlin sect. Lu Caiwen, Yujian sect. Tang Xuan, Wang Lili will make you pay dearly. Wiping blood from the corner of her mouth, she smoothed her hair and vanished into the dark, dense forest. Above the Tianlin sect, a colossal cloud vessel descended gracefully. The Tang Clan gazed down from its heights upon Mount Tian, shrouded in luminous spiritual clouds. Their faces brimmed with envy. HSS, what a celestial paradise. Compared to Mount Tian, the four-direction city is little more than a refuse heap. No wonder Tianlin disciples scorn four directions cultivators. Were I in their place, I'd do the same. The disparity is staggering. Even if the Tianlin sect boasts strength, it still cowers before our patriarch. Enough chatter. Follow the patriarch's orders. Elder Tang Xuan silenced the murmurs, then turned to Tang Xuan with a questioning gaze. Patriarch, what shall we do? Tang Xuan smiled faintly. What shall we do? We seize it, by force. He drew a deep breath and roared. All disciples of the Tianlin sect, heed this. You have 20 breaths to surrender your possessions and depart, leaving only the clothes on your backs. Exceed that time, and you'll regret my mercy. His voice boomed like thunder, reverberating across the entire team. Disciples busily tending to their duties looked up in shock, exchanging bewildered glances. What's happening? Who's this madman shouting nonsense? Ha ha ha, this is priceless. Someone actually dares provoke us here at the Tianlin sect. Wait, the cloud vessel. It looks oddly familiar. It appears, yes, it's Elder Shui Jian's. But didn't he lead his forces to the four-direction city? Then who stands aboard that vessel? At first the disciples dismissed it as trivial. Gradually, however, unease crept in. They noticed strangers standing upon Shui Jian's cloud vessel. Who dares bellow so brazenly at the Tianlin sect? Amid furious cries, a streak of light shot skyward, a liquid sea realm elder. A cruel smile curled Tang Xuan's lips. 20 breaths, expired. Kill. He soared into the air, unleashing his killing fist, shattering the elder into crimson mist. The elder, though perfected in the liquid sea realm, paled beside Shui Jian, and stood no chance against Tang Xuan's single strike. Elders Tang Sanlao led the charge, leaping from the cloud vessel and cutting down the gate guards in swift succession. Then Tang Jiuyao and the others surged forward. Like a flood unleashed, they swept through the sect, disciples collapsing one after another into pools of blood. Only then did the Tianlin disciples grasp the truth. Tang Xuan was no jester. He meant slaughter. Chaos erupted instantly. Damn it! Scoundrel! Roaring in fury, two more liquid sea realm elders burst forth. Tang Xuan stood aloft in sovereign stillness, slaying each with a single stroke of his blade. Not a word wasted. Instant annihilation. The Tianlin sect possessed but 4 liquid sea realm elders, now all lifeless. Tang Xuan smiled faintly, pierced the heavens, and ascended toward Mount Tian's peak. When he alighted atop the summit, a figure awaited him. "You are the Tianlin sect's patriarch?" Tang Xuan asked. Before him stood a middle-aged man clad in gray robes, his eyes sharp as lightning. His aura ran deep as an abyss. The current patriarch of the Tianlin sect. Mystic Core Realm. The patriarch's pupils contracted slightly. From Tang Xuan, he sensed an aura identical to his own, yet purer, denser, even more refined and profound. The limitless Dao body automatically purified impurities from spiritual energy. Thus both foundation and Qi purity surpassed peers of equal realm. "I am patriarch of the Tang Clan. I've taken a liking to this mountain. I wish to purchase it," Tang Xuan said with a smile. The patriarch's face darkened. "Purchase it. You'll find the price beyond your means." Tang Xuan shrugged. "I said I'd buy it, not that I'd pay for it. From now on, the Tianlin sect bears the surname Tang." "Daredevil." The patriarch roared, palms surging with overwhelming might, launching a Tier 3 martial technique. Tang Xuan answered without hesitation, meeting him fist-to-fist in brutal combat. At first the patriarch believed he could overwhelm Tang Xuan. Yet within mere exchanges horror dawned. Tang Xuan grew stronger with every blow. Another blessing of the limitless Dao body, drawing spiritual energy from heaven and earth, sustaining peak vitality. "This is dire. If the battle drags on, I'll be worn down and slain by this youth. Only one recourse remains, to summon the ancestor from seclusion and crush this foe." The patriarch's gaze flickered, then he turned and fled. "Think you can escape?" Tang Xuan blurred forward in pursuit. They raced, one fleeing, one hunting, until they reached the mountain's northern slope. "Ancestor! An enemy invades. Awaken at once." The patriarch bellowed toward a cavern. From within surged an aura of terrifying magnitude. Then came a frigid, resonant voice. "Who dares wreak havoc upon the Tianlin sect?" Tang Xuan frowned. The aura was overwhelmingly potent, at least mystic core realm perfected, perhaps even ascended. He recalled rumors of an elder from the previous generation, over 2 centuries old, secluded for decades, striving to break through to the nascent soul realm. It must be him. Tang Xuan wasted no words. His right hand snapped out, withdrawing another heaven-shaking thunder sphere. With full force he hurled it deep into the cavern. Amplified 10,000-fold, the sphere could obliterate even nascent soul realm masters. Last time, only the Wang clan patriarch's intervention saved Tang Xuan from annihilation. This time he'd learned his lesson. No sooner had the sphere left his hand than he spun and fled. After flying 100 zhang, a cataclysmic detonation erupted. The patriarch managed only 3 syllables before being swallowed by a tsunami of fire. The entire Mount Tian trembled violently. Disaster. Tang Xuan's expression shifted. "Heaven grant, may my spatial ring survive intact." Fragments of stone flew everywhere. The enormous tremor lasted for several waves before finally subsiding. Looking behind the Tianshan Mountains, a massive pit over 100 feet deep had been blasted open. The master of Tianlin's sect was covered in blood, half of his body buried under the rubble. The spark of life in his pupils was already dissipating. Cough, cough. Tang Xuan waved his hand, creating a gust of wind that blew away the dust. You don't talk about martial ethics." The master of Tianlin's sect looked at Tang Xuan with eyes filled with anger and resentment. Who would have thought that Tang Xuan would be so excessive, launching an explosive thunderstrike right away? The explosive thunderstrike was one thing. Its power was simply such a deadly weapon is already considered taboo. It is enough to destroy a small sect. Anyone from the righteous path who dares to use it will be condemned by all. But Tang Xuan used it nonetheless. And he did so without any pressure. "Tisk, we are enemies. Who talks about martial ethics with you?" Tang Xuan cheerfully stripped the spatial ring from the master of Tianlin's sect's finger. Then with one swift kick, he crushed his head. After slaying the master of Tianlin's sect, Tang Xuan walked towards the depths of the pit. Soon he discovered the half-destroyed figure of the old ancestor of Tianlin. This poor old ancestor hadn't even exited his seclusion when he was shattered by the explosive thunder. Fortunately, the spatial ring is intact. Tang Xuan patted his chest. The remaining half of the old ancestor's shattered body still had a right arm. Indeed, no matter how high the cultivation, one still fears the kitchen knife. Tang Xuan chuckled as he held the spatial ring in his hand. These are all resources for the future rise of the Tang family. They must be used wisely. He searched around, but did not find anything else of value, revealing a look of regret as he exited. At this moment, The members of the Tang family had completely taken control of the Tianlin sect, handling the corpses and cleaning the battlefield. Master, all the resisting ones have been killed, and the ordinary disciples have been let go. Tang Xuan approached to report the results. Most of the ordinary disciples came from scattered cultivators, and once they entered the Tianlin sect, they had no choice but to comply. Their crimes did not warrant death. As for those at the higher levels and core disciples, they were the die-hard loyalists of Tianlin sect, supported by other forces. If they were not eliminated, there would be endless troubles, so naturally they had to be wiped out. Very good. Quickly clean up the battlefield, repair the buildings, and then arrange accommodation for our people. Tang Xuan received the spatial ring and nodded in satisfaction. The remaining matters were to be handled by Tang Xuan and others. He directly arrived at the Master Hall at the summit of Tianshan. This would be his territory from now on. From this high vantage point, he could overlook the entire Tianshan. Everything was within his sight. Looking up, he saw the vast sea of clouds. Abundant spiritual energy penetrated his body through his pores, feeling utterly refreshing. This spiritual energy was provided by the earth vein, thus unaffected by the curse. Even if he could not absorb it, Tang Xuan did not mind. Just from this wave alone, he had already gained tens of millions in spirit stones, striking it rich. 1,750,000 low-grade spirit stones. 980,000 mid-grade spirit stones. 477,000 high-grade spirit stones. Well, there are also low-grade spirit crystals. The Tianlin sect is indeed quite rich. Tang Xuan counted all the spirit stones from the spatial rings. Then all of them were multiplied by 10,000 to become spirit crystals. Spirit stones. Not even worth using. The Tang family shall use only the best. Such a massive amount of spirit crystals would suffice for the Tang family to develop without worries for a decade or 8 years. And this is only the beginning. Besides spirit stones, there were also martial arts and pills. 130 books of yellow-grade martial arts manuals. 52 books of Xian-grade martial arts manuals. 7 books of earth-grade martial arts manuals. Everything untold was also multiplied by 10,000, just like the spirit stones. Yellow-grade and Zuan-grade, not even worth practicing. The Tang family's martial arts must start from earth-grade at the very least. Next came the weapons. It must be said that the weapons left behind by the disciples of Tianlin sect had some quality. At least they were much better than those used by the warriors of Xifeng City. Many of the weapons used by the families in Xifeng City were not even yellow-grade. The Tianlin sect was different. All of them were low-grade Xian-grade. The core disciples and elders used earth-grade weapons. There was even a mid-grade heaven-grade long knife. This knife belonged to the old ancestor of Tianlin. From the spotless blade, one could see how much the old ancestor cherished it. The knife was 3 feet long, slender, single-edged, emanating a chilling aura. The hilt bore the words "Ice Soul." When the knife was drawn, the cold air surged. Even the tea beside Tang Xuan was, "What a powerful knife." Tang Xuan gasped. He had also used earth-grade weapons before, but they couldn't even be compared to heaven-grade weapons. Earth-grade weapons could be considered the limit among mortal tools. Once they broke through to heaven-grade, it was akin to a warrior breaking through to the liquid sea, resulting in a revolutionary change. Heaven-grade weapons come with attributes. This knife obviously has an ice attribute. How terrifyingly powerful it could be when combined with ice-based techniques. But, is heaven-grade enough? Tang Xuan's lips curled up. System, give me a 10,000-fold enhancement. Ding. 10,000-fold enhancement complete. The moment the electronic voice fell, the ice soul knife suddenly emitted an extraordinarily strong cold air. The entire master hall was instantly frozen. Even though Tang Xuan had reached the Xiandan realm, he felt an extreme cold, as if he were falling into an ice cellar. At this moment, the ice soul knife had transformed from a mid-grade heaven-grade to a mid-grade emperor-grade. Weapons and martial arts pills are similar. They are divided into emperor-grade, saint-grade, emperor-grade, and the 4 realms of heaven and earth, Xian and yellow. Emperor-grade weapons are the sovereigns among weapons. The cold air within the ice soul knife exploded 1,000-fold. The quantity has increased 1,000-fold, but the quality seems to have no improvement. Tang Xuan circulated his energy to protect his heart vein to prevent frostbite while carefully investigating. He discovered that only the quantity of cold air had been amplified 1,000-fold. The temperature had somewhat decreased, but not by much. It was also normal to think about it. If the temperature were increased 1,000-fold, good heavens, it would be far more terrifying than absolute zero. Forget about cutting people, the ice soul knife itself would be frozen to bits. As for Tang Xuan, he would also be buried alongside it. Thinking of this made him feel a wave of fear. It seems this 10,000-fold enhancement system is good, but has certain dangers. If things go wrong, it would be disastrous. Tang Xuan sheathed the ice soul knife, sealing in the cold air. It's a pity that the Tianlin sect did not have ice-based martial arts techniques, though otherwise, even a Yuan Hun realm expert could be slain by me. After enhancing everything that could be enhanced, Tang Xuan began rummaging through the miscellaneous items. there were still a bunch of odds and ends in the spatial ring of the Master of Tianlin sect. For example, the protective array diagram of Tianlin sect. Every sect needs a protective array. Once encountering an unbeatable powerful enemy, activating the protective array can safeguard the sect. The array of Tianlin sect is a top-notch Earth-grade array with impressive power capable of blocking attacks from extreme Yuan Han experts. Unfortunately, the Master of Tianlin sect had not yet activated it before being killed by the explosive thunder. One cannot say it is not ironic. Now it all belongs to Tang Xuan. Earth-grade top-notch. Seems not enough. Tang Xuan stared at the array diagram pond. Although within a radius of 100,000 miles, Tianlin sect is the best place. However, this continent is endless and powerful sects emerge ceaseless. In front of top sects, Tianlin sect is not even a hair. Moreover, Yuan Han realm experts are ultimately still mortal bodies. If he encounters a congenital expert in the future harnessing the power of heaven and earth with a wave of his hand, Tianlin sect would be blown apart. Therefore, the power of the array still needs to be enhanced. Tang Xuan rubbed his brows and sighed. It seems that wanting the Tang family to soar is still a long way to go. Early the next morning, Tang Xuan brought Tang Xiao to the eye of the protective formation of the sect. Each grand formation has a central eye. The eye of the protective formation of the Tianlin sect is a massive crystal standing 5 zhang tall, surrounded by mysterious formation patterns. Beneath it lies the spiritual vein. Any grand formation requires an immense amount of spiritual energy to operate. Conversely, without spiritual energy, any formation is rendered useless. The grand formation of the Tianlin sect is exceedingly complex, and even those with exceptional talent must study it for several months. Yet Tang Xuan comprehended it thoroughly in just one night. This grand formation is called the Sankai formation, possessing 3 functions: defense, locking enemies, and storing power for a single strike. Generally speaking, yellow-grade formations have only one function. Mysterious grade formations have 2 functions, while earth-grade formations possess 3. The level determines the number of functions, while quality determines the power of those functions. This formation has reached the limit of Earth grade. Its 3 functions have been polished to perfection, indicating that the ancestors of the Tianlin sect indeed paid a considerable price. Tang Xuan placed his hand on the crystal. Buzz. The crystal lit up, and at the same time the entire Tian mountain was covered in formation patterns. Those patterns resembled countless silver threads enveloping the entire Tian mountain. Soon a vast and overwhelming pressure began to coalesce. The members of the Tang family were all startled, looking up in awe. Hiss, what a powerful aura. Is this the protective formation of the Tianlin sect? It must be the head of the family activating the formation. I didn't expect him to understand formations. Nonsense, the head of the family is a divine being descended to earth. He comprehends all things without a teacher. Activating the formation is nothing. Exactly how dare you question the head of the family? Take him out and teach him a lesson. Here no one dares to question the head of the— Brother, I was wrong. How could I dare question the head of the family? The 3 elders of the Tang family stood halfway up the mountain, gazing at the mysterious light in the sky, equally astonished. At the eye of the formation, Tang Xuan felt the spiritual energy in the spiritual vein being drawn away like a mountain tsunami. The surrounding spiritual energy thinned considerably. Tang Xuan furrowed his brow. He finally understood why the protective formation of the sect could not be easily activated. It consumes too much spiritual energy. The current spiritual veins of the Tianlin sect cannot support the full power of the formation. Spiritual veins are classified into imperial, sacred, royal, heavenly, earthly, mysterious, and yellow grades. They are also divided into top grade, superior grade, medium grade, and inferior grade. The spiritual veins of the Tianlin sect are of earth grade top quality and can barely maintain the operation of the formation. Among its 3 functions, a maximum of only 2 can be activated. If all 3 are activated, the spiritual veins of the Tianlin sect would instantly dry up. No worries, fortunately I have a backup. Tang Xuan smiled slightly. System. Amplify the spiritual veins. Ding. 10,000-fold amplification begins. Ding. 10,000-fold amplification ends. Boom. The entire Tian mountain trembled. From the fissures, beams of white light emerged, which were the light of spiritual essence. Under Tang Xuan's spiritual perception, the previously flowing spiritual vein had transformed into a colossal crystal dragon, constantly swallowing and expelling the surrounding spiritual energy. Spiritual vein transformation. Earth grade inferior. Tang Xuan's face brightened. Spiritual veins below the heavenly grade are referred to as dead veins. Once consumed, they are gone. However, starting from the imperial grade, it is different. Imperial grade spiritual veins possess self-awareness and can independently absorb and expel spiritual energy to replenish consumption. This means that as long as the spiritual dragon is not completely consumed at once, it will restore itself, essentially becoming a perpetual motion machine. Stable. Tang Xuan secretly praised. Imperial grade spiritual veins are sufficient to maintain the formation. System. Amplify the formation. Ding. Amplification begins. Amplification ends. I don't know if it's because I'm getting more familiar with it, but the system's amplification speed has been increasing. Boom. The formation's amplification caused Tian Mountain to stir. A white celestial cover appeared, and the spiritual energy spilling from the spiritual veins was entirely confined within Tian Mountain. Spirit locking is a basic ability of the formation. It does not occupy a functional slot. After the spiritual energy is sealed, the entire Tianlin sect began to change. The little saplings seemed to grow wildly, transforming into towering trees in a matter of moments. The spiritual herbs on the ground also directly met. Ginseng even jumped out of the ground, running around chaotically. My heavens, the ginseng has gained intelligence. A Tang family disciple screamed. Fool, that ginseng has reached 1,000 years of maturity and has gained self-awareness. Wait, 1,000 years. Not just ginseng. Look at the top of Tian Mountain. The Tang disciples were stunned. Large chunks of Huangjing emerged from the earth. Ginseng and Ganoderma were everywhere. Even many extinct herbs had broken through the soil. The spiritual herbs in the medicinal garden matured in an instant. Plop. The three elders of the Tang family knelt down. Head of the family. Truly a divine being descended to earth. Huh. How dare you insult the head of the family by calling him a divine being? True, he is even more divine than a divine being. After the 10,000-fold amplification, the formation became even more terrifying. This is how it should be. Tang Xuan beamed. Although this formation has not reached the true expectation, it can only be upgraded to this level on the territory of the Tianlin sect. It is rumored that there are many top-level caves in this world, and even unique caves. Once my cultivation increases, I will seek one. The so-called unique cave means a place that exists solely in the world. These caves come with functions either possessing extraordinary spiritual energy or a pervading aura. Some caves can even move, traversing dimensional spaces unbound by time and space. Tang Xuan wiped his mouth. Now he could only think about it. Such caves are surrounded by terrifying restrictions. Not to mention him, even innate powerful beings would be instantly obliterated upon approach. However, Tang Xuan believes that as long as he has the system in hand, even the innate realm will be within his grasp in no time. The current formation of the Tianlin sect, or rather the Tang family formation, has been honed to its limit. If the formation is fully activated, even innate powerful beings can be crushed. Currently, he is at the Xiandan realm, and next he will open the Soul Sea to reach the Yuan Hun realm. Once his soul is unified, he can break through to the innate realm. The innate realm comprises 6 minor realms: Sanhua realm, Juding realm, Wuyuan realm, Zhaoqi realm, Yi realm, and Wenhuang realm. In simple terms, it involves the gathering of 3 flowers at the peak, the vitality of 5 elements, and ultimately reaching the pinnacle, aspiring to the realm of emperors. For half a month, Tang Xuan focused on organizing Tian Mountain. He amplified both the upper and lower sections. The Tang family disciples also erased the last imprint of the Tianlin sect. The plaque above the gate was changed to the 2 characters of the Tang family. With the Dao body awakened abundant spiritual energy and a large number of spirit crystals, the strength of the Tang family disciples advanced rapidly. In just half a month, most disciples had already broken through to the gathering Yuan realm. The 3 elders of the Tang family had reached the limit of the liquid sea realm, just 1 step away from the Xiandan realm. As for Tang Xuan, it was even more exaggerated. He had already reached the limit of the Xiandan realm, with only 1 step away from opening the Soul Sea. However, he was not clear about opening the Soul Sea. The 3 elders of the Tang family were equally puzzled, as their lineage had lost its inheritance. Let alone the Yuan Hun realm. Even the liquid sea realm had no one who could reach it. Tang Xuan was distressed. At this moment, in the dense forest of Tian Mountain, a strange figure emerged. With a peculiar gaze, it locked onto Tian Mountain. Then a gentle breeze blew, and the strange figure dashed into the Tian Mountain area. That eerie figure moved with astonishing speed. The Tang family disciple guarding the gate suddenly felt a blur before his eyes, as if something had darted past him. Huh. The Tang disciple on the left was taken aback. He rubbed his eyes and stared intently, but saw nothing. How strange. Ajia, did you see anything unusual? The disciple on the right shook his head with a smile. No, you must be seeing things. Really? The left disciple furrowed his brow. He looked around for a while, but the surroundings were utterly silent. He muttered, maybe I really am seeing things. At that moment, a bizarre creature emerged at the entrance. It was about the size of a wolf, with a goat's head, wolf's hooves, and a rounded crown. Its body was covered in violet scales that gleamed faintly in the sunlight. Those 2 idiots think they can see me. Humph. The violet beast let out a haughty grunt, and it actually spoke in human tongue. Then it darted up the mountain path in a flash. When it reached the mountainside, the violet beast twitched its nose a few times, then its eyes lit up. There seems to be something delicious over there. Following the shadows, it raced all the way to the herb garden. There rows upon rows of spiritual herbs, all over a millennium old, stretched before it. Wow, so many goodies. I don't have to gnaw on bark anymore. The violet beast cheered, pounced into the pile of spiritual herbs, and began to feast ravenously. As it ate, it hummed, This one tastes great. But this ginseng is only 998 years old. It's an insult to my mouth. Not even a dog would eat this trash. Spiritual herbs flew everywhere in the garden. Even many millennium-old herbs were abandoned after just one bite. Just then the Tang family disciple in charge of the herb garden entered and froze at the sight of the devastation. Damn it! Who's there? Show yourself. Seeing the garden he had painstakingly tended destroyed, the disciple's heart bled. With a roar he drew his long sword and charged at the violet beast. Wretched beast died. As the sword struck, wind and thunder stirred. This Tang disciple named Tang Jingfeng had awakened the whirlwind Dao body and cultivated a top-grade earthly martial technique, the whirlwind sword art. Now with a strike fueled by rage, fierce winds howled and thunder rumbled, the very essence of the whirlwind sword art. The violet beast, too engrossed in its feast, had no guard up. With a crack it was struck. But what followed was horrifying. Tang Jingfeng's earthly-grade longsword snapped into two pieces. The recoil sent both man and beast flying. Tang Jingfeng stumbled back several steps and looked down to see blood seeping from his tiger's mouth. His face was pale with shock. His strike could have left a mark even on mystic iron, yet the violet beast's scales bore not a single scratch. Ouch! Who dares disturb my meal? The violet beast shook its head and grumbled in dissatisfaction. As soon as it spotted the stunned Tang Jingfeng, its expression changed. Damn, I've been spotted. Time to bolt. With a whoosh, the violet beast turned into a streak of purple light and shot out of the herb garden. Its speed was so great that Tang Jingfeng couldn't react in time. After a moment he recovered. Help! A monster has broken in. Tang Jingfeng rushed out, and his shouts alarmed the other Tang disciples. What monster? Where? I see it so fast. The violet beast twisted and turned, weaving through the crowd. 20 or 30 Tang disciples couldn't stop it. Ha ha ha. You think you can catch me? How naive. The violet beast looked immensely pleased with itself. It even deliberately stopped, waiting for the disciples to catch up before speeding off again. The group of Qi gathering realm Tang disciples was led around by the nose. Wretched beast, where do you think you're going? With a loud shout, third elder Tang, Songhai, flew through the air. He had broken through to the liquid sea realm. With a motion of his tide Dao body, surging waves rolled forth, sealing off 100 zhang in every direction. The violet beast, fast as it was, could not possibly escape. Seeing the tide blocking its path, it took a deep breath and exhaled. Boom. In an instant, raging flames howled. A blazing pillar of fire incinerated Tang Kanghai's waves. How is this possible? Tang Songhai was stunned. To stop the violet beast, he had pushed the power of his tide Dao body to its limit. Even a golden core realm expert could not easily break through it. Yet the violet beast's fire pillar had torn the tide Dao body apart with a single breath. Whoa, a real tough guy? Time to run. After spewing the fire pillar, the violet beast's aura weakened considerably. It dared not linger and fled for it. Whoosh, whoosh. The sounds of breaking air followed. First Elder Tang Sanchen and Second Elder Tang Kangwu also arrived. They immediately activated their Dao bodies, trying to capture the violet beast. Tang Sanchen had awakened the dust Dao body. His body moved as lightly as floating dust, matching the violet beast's speed. They'll fight you all. The violet beast's eyes flashed with ferocity as it charged directly at Tang Sanchen. Tang Kanchen's pupils contracted, and he raised his palm to block. Bang! Tang Sanchen was knocked back dozens of steps, his hands trembling. Second brother, be careful. This beast has incredible strength. By now, Second Elder Tang Kangwu had blocked the front of the mountain gate. He stamped his feet, causing the earth energy to surge. Behind him materialized the phantom of the Black Tortoise. Black Tortoise Dao body. Activate. The massive phantom formed a small hill blocking the violet beast's path. The violet beast slammed into it with all its might. Clang. A sound like metal striking metal rang out. Tang Kangwa's body trembled, but he did not retreat. The Black Tortoise Dao body excelled in defense. Ouch. So hard. The violet beast flipped and landed steadily. If you think you can stop me. The violet beast shook its body, and purple lightning surged around it. Break for me. It kicked off the ground wrapped in purple lightning and slammed into the Black Tortoise phantom with tremendous force. Boom. In the earth-shattering explosion, Tang Kangwu spat blood, and the Black Tortoise phantom shattered. The violet beast used the impact to rush out of the— Ha ha ha. A bunch of losers. Farewell. I'm done playing. Just as the violet beast was exulting, ready to dash into the dense forest, a figure appeared and threw a punch. Ouch, another one asking for death. Get out of my way. The violet beast, far from slowing down, accelerated even more, but this time it met its match. Bang. The power in that fist was unimaginable. Ow. The violet beast let out a pitiful shriek and flew backward. It skidded across the ground, leaving a trail of sparks. What the hell? What kind of monster is this? Tui. Tui. The violet beast climbed to its feet, spat out the dirt, and eyed the newcomer warily. Meanwhile, Tang Xian was also scrutinizing the violet beast. It looked strangely familiar. Goat's head, wolf's hooves, rounded crown. Could it be? A legendary divine beast flashed through his mind. A Qilin. The more Tang Xuan looked, the more the violet beast resembled the legendary Qilin. A Qilin was an auspicious beast. It was said that taming it could increase one's fortune. Such fortune could not be suppressed, even by the Heavenly Dao. At this thought, Tang Xuan smiled. I know you can speak human language. Let's talk. The violet Qilin narrowed its eyes, filled with wariness. Humans are all cunning. No deal. Tang Xuan glanced at the herbal residue around the Qilin's mouth, and his smile widened. How about becoming my mount? Impossible. Unlimited spiritual herbs. Deal. Their eyes met. Tang Xuan's gaze grew strange. This Qilin. It seemed utterly devoid of integrity, surrendering so easily. What about the dignity of a divine beast? After all, divine beasts were lofty beings looking down upon mortals. Are you serious? Tang Xuan's. The purple Qilin shook its head and said, that's right. It sighed and said, I know what you're thinking, but when you're a lone beast starving every day, never having enjoyed a single full meal, what is the so-called dignity of a divine beast worth? A crystal tear flowed from the purple Qilin's eye. A single coin can drive a heroic beast to death. Tang Xuan's forehead veins bulged. In that instant, he regretted it. The purple Qilin saw the change in Tang Xuan's expression and cried out, hey, a person should keep their word. Don't go back on what you promised. Tang Xuan almost spat out a mouthful of old blood. This creature could actually bargain. It was quite amusing. A divine beast had boundless potential and long lifespan. Oh, it might be useful in the future. If you want me to take you in, fine, but let me imprint a soul seal on you to prevent you from escaping. What? A soul seal? No way. The purple Qilin cried out. Once the soul seal entered its body, even as a divine beast, it would be utterly unable to resist, bound to be controlled by Tang Xuan for life. You have no choice. Tang Xuan said indifferently. The purple Qilin's eyes darted around as if calculating something. My patience is limited. Tang Xuan directly released the aura of the Boundless Dao body. The immense pressure, like mountains and seas, made the purple Qilin's face change instantly. Such heavy pressure. This is the Boundless Dao body. Good eyesight. Tang Xuan was also surprised. This purple Qilin actually recognized the Boundless Dao body at a glance. It seemed somewhat extraordinary. Soul seal it is then. You have the Boundless Dao body. I can't beat you, so you'll have to admit defeat. The purple Qilin directly laid down on the ground. Tang Xuan cast the soul seal, completely controlling the purple Qilin. What is your name? I don't know. I have no memories of my past. The purple Qilin shook its head. Then I'll give you a name, call you Ziling. Ziling, I like it. Ziling shook its head, revealing a joyful expression. Then it held its belly with its two paws, looking at Tang Xuan pitifully. Hungry. Tang Xuan's mouth twitched. What are you? Ziling's eyes immediately lit up. Spirit stones, treasures, heavenly materials, earthly treasures, demon beast intercourse. Am not picky, anything work. Tang Xuan was speechless. Spirit stones are fine, okay. He waved his hand and directly took out 50 low-grade spirit crystals. Is that enough to eat? Ziling opened its mouth, directly sucked the 50 low-grade spirit crystals in and crunched them up. In the blink of an eye, it swallowed them all. Of course not, this doesn't even count as an appetizer. If you want to fill me up at least this much. Ziling raised one finger. 100. Or 1,000. Tang Xuan felt something was wrong. About 10,000 low-grade spirit crystals. Per meal. Ziling said with a grin. Everyone, including Tang Xuan, was dumbfounded. What the hell kind of divine beast Qilin was this? It was clearly a glutton. Although the Tang family didn't lack spirit crystals, 10,000 low-grade spirit crystals per meal. This creature was a resource shredder. Tang Xuan's, can I return it? As soon as these words were spoken, Ziling was shocked. It directly darted in front of Tang Xuan and hugged his leg like a koala. Boss Big Shot, don't abandon this poor child. Can you bear to see such a cute and weak me starve to death in the forest? Want your conscience hurt? Tang Xuan couldn't listen anymore. He directly kicked Ziling away. Get lost. Then he turned and said, Steward, prepare a room and bring 100,000 low-grade spirit crystals. Although Ziling currently looked like a glutton, once it grew up, it would be a being of earth-shattering power. As one of the 5 auspicious beasts, its strength was unfathomable. Even now, it could cause chaos in the Tang family. At the very least, it could be used as a guard dog. A divine beast guarding the gate. That aura was absolutely amazing. Just then, an electronic sound rang in Tang Xuan's mind. Ding. Pet system activated. Congratulations, host, for obtaining the world's only remaining purple thunder Qilin. Hearing the system's prompt, Tang Xuan's pupils sharply contracted. As far as he knew, Qilin were divided into 6 types. Each of the 5 elements had a Qilin guarding it. The strongest was the special 6th type. The purple thunder Qilin. An existence transcending the 5 elements, immune to any worldly karmic harm. Its purple thunder could destroy the sky above and the hell below. Especially against beings like spirits, it had a natural advantage. It was so powerful that it could even suppress the Heavenly Dao. Looking at the chubby Xiling, who was licking spirit stones madly, Tang Xuan simply couldn't imagine that this creature was the world's only remaining purple thunder Qilin. What a steal. But his joy was short-lived. Troubles soon came to mind. Damn it. Xiling was too gluttonous. Besides 3 meals of spirit stones a day, it also needed morning and evening snacks, specifically eating mature, 1,000-year-old spiritual herbs. Several hundred stalks each time. In Xiling's words, without several hundred stalks, it couldn't even fill the gaps between its teeth. At this rate, within 3 months, at most, the Tang family would be eaten out of house and home. Tang Xuan was already planning whether to raid some cities and sects. 100,000 li away, a cloud boat drifted over. This cloud boat was very exquisite, its entire body showing a faint cyan hue. Mysterious formation patterns were faintly visible on it. At the bow stood a woman in cyan attire. Her features were like a painting, her skin like the purest snow. Especially her charming eyes, as they glanced around light, flowed, captivating the soul. Her slender jade legs were shrouded in light, gauze faintly visible. Surprisingly, the aura of this woman had already reached the mysterious pill realm. Miss Chodi. Ahead is the Tianlin sect. A middle-aged man appeared behind the woman. His face wore a dismay. Miss, your status is so high there's no need to go to the Tianlin sect yourself. Just send someone to summon the Tianlin sect master. That small place, the strongest, is only at the limit of the liquid sea realm, utterly useless. The woman gently waved her hand. Steward Wang, heroes come from all backgrounds. Although the Tianlin sect is small, you cannot look down on them. Because of that, there are still many young geniuses among them. What they lack might just be an opportunity. For the sake of an opportunity, they can unleash 2 or even 3 times their power to help me, which is far better than those who are all talk and no action. Steward Wang bowed. Miss Chodi is truly exceptional. I was too narrow-minded. He straightened up and looked at the woman's back with admiration. Shimin Chodi, the eldest daughter of the Shimin mansion, a genius among geniuses. Before reaching 16, she had already broken through the liquid sea realm and successfully condensed her mysterious pill. She had also entered the prodigy list, becoming an object of worship for thousands. This time she came to the Tianlin sect for a major matter. Gradually the cloud boat approached Tian Mountain. This is no such dense spiritual energy. The moment her gaze fell on Tian Mountain, Shimin Q's expression changed drastically, her pupils filled with shock. The entire Tian Mountain was shrouded in clouds of spiritual energy. The ground was covered with top-grade spiritual herbs and medicines. Steward Wang was dumbfounded. This is the Tianlin sect. How is this possible? The Steward Wang was struck dumb. Shimin Chodi also gasped in shock. Within a radius of 500,000 miles, there lies 1 mansion and 3 sects. The mansion refers to the Shimin mansion. The 3 sects are the Yujian sect, the Dizhong sect, and the Tianlin sect. Despite its grand name, the Tianlin sect is actually the weakest among the 1 mansion and 3 sects. According to Shimin Q's knowledge, the Tianlin sect has only 1 earthly spiritual vein, which is not considered a top-tier blessed land. But what is happening before her? The entire Tianshan was shrouded in an incredibly dense spiritual cloud. The light shone upon the spiritual cloud, faintly condensing into the form of an azure dragon. The spiritual vein transforms into a dragon. It's an imperial-grade spiritual vein. How can this be? Shimin Q's pupils constricted. The Steward Wang was completely dumbfounded. Miss, the Shimin mansion has a heavenly-grade spiritual vein. Shimin Chodi nodded. The Shimin mansion has a top-tier heavenly-grade spiritual vein. Who would have thought that the weakest among the 1 mansion and 3 sects, the Tianlin sect, actually concealed an imperial-grade spiritual vein? The spiritual vein determines the upper and lower limits of martial artists. With such rich spiritual energy, even a pig could become a spirit. Shimin Chodi suddenly felt a pang of jealousy rise within her. If she could cultivate here, reaching the Yuanhan realm would not be impossible. Strange, I have been to the Tianlin sect before, and the spiritual energy was not this dense, the Steward Wang muttered. His words caused Shimin Chodi's heart to stir. Let's go down and take a look. Yes, miss. A massive cloud boat descended from the sky, landing on the ground. Shimin Chodi, accompanied by the strong from the Shimin mansion, arrived before the gate of the Tianlin sect. Tang family. The Steward Wang jumped up. The huge stone tablet clearly bore the words Tang family. Isn't this the Tianlin sect? The Steward Wang was utterly confused. He looked around, completely lost. However, Shimin Chodi was the first to regain her composure. It's obvious that the Tianlin sect has been wiped out by the Tang family. The Steward Wang said in confusion, where did this Tang family come from? I don't remember any Tang family that could contend with the Tianlin sect. Unless it is a top-tier family, it is absolutely impossible to compete with the sect. The corners of Shimin Q's mouth curled upwards. It seems today, there are unexpected gains. She led everyone to the gate. Halt, who goes there? The Tang family disciples blocked their way. Jiyuan realm. Shimin Chodi was secretly astonished. Even the gate-guarding disciples were at the Jiyuan realm level. The weapons in their hands faintly exuded the aura of earthly-grade weapons. Such a luxurious setup could not be matched even by the Ximen mansion. This mysterious Tang family. What is their background? Driven by curiosity, Ximen Xiaodi signaled to Steward Wang. Steward Wang stepped forward and said loudly, "We are from the Ximen mansion, and this is Miss Ximen Xiaodi. Please have your family head come out to greet us." The two Tang family disciples exchanged glances. Ximen mansion? Do you know what kind of place that is? Never heard of it, probably. The scornful words infuriated Steward Wang. How dare you not know the Ximen mansion? Capture them. Whoosh whoosh. 4 Jiyuan realm experts from the Ximen mansion lunged at the two Tang family disciples. Oh, a fight is about to break out. Interesting. The two Tang family disciples showed no fear and instead revealed battle intent. As soon as the two sides made contact, the 4 Jiyuan realm warriors from the Ximen mansion were directly repelled. Earthly-grade martial skills. Steward Wang's eyes nearly popped out. The two Tang family disciples used mid-grade earthly martial skills right from the start. Although they were only at the minor success stage of the Jiyuan realm, their combat power was on par with the limits of the Jiyuan realm. How is this possible? Steward Wang's mind spun dizzily. This is too fierce. Laughable. Who are these people to even request to see the family head? How is this possible? Steward Wang's mind spun dizzily. This is too fierce. Laughable. Who are these people to even request to see the family? As a talented martial artist, she could naturally discern the strength of the two Tang family disciples. What was even more terrifying was that she faintly sensed the fluctuation of a Dao body. This means that these two Tang family disciples have awakened their Dao bodies. Dao body warriors are treated as core disciples in any sect. This means that these two Tang family disciples have awakened their Dao bodies. Dao body warriors are treated as core disciples. Ximen Xiaodi approached and slightly bowed. I apologize, we mean no harm. We originally came to seek the head of the Tian. One Tang family disciple chuckled, oh, the head of the Tianlin sect. Our family head can take care of him in one move. Ximen Xiaodi gasped, feeling more cautious. The Tianlin sect has been completely overturned, yet the Ximen mansion has received no news. It is evident that it was a crushing level of battle. Though the Tianlin sect is not considered a top-tier sect, even the Ximen mansion could not have wiped them out so quietly. This Tang family, mysterious and powerful. Ximen Xiaodi hesitated for a moment, and then said, please convey a message that Ximen Xiaodi wishes to see. Alright, wait here. The Tang family disciple, seeing that Ximen Xiaodi was stunningly beautiful, with an extraordinary aura, did not dare to underestimate her, and immediately turned to relay the message. After a moment, the Tang family disciple returned, and brought Ximen Xiaodi up the Tian Shan. Just as Ximen Xiaodi stepped into the mountain gate, a tremendous pressure hit. What a terrifying protective sect formation. Ximen Qiuda's pupils shrank. This pressure was emanating from the protective sect formation. With her discerning eye, it was at least a top-tier heavenly grade formation, and could even potentially be an imperial grade. Royal Dao formation. How can this be? To set up a Royal Dao formation, one must have a Royal Dao formation master. The resources consumed in this would be something even 3 Ximen mansions could not provide. Yet it was now manifesting right before Ximen Qiuda's eyes. With each step forward, Ximen Xiaodi grew increasingly astonished. Her pride had been completely shattered. This mysterious family head must be an extraordinary person beyond the worldly realm. Only such a person could explain why it is so astonishing. Ximen Xiaodi pondered internally. Soon she arrived at the mountain peak. At the mountain peak, a young man was leisurely sipping tea. Please. The Tang family disciple slightly bowed, and then turned to leave, leaving behind a bewildered Ximen Xiaodi. Where is the head of the Tang family? Why is there only a young man? Could this person be the disciple of the family head? Ximen Xiaodi sized up Tang Xuan, and then her pupils constricted. Limit of the Xiandan realm. She prided herself on being exceptionally talented, and at such a young age he had made it onto the talented ones list, being evaluated by a senior as the first genius in a millennium. Despite exhausting all the resources of the Ximen mansion, she could only barely reach the major success stage of the Xiandan realm. There were still 2 small realms left to reach the limit. Yet someone could surpass her so quickly. This talent. Too astonishing. It must be the work of that mysterious head of the Tang family. Ximen Xiaodi swallowed hard and approached the young man. May I ask if the head of the Tang family is here? Tang Xuan assessed the woman before him, a hint of astonishment flashing in his eyes. This woman had bright eyes and white teeth. Though she wore no makeup, she radiated an extraordinary beauty. A stunning beauty indeed. Do I look very old? You are the head of the Tang family. Ximen Xiaodi was completely dumbfounded. What is going on? Where is the esteemed elder? Yes, I am the head of the Tang family. Tang Xuan shrugged with casual ease. Ximen Qiuda's crimson lips parted in shock. Everything about him hinted at someone capable of elevating the Tianlin sect to its present stature. He must be at least a top-tier innate powerhouse who had cultivated for over a century. Who would have imagined such a person was so young? Ximen Xiaodi wore a look of perplexity. She quietly suspected Tang Xuan of teasing her. I have always treated others with sincerity. Is it really so hard to accept? Tang Xuan smiled. Shimin Shodi nearly spat blood. Hard to accept. It was impossible to accept. Yet everyone keeps their own secrets, and she dared not pry further. One thing she was absolutely certain of: an ancient power was sheltering Tang Xuan. My name is Shimin Shodi of the Shimin Mansion. Shimin Shodi drew a breath and reintroduced herself. Tang Xuan, head of the Tang family. Tang Xuan smiled faintly. Very well, head Tang, I have come to the Tian Tang family with a matter to request. Shimin hesitated for a moment, but then spoke. What is it? Please look. Shimin Shodi released the aura of her Dao body. A colossal phantom of a blue bird surged from within Shimin Shodi, transforming into a streak of light that rolled through the clouds. It moved so fast that even Tang Xuan could only glimpse a faint afterimage. What speed? Tang Xuan murmured in surprise. Among the 3,000 Dao bodies, the Qingyuan Dao body possesses unrivaled swiftness. When cultivated to its peak, neither time nor space can bind a warrior of the Qingyuan Dao body. This is the Qingyuan Dao body, Tang Xuan said in a low voice. Yes, Shimin replied, but its awakening was flawed, so it did not fully awaken. Shimin Shodi sighed and retracted her aura. The immense Qingyuan had wings the blue of dawn and radiated an imposing majesty. Yet its form was all but spectral. If it cannot be fully awakened, my Dao body will slowly wither. Thus my father spent vast wealth and resources, and through the Tiandi Pavilion finally located an ancient ruin that contains awakening crystals. They can aid Dao bodies that have not fully awakened to continue awakening. But, Shimin Q's voice faltered. That ancient ruin is full of dreadful beasts and fearsome seals. Cultivators above the innate realm cannot enter. Only those below the innate realm may go in. And the opportunity comes, but once miss it, and the chance is gone forever. So I have come this time to seek helpers. Saying that, Shimin Shodi bowed deeply to Tang Xuan. If the head of the Tang family would lend assistance, Shimin Shodi would be profoundly grateful. Tang Xuan's eyes brightened. Spare me your gratitude. I am a practical man. I can secure the awakening crystal for you, but what will you offer in return? Shimin Q's brow knit in displeasure. Tang Xuan's manner was plainly taking advantage of someone in distress. Her tone immediately turned cold. What price must head Tang demand to act? Tang Xuan's lips curved into a 1,000,000 superior spirit stones, and all the treasures within the ancient ruin. Also, one request of the Shimin Mansion. Shimin Q's face changed sharply as she rose to her feet. Head Tang, your appetite is excessive. Tang Xuan chuckled. I have the means. That ancient ruin bristles with danger and beasts. Even if an innate powerhouse entered, there is no guarantee of obtaining the awakening crystal. Shimin Shodi grew even more displeased. Her goodwill toward Tang Xuan evaporated in an instant. All that remained was arrogance, presumptuousness, boastfulness, and avarice. Tang Xuan smile deepened. Apparently this woman had yet to learn how formidable he was. What others cannot achieve, I can. What others cannot obtain, I will. What others dare not promise, I will. This is who I am. Head of the Tang family, Tang Xuan. Having spoken, he unveiled the aura of his Wuyang Dao body. A thunderous pressure struck. Shimin Shodi trembled violently, as if a mountain pressed upon her head, bending her waist. You, insolent. As the eldest lady of the Shimin Mansion, she had never bowed to anyone. In fury, she activated her Qingyuan Dao body. Petty tricks, stand down. Tang Xuan's gaze darkened, and his soul power burst forth. Boom. The Qingyuan apparition was crushed by that force, dissolving into pinpricks of starlight. Shimin Q's pupils shrank. Fear shone in her eyes. In that instant, she truly felt what it meant to be powerful. Even among innate powerhouses, those of the Sanhua realm did not possess such terrifying soul power. Tang Xuan purposely sought to subdue Shimin Shodi without unleashing his full might, pressing down bit by bit to shatter her pride. Head Tang. I was wrong, please show mercy. Shimin Shodi panted, golden stars swam before her eyes, her spirit trembling as she sank into boundless desolation. She was frightened, utterly frightened. Tang Xuan was terrifying. Now you know the source of my confidence. Tang Xuan thought, and the pressure of his soul power and Dao body faded away. Though it lasted only an instant, Shimin Shodi felt as if she had traversed life and death. Cold sweat poured from her body. She staggered back several paces and looked at Tang Xuan with awe. If even I cannot obtain it, then no one in this world can get the awakening crystal. Tang Xuan said slowly, consider it. Shimin suppressed her shock and fell silent. His strength neared that of an innate. There was indeed a hope of securing the awakening crystal. 1,000,000 superior spirit stones, though substantial, were not beyond the means of the Shimin Mansion. As for the other treasures in the ruin, Shimin Shodi had not intended to claim them anyway, so letting Tang Xuan have them was no great loss. It was that single request. What if Tang Xuan demanded something excessive? For example, asking her to sleep with him for several nights. That would be absolutely impossible to agree to. Head Tang, the spirit stones and treasures are negotiable, but that request. Shimin hesitated. Tang Xuan smiled slightly. She had taken the bait. Nothing of the sort. I only ask that when someone causes trouble for the Tang family, the Ximen mansion might shelter us a bit. That is all. Ximen was stunned. The demand could be seen as lofty or modest. Within 5 million li, the Ximen mansion was the undisputed hegemony. With a single word, naturally no one dared lay hands on the Tang family. Besides, with Tang Xian's strength, ordinary matters he could dispose of himself. What is the matter? Do you think I want you to marry me? Tang Xuan smiled awkwardly. I devote myself to the Dao, oh there is no woman in my heart. Cultivation comes first. You. Umph. Ximen fumed. After all, she was a paragon of beauty. Suitors ranged from the Ximen mansion all the way to the Tang family. Yet Tang Xuan so plainly dismissed her. Very well, head Tang, remember your promise. We shall meet in 3 days. Ximen tossed down a map coldly and strode away in a huff. Ha, women. Tang Xuan shook his head with a smile. He glanced at Xiling crouched in the corner voraciously gnawing on a millennium ginseng. This haul should earn a handsome sum. If we don't make money soon, the Tang family will be drained feeding this fool. I've heard Qilin blood sells well. Or else. Tang Xuan's gaze swept over Xiling. The hairs on Xiling's neck rose. Does this human have any unusual proclivities? Ximen's cutest movements were swift. The next afternoon, he sent someone to inform Tang Xuan to gather in the Tianwei Valley. Tang Xuan arranged for the 3 elders to guard the home. He took Tang Xiao and 10 disciples of the Tang family aboard the cloud boat, heading towards the Tianwei Valley. The Tianwei Valley is a place of great terror. Poisonous miasma pervades the area throughout the year with venomous insects everywhere, making it incredibly frightening. Below the liquid sea realm, any martial artist who enters simply cannot survive. Unless suppressed by a Dao body, there is a slim chance of survival. Only martial artists above the liquid sea realm can enter by flying. In the center of the valley lies a massive pit, bottomless. How it was formed remains unknown. No one has reached the bottom, nor do they know what lies there. Because those who went down have never returned alive. It is the absolute dead end of dead ends known as the Heavenly Pit. Unless someone is insane, it's impossible for anyone to come here. But today, a cloud boat gracefully floated in. The boat was straight and sharp, resembling a long sword piercing the sky. At the bow stood a man and a woman. The man carried a long sword exuding a breezy aura radiating a faint sword intent. The woman was enchanting, her eyes sparkling, breathing heavily. It was Wang Lili. Xiao, why did you bring me here? Wang Lili asked, curiously, pouting her red lips, looking unwilling. It's dirty and smelly here, disgusting. You promised to avenge my Wang family. Haha. Little beauty, of course, I remember the matter of revenge. A mere Tang family can be wiped out with a wave of my hand. The man's name was Lu Caiwen, an inner disciple of the Yujian sect skilled in swordsmanship. He had already risen to the 3rd position within the sect. If you can wipe them out with a wave of your hand, why not eliminate the Tang family first? Wang Lili's eyes flickered with a cruel light. Tang Xuan had caused her family to be destroyed, and even the Tianlin sect had been wiped out. She could only flee to Yujian sect, and after spending several nights with Lu Caiwen, she was finally accepted. Lu Caiwen reached out and touched Wang Lili's waist casually, saying, the Tang family is nothing in front of Ximen Fu. This is the best opportunity to please Miss Ximen. I cannot let it slip away. Wang Lili's expression suddenly froze. What about me? You. Hee. Just a plaything to amuse me. Lu Caiwen lifted Wang Lili's chin with a sinister smile, saying, don't think I don't know about your affairs in the Tianlin sect. Wang Lili's face turned pale instantly. A broken shoe, am I worth your serious attention? Since you're here, I might as well Lu Caiwen you. Wang Lili screamed. But before she could finish her words, she was slapped away by Lu Caiwen. Watch your words. Right now you are just a female dog. If I am pleased, I might reward you with some meat to eat. If not, I'll sell you into the red light district as a prostitute. Lu Caiwen stepped on Wang Lili's chest, speaking coldly. Only Ximen Xiodi is worthy of my pursuit, understand? Wang Lili's mouth bled, her face full of terror. She finally realized one thing. Without her backing, her body was Lu Caiwen, who had risen to the 3rd rank of Yujian sect, was definitely not someone easily swayed by beauty. Behave and I can still support you. Lu Caiwen gently patted Wang Lili's face. Her face was ashen. Had it been before, she would have turned and left without hesitation. But now, she no longer had any capital. She could only lower her head and act like a dog. The cloud boat stopped above the mysterious heavenly pit. Lu Caiwen frowned slightly. Did we arrive too early? Before he finished speaking, another cloud boat broke through the clouds, crashing down. On the cloud boat stood a young man in black. With his arms crossed, he displayed an air of pride. Qi Yuan. I didn't expect you to be here too. Lu Caiwen seemed to recognize the young man in black, calling Qi Yuan, a genius master of the D-Zone practicing earth combat techniques. He could utilize earth energy to conjure weapons and armor to attack him. Quite formidable. Lu Caiwen had fought him before with no clear victor. Invited by Miss Ximen, how could I dare to arrive late? Qi Yuan smiled faintly. Among the 4 houses and 3 sects, only Ximen Fu and Tianlin sect have yet to arrive. At this moment, a third cloud boat appeared. Oh, look who has arrived. People from Tianlin sect. Gu Xiyuan smiled slightly. However, as the cloud boat descended, the person at the bow was quite unfamiliar. Both Lu Kaiwen and Gu Xiyuan frowned. Wang Lily's pupils widened and her breathing quickened. Her teeth ground together, making a clattering sound. Who are you and why are you riding the cloud boat of Tian? Gu Xiyuan asked. In the future, there will be no Tianlin sect, only my Tang family. Tang Xian stood with his hands behind his back, smiling nonchalantly. Tang family. Hee. Are you Tang Xian? Lu Kaiwen glanced at Wang Lily, then narrowed his eyes. That's right. Tang Xian nodded. Very good. You destroyed the Wang family, and I will kill you. Go ahead and end your life. Lu Kaiwen waved his hand casually. Presumptuous. Tang Juyo's expression darkened as he shouted sternly. What are you to act so arrogantly here? I, Lu Kaiwen of Yujian sect. I haven't heard of you. Who are you to disrespect the family head? Lu Kaiwen's eyes revealed a dangerous glint. A mere dog servant dares to disrespect me. He'll make you my first target. He extended his right hand and unleashed sword energy. Swish, swish, swish. 7 sharp sword beams shot through the air, directly locking onto 7 vital spots on Tang Juyo's body. Gu Kun's eyes brightened. What a move, 7. Xiao, your strength has increased significantly. This move, called 7-star stab, is quite famous within the Yujian sect, categorized as a mid-grade earth technique. One move with 7 styles, 7 sword energies, fused into one attack. The enemy simply cannot block it. Tang Juyo coldly snorted, not drawing his sword, but rather he made a single-handed fist, striking out in anger. This punch is called the Great Strength Fist. There is only one move. At the moment of punching, he gathered all his spiritual energy into his fist. With one punch, the area within 10 feet was shattered by the force. Originally, it was only a high-grade mysterious technique. After being enhanced by Tang Xian, it became a high-grade earth technique. Its power increased by dozens of times. A loud explosion was heard. The sword beams shot by Lu Kaiwen were completely shattered. You take one punch from me. Tang Juyo swung his fist again, still the same great strength fist. The powerful punch produced a piercing sound as it tore through the air. The violent aura made Lu Kaiwen's face turn pale. He was a swordsman, and power was not his strong suit. Upon receiving the punch, he was directly knocked back several dozen steps. The cloud boat shook violently. Lu Kaiwen's right arm trembled involuntarily, his face extremely grim. Hee, with this little strength you dare to provoke the family head. If you talk nonsense again, he'll simply kill you. Tang Juyo did not attack again, merely stopping. After all, Tang Xian had not spoken. You're seeking death. Lu Kaiwen had never suffered such humiliation. His shoulder moved, and his long sword was. At that moment, a stern shout came. Stop! The clouds parted, and the cloud boat of Shimin Fu crashed down. Shimin Xiodi, dressed in a strong outfit and with a grand stature, appeared at the bow. You are all my invited helpers. Please do not fight over trivial grievances. Lu Kaiwen's eyes lit up. He raised his head slightly and said nonchalantly, all right, since Miss Shimin has spoken, I will spare his dog life. Spare? Did I say I would spare you? Tang Xian chuckled. Lu Kaiwen disdainfully said, what? Relying on Miss Simon's presence here, do you think I dare not kill you? Is that so? Tang Xian smiled. He turned to look at Shimin Xiodi. What do you think I should do? Watching Tang Xian's enigmatic half-smile, Shimin Qiudi's heart skipped a beat. Through her interactions with Tang Xian, she had come to understand that this man was unlike ordinary martial artists. He was a ruthless man to the core. If Lu Wenkai truly provoked him, he would not hesitate to kill Lu Wensai, even if he had been invited by her. Tang Xian would never spare Lu Wenkai for the sake of the Shimin estate. But even if she pleaded, would Tang Xian let him go? Shimin Qiudi's face was filled with helplessness. Inwardly, she fumed with anger. Of all people to provoke, that fool Lu Wenkai had to pick this demon. Could you, for my sake, wait until after we obtain the awakening crystal? After a moment of hesitation, Shimin Xiodi spoke. Before Tang Xian could respond, Lu Wenkai burst into laughter. Your plea to Miss Shimin is useless. If I want to kill you, no one in this world can stop me. I simply don't wish to make a bloody mess in front of a beauty. Enough. Shimin Xiodi shouted, her delicate brows shooting up in rage. Yet Lu Wensai, whose attention was fixed on Tang Xian, failed to notice the change in her tone. Even if he did, he would likely attribute it to displeasure over the conflict. Miss Xiodi, I am more than enough for this expedition into the ruins. Sometimes too many people only become a burden. Tang Xian's eyes narrowed. A faint trace of killing intent emerged. What a reckless lad. Truly unafraid of death. Shimin Xiodi was struck with horror. She immediately shouted at Lu Wensai, shut up. You're not needed for this expedition. Please leave. What? Lu Wenkai was stunned. What did this mean? Why was Shimin Xiodi suddenly telling him to leave? Gu Xiyuan also frowned slightly. He glanced at Tang Xian, lost in thought. Miss Xiodi, you want me to leave? Lu Wenkai asked incredulously. That's right. Now immediately, right this moment. Shimin Xiodi cried out, her usual serene demeanor replaced by urgency. Tang Xian's killing intent was growing strong. If she didn't stop it quickly, blood would surely be spilled. Why? Lu Wenkai couldn't understand, his eyes turning bloodshot. Is it because of him? He turned to look at Tang Xuan. I don't know what favor you've done for Miss Chody, but don't think her words can protect you. Tang Xuan sighed. There's a saying, one who does not seek trouble will not find it. With a flash of his figure, he lunged at Lu Wenkai. Ha ha, I was waiting for you to make. Lu Wenkai was overjoyed. He had been hoping Tang Xuan would strike. It's over. It's over. Seeing Tang Xuan move, Shimin Cuta's face turned pale. She dared not intervene. In her heart, she cursed Lu Wenkai relentlessly. What an idiot. How did someone with such low intelligence become the third genius of the Yi Clan? The long sword was drawn. Lu Wenkai proved himself a top genius. As his sword moved, countless sword gleams like meteors streaking across the sky enveloped Tang Xuan. This strike used all his strength. Die. Lu Wenkai sneered. This sword technique was called Meteor Sting, an earth-grade top-quality art, and also his strongest. The sword surged like a meteor, unleashing 108 sword energies in a single move. All these energies could scatter or converge. When converged, they could kill a Xian Dan limit expert. Such formidable sword energy even startled Gu Siyuan. He admitted to himself that he could not withstand this strike. Could Tang Xuan? The next moment he would find out. Tang Xuan completely ignored the sword energy and charged forward. Before Lu Wenkai's sword energy could even approach it, all dissipated. What? Impossible. In his shock, Tang Xuan was already in front of Lu Wenkai. He reached out and grabbed his arm. Rip! With a sickening crack, Lu Wenkai's right arm was torn off, blood gushing out. Up! Lu Wenkai screamed, tears and mucus streaming down his face as he writhed on the cloud boat. Rip! With a sickening crack, Lu Wenkai's right arm was torn off, blood gushing out. Up! Lu Wenkai screamed, tears and mucus streaming down. Gu Kun's eyes bulged, his face filled with disbelief. Tang Xuan had destroyed Lu Wenkai with his bare physical strength. How terrifying. He finally understood why Shimin Chody had been so anxious. She wasn't worried about the two fighting. She was worried for Tang Xuan. Oh, a heaven-grade lower quality item. Tang Xuan took Lu Wenkai's longsword and spatial ring. The longsword was crystal clear, faintly emitting a starlight glow. It was unmistakably a heaven-grade longsword. Inside the spatial ring were piles of spirit stones and a manual for the meteor sword art. Also heaven-grade lower quality. Clearly, it was a set with the weapon. My meteor sword, Lu Wenkai shrieked. That meteor sword had been his reward for becoming the third genius of the Yujian sect, costing him his entire fortune. It was also his trump card for rising to power. Now it was all gone. Tang Xuan kicked Lu Wenkai, sending him flying several meters. For the sake of these treasures, I'll spare your life. If you want revenge, send someone stronger. Lu Wenkai coughed up blood, his eyes filled with venom. Now he finally understood Tang Xuan's terror. Any further insults would only bring more suffering. Wang Lili was already frozen in terror. Tang Xuan turned his head slightly and smiled at her, revealing his teeth. Well done, tool. Now you're useless. He flicked his sleeve. With a tearing sound, Wang Lili's chest was pierced, blood gushing as she collapsed to the ground. After twitching twice, she was dead. Tang Xuan stowed away the meteor sword and resources, returning to his own cloud boat. Shimin Chody let out a sigh of relief. Good. Tang Xuan hadn't killed Lu Wenkai, leaving room for negotiation. All right, you vented your anger. If the Yujian sect dares retaliate, it'll help you. Shimin Chody said. Tang Xuan's eyes widened. No, please don't. If you block them, how can I make a fortune? What? Shimin Chody was momentarily stunned. Tang Xuan said with a grin, if I killed him now, he wouldn't call for reinforcements. Without reinforcements, how would I acquire resources? You? Shimin Chody felt a chill run down her spine, the hairs on the back of her neck standing up. Tang Xuan's smile looked like that of a demon. This man, his mind was terrifying. Shimin Chody was drenched in cold sweat. She turned to look at Lu Wenkai, whose face was still twisted with hatred and her eyes filled with pity. Poor fool, he didn't even realize he had fallen into the trap Tang Xuan had set. He had not only ruined himself, but would also drag others down. After all, it was better for others to die than for oneself. Lu Wenkai had brought it upon himself, so Shimin Chody naturally wouldn't intervene. Let's go in. She decided to avoid further complications. All right, Jiuyao set sail. Tang Xuan said cheerfully. Then the three cloud boats sailed toward the mysterious sky pit, leaving the Yujian sect's cloud boat motionless behind. Senior brother Wenkai, are you all right? Only after Tang Xuan left did the Yujian sect disciples rush out to help Lu Wenkai up. All right. Do I look all right? Lu Wenkai's hair was disheveled, his appearance like a demon, his chest heaving violently. His eyes were fixed on the mysterious sky pit filled with madness and venom. Send a signal. Have the sect dispatch powerful experts. I want to kill him. Within the colossal chasm, the light gradually faded, plunging the surroundings into darkness. Simultaneously, the sounds also dissipated, leaving everything in profound stillness. Below lay an endless abyss resembling the gaping maw of a primordial beast poised to devour all. 3 cloud boats sailed side by side. Shimin Xiodi and Gu Xiyuan were visibly tense. Huff! The immense pressure constricted Shimin Qiudi's body, causing her extreme discomfort. She instinctively turned her head and saw Tang Xian's calm and composed demeanor. Aren't you nervous? She couldn't help but ask. Why should I be nervous? Tang Xian smiled. Shimin Xiodi was left speechless. Why be afraid? Did this man possess no fear at all? Facing such darkness, any ordinary person would feel some degree of tension. However, Tang Xian's serene expression subtly eased Shimin Qiudi's owning. Fortunately, I called him to join, otherwise this trip would have been truly perilous. Shimin Xiodi inwardly congratulated herself. Little did she know that Tang Xian's calmness stemmed from his already released soul power. His soul power now extended nearly 100 miles. Though such terrifying soul power could not probe the bottom if danger arose, Tang Xian would detect it instantly and flee. With such a safeguard, how could he be nervous? The 3 cloud boats descended for an unknown duration, and the surroundings had become utterly dark. Looking up, the stars were barely visible. The formations on the cloud boats had been activated, casting a faint glow that illuminated about 500 meters. Faintly one could discern the black rock walls covered with mottled fragments. Unable to bear the pressure, Gu Xiyuan spoke. Miss Qiudi, are you certain there is a relic? Shimin Qiudi nodded. Yes, my father invited his friend, a Xiantian strongman, to explore it. There's absolutely no mistake. Gu Xiyuan nodded. The strength of a Xiantian strongman far surpassed that of a Hodian martial artist, and they were highly sensitive to fluctuations in heaven and earth. It was impossible for them to be mistaken. Shimin Qiudi took out a black compass from her bosom. On the compass, a small crystal spun continuously, pointing toward a certain. It's over there. Shimin Qiudi's face lit up with joy. That Xiantian strongman left a waypoint marker to prevent us from getting lost. As long as we enter within a 10-mile radius, we can sense it. We're almost there. The 3 cloud boats continued descending. After traveling about 7 or 8 li, a buzzing sound suddenly emanated from the bottom of the chasm. Gu Xiyuan was startled. What's that sound? Tang Xian frowned. His soul power stirred slightly, sensing countless small creatures approaching at an extremely fast speed. Jiuyao, Patriarch, prepare for battle. Yes. At the command, Tang Jiuyao and 10 Tang family disciples immediately entered combat readiness. What's happening? The Tang family's actions caught the attention of Shimin Qiudi and Gu Xiyuan. Unknown creatures are approaching at high speed. Just a precaution. Don't be nervous. Tang Xian said with a grin. Unknown creatures. Gu Xiyuan peered downward suspiciously, but saw nothing. His soul power also detected no anomaly. Where are these unknown creatures? Shimin Qiudi, having witnessed Tang Xian's terrifying soul power, said firmly, listen to the Tang Patriarch. Steward Wang, prepare for battle. The Shimin family members also entered combat readiness. For this trip, she had brought 50 martial artists, all elites of the Shimin mansion with cultivation at the. Steward Wang also drew a long saber, revealing his true strength. He was at the peak of the Yi realm, a cultivation comparable to a sect master. Everyone waited for a while, but no creatures appeared. Gu Xiyuan curled his lips. I think you're just exaggerating. Being so vigilant will drain our spirits before we even reach the relic. Do as you please. Do I need to meditate? He waved his hand, and the Didong sect disciples sheathed their weapons. Shimin Qiudi glanced at Tang Xian, her face showing hesitation. She was gambling, betting that Tang Xian's judgment was correct. Another moment passed. The buzzing in the darkness suddenly amplified several times. Then, with a series of whooshes, countless fist-sized black shadows shot up like lightning bolts. Bang! 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 Many shadows slammed into the cloud boats. Fortunately, Tang Xian and Shimin Qiudi had activated the defensive formations in advance. In an instant, a mist of blood appeared in the void. Poor Gu Xiyuan was not so fortunate. His cloud boat was tossed violently, and several unlucky disciples caught off guard fell from the boat. Those martial artists fell only a few zhang before being engulfed by the shadows. Tang Xian and Shimin Qiudi looked closely. Those fist-sized shadows turned out to be black bats. The bats bared their sharp teeth, tearing at the flesh of the Didong sect disciples. In the blink of an eye, the several Didong sect disciples were devoured into skeletons. Dark bats. Shimin Qiudi cried. Her face turned pale, full of disbelief. Damn it, why are there dark bats here? Gu Xiyuan was already trembling. Dark bats were a species of demonic beasts that could only live in darkness. Individually, they were not very strong, roughly equivalent to a Huajian realm. However, dark bats were social creatures. The smallest colony numbered tens of thousands. The mysterious chasm, devoid of sun and moon year-round, had accumulated an unimaginable number of dark bats. Tang Xian wore a thoughtful expression. It seems last time they sensed the Xiantian aura and didn't appear. This time they detected our blood force and attacked. Tisk, they think we are a feast. As he spoke, a tide surged from the darkness. Shimin Qiudi and Gu Xiyuan looked and saw that the tide was formed by countless dark bats pressed together. There were several million of them. Such a terrifying number made their scalps tingle. Quick maximize the defensive formations of the cloud boats. Boom, boom. 2 explosions. The cloud boats of the Shiman Mansion and the Didong sect activated their defensive formations. However, the dark bats were, every breath tens of thousands of them attacked. The formation lights on the 2 cloud boats flickered constantly. Shiman Xiodi and Gu Kun's faces turned pale. When they turned to look, they saw the Tang family's cloud boat standing still in the void, its white defensive formation utterly. How is that possible? Why is his cloud boat so sturdy? Shiman Xiodi and Gu Siyuan nearly fainted. Wasn't this cloud boat originally from the Tianlin sect? If the Tianlin sect had such a formidable cloud boat, would they have been annihilated? The Tang patriarch is truly extraordinary. Shiman Xiodi exclaimed in admiration. Gu Siyuan was utterly stunned. Not only could he not match Tang Xian's soul power, but even his cloud boat was outclassed. Fortunately, he hadn't opposed Tang Xian, otherwise his fate would have been worse than Lu Kaiwan's. Tang patriarch, this won't work. Shiman Xiodi frowned. Tang Xian nodded. Indeed, it's severely affecting resource acquisition. He turned and called toward the cabin. Glutton, stop eating and come out to work. A streak of purple light appeared before him. What's up? Xiling said, stuffing half a 1,000-year ginseng into her mouth. Tang Xian kicked her away. What's up? Clear the way. Shiman Xiodi and Gu Kun's eyes nearly popped out. Is that a Qilin? Roar. Xiling let out a pained cry as he was kicked off the cloud vessel by Tang Xian. The dark bats sensed the rich aura of blood and qi. They immediately changed direction, surging towards Xiling. Damn it, a bunch of little beasts that only dare to lurk in the shadows, and you dare to show disrespect to your noble Qilin master. Begone. Xiling's eyes widened, and his entire body trembled. His purple scales emitted a mysterious radiance. The dark bats exposed to the light instantly exploded. The remaining bats trembled in fear, not daring to approach. Scum! How dare you disturb my meal? Borrow your dog's courage. Get lost, and if you come near again, I'll tear you apart alive. Xiling roared with his mouth wide open. Strangely enough, those dark bats, which feared neither death nor anything, fled as if their tails were on fire, scattering in mad panic. In the blink of an eye, they vanished without a trace. Xiling held his head high, smugly returning to the cloud vessel. How about that? Aren't I mighty? Tang Xian chuckled. After raising you this glutton for so long, you're finally somewhat useful. I have plenty of uses. Aren't I mighty? Tang Xian chuckled. After raising you this glutton for so long, you're finally somewhat useful. He then turned and said, the path ahead is clear, let's go. But no response came. Shiman Xiodi stood frozen, her eyes vacant, motionless and silent. Oh, what's wrong? Tang Xian asked curiously. Could she have been injured by the dark bats during the chaos? Gulp. Shiman Xiodi swallowed hard. Just now. Was that a divine beast Qilin? Tang Xian chuckled. Divine beast Qilin. He's just a foodie. I can't afford to keep him anymore, so here I am working for you. Shiman Xiodi nearly spat out a mouthful of blood. This show-off was too much. Absolutely beyond peer. A divine beast. Something countless family clans couldn't even dream of possessing. And Tang Xian was actually complaining. Shiman Xiodi wanted to say, if you don't want him, give him to me. But she knew in her heart, a divine beast could never be so easily relinquished. As for eating and drinking, wasn't that perfectly normal? Divine beasts cultivate entirely by devouring heavenly treasures and earthly rarities. As long as they have enough such treasures, they can break through directly. Before long after following Tang Xian, Xiling had already evolved to the point of being able to fly through the air, though his true strength remained unknown. At the very least, he was far beyond the liquid sea realm, without any doubt. Another terrifying aspect of divine beasts was their bloodline pressure, which provided absolute dominance over lower-level demonic beasts. Even the terrifying, emotionless dark bats trembled and scattered under the divine beast's pressure, which spoke. Head of the Tang family, you truly surprise me. I'm curious, why has such a formidable Tang family remained so obscure? Shiman Xiodi smiled. She had already sent people to investigate the Tang family. Completely unremarkable. Those 2 words summed it all up. Especially the Tang Xian before her, who had been dull and drooling. Yet overnight the Tang family had undergone a transformation. It was as if they had become a different person, sharper, bolder, and extraordinarily powerful. Shiman Xiodi concluded that unless they deployed innate experts, the Tang family was invincible. Faced with her curiosity, Tang Xian offered no explanation, only a mysterious smile. The more he refrained from explaining, the more he cultivated an air of mystery. Such a drastic change in the Tang family likely indicated that a peerless powerhouse stood behind them. That powerhouse might even possess strength beyond the innate. With such doubts in mind, Shiman Xiodi and Gu Siyuan treated Tang Xian with much greater respect, especially Gu Siyuan. He had initially looked down on Tang Xian. Now thinking back, he broke out in a cold sweat. If he had been as foolish as Lu Kaiwan and attacked Tang Xian, he would probably be lying in bed crippled by now. With the dark bats dealt with, the 3 cloud vessels descended once more. Another 10,000 zhong down. The compass in Shimin Quta's hand suddenly flew out. In the darkness, a faint white ripple slowly spread outward, like a pebble thrown into a calm lake. With the ripple's light burst forth and a massive stone gate appeared within the radiance. The stone gate was surrounded by mysterious mist, towering dozens of zhong high. It gave off an immensely heavy feeling. Found it, this is the place. Shimin Xiudi let out a long breath. Only after seeing the ruin's entrance did she truly relax. The darkness had brought her immense pressure. Treasures. Tang Xian's eyes narrowed. He could sense a strong fluctuation of spiritual energy behind the stone gate. Now we just need to open the stone gate to enter the ruins. Shimin Xiudi said with a smile. Steward Wang, open the gate, and be careful. Yes, miss. Steward Wang stamped his foot, soared into the air, and flew before the stone gate. He grabbed the gate and pushed with all his might. Boom. The stone gate shook slightly and dust pattered down. Crack. With a harsh scraping sound, the massive stone gate slowly opened a crack. Just that crack consumed 70 to 80% of Steward Wang's spiritual energy. I can't do it, miss. This gate is too heavy. Steward Wang flew back to the cloud vessel, his face full of wry smiles. Gu Xiyuan was secretly shocked. Steward Wang was a peak liquid sea realm expert. If even he could only open a crack, the gate's weight was truly formidable. Jiao Yao opened the gate. Yes, Patriarch. Eager to find treasures, Tang Xian immediately gave the order. Tang Jiao Yao flew over, grabbed the gate's crack, and let out a low roar. Open! Countless starry gleams materialized around his body. Gu Kun's pupils contracted sharply. This is the Starry Dao body. The Starry Dao body ranked among the top 100 of the 3,000 Dao bodies. It could summon the power of the stars, possessing infinite mysteries. Gu Xiyuan grew even more astonished. Unexpectedly, even a guard beside Tang Xian possessed such a powerful Dao body. The Tang family was too. Rumble. The ruins gate, sealed for countless years, was fully opened. Everyone hurriedly looked. Behind the gate lay a desolate ruin. Everywhere were broken walls and crumbling pillars. A musty, decaying aura rushed toward them. A place like this. Is there really an awakening crystal? Tang Xian's face showed disappointment. This ruin looked as if it had been abandoned for eons. Any heavenly treasures would have likely turned to dust. There is. That innate realm senior possessed a special Dao body that could sense heavenly treasures. Shimin Xiudi nodded with certainty. Good. Let's split up and search. Tang Xian nodded. The 3 cloud vessels entered one by one and landed on the ruins. Tang Xian, Shimin Xiudi, and Gu Xiyuan led everyone off the cloud vessels. Jiao Yao, take the brothers forward. Don't miss a single treasure. Understood, Patriarch. Tang Xian's main objective this trip was treasure hunting with no specific target. As for the awakening crystal, Shimin Xiudi was far more anxious than him. Just as everyone was about to move forward, countless monsters suddenly flew out. Everyone stared, their scalps tingling. Those monsters were half-bodied ghosts, each holding weapons. Hiss, what kind of abomination is this? Gu Xiyuan swallowed hard. He had never seen anything so terrifying. Shimin Quta's expression turned grave. They might be souls that lingered after death within the ruins, turning into ghost-like entities. Tang Xian frowned slightly. He sensed an extremely sinister aura within these ghosts. That very aura was driving them. It seems this ruin is not a peaceful place. The appearing specters did not launch an attack on the crowd, but instead hovered above the ruins, drifting incessantly. Shimin Xiudi observed for a while and sighed in relief. Phew, fortunately, it seems that time has worn away the intelligence of these specters, so they won't attack on their own. As long as we don't disturb them, we can search safely. Although Shimin Xiudi said this, Gu Xiyuan still showed signs of doubt. Tang Xian furrowed his brows a few times. He could distinctly feel the eerie aura emanating from the specters which had locked onto them, trying to lead us into a trap. Interesting. A slight smile curled at the corner of Tang Xian's mouth. He was bold and unafraid of the so-called specters. Shimin Xiudi said in a deep voice, let's search separately, the faster the better. We'll regroup here in 5 hours. No problem. After exchanging good wishes, the 3 groups dispersed. Shimin Xiudi led his team down the middle. Generally speaking, treasures are hidden in the very center of the ruins. Gu Xiyuan led his people to the left. Naturally, the Tang family chose the right. Let's go. Tang Xian waved his hand, leading Tang Jiao and 10 Tang family disciples forward. Everywhere was in ruins. Judging from the traces, there must have been a great battle here before. However, what puzzled Tang Xian was, why did a battle occur in the ruins? How did those specters come about? Why seal the ruins with stone doors? Everything seemed exceedingly strange. Tang Jiao, wielding the ripping wind blade, closely followed Tang Xian. The 10 Tang family disciples searched in pairs, combing the area thoroughly. Master, there. Suddenly a Tang family disciple called out. Everyone hurried over to take a look. They saw half a skeleton crushed beneath a large stone. Spatial ring. Tang Xian's eyes lit up. He immediately noticed the spatial ring on the middle finger of the skeleton's right hand. The space within the spatial ring was completely different from the outside world. Even if the body had turned into bones, the items inside the spatial ring should still be preserved intact. He reached out his hand and summoned the spatial ring. The spatial ring was covered in cracks ready to shatter at any moment. Tang Xuan cautiously released a trace of soul power. Then his pupils suddenly constricted. Inside the spatial ring, a neat pile of spirit crystals was stacked along with a large number of pills. Unfortunately, due to the passage of time, the space within the spatial ring had developed cracks. Many spirit crystals and pills had been destroyed. Tang Xuan hastily urged his soul power to retrieve the intact spirit crystals and pills. Master, this is Tang Xiao and the others, their faces filled with curiosity. Tang Xuan picked up a bottle of pills and uncorked it. A rich fragrance of pills wafted out. This is such a strong fragrance, at least it's of heavenly grade. Tang Xiao and the others exclaimed in surprise. We hit the jackpot. A smile appeared on Tang. Quick, spread out and search, leave no bones behind. With this discovery, the Tang family members grew excited. They moved forward and indeed found more bones. All the bones were broken, either lying down or face down. The postures were exceedingly strange. It seemed they were struck down by tremendous force and fell to the ground. Besides the spatial ring, they also discovered many broken weapons. Although these weapons were damaged, their quality was better than the weapons enhanced by Tang Xuan. If a top-tier refiner were to restore them, perhaps they could regain their former glory. Tang Xuan accepted them all, not refusing any. Even if he didn't need them, he could sell them later. This was all money. After over an hour, the Tang family members arrived at the end of the ruins. There was a massive platform here surrounded by shattered bones. So many. Tang Xiao and the others gasped in astonishment. Tang Xuan was also secretly shocked. There were at least hundreds of bones in this place. While Tang Xiao and the others collected their spoils, Tang Xuan focused his attention on the platform. The platform was divided into 3 layers. It was constructed in a square shape. At each corner stood a mysterious statue. It was neither human nor beast, incredibly bizarre. On the 3rd layer there was a withered cocoon. A skeleton extended its hands, grasping a long sword that was deeply embedded in the cocoon. A royal-grade long sword. Tang Xuan was slightly taken aback. The long sword was entirely golden, subtly radiating an aura of utmost yang and strength. This ruin had been sealed for at least 1,000 years. The sword even had fluctuations of spiritual energy. Only weapons above royal grade could do that. It seems this person made a desperate last strike, perishing together with this cocoon. Tang Xuan sighed. Just then the withered cocoon suddenly trembled. A powerful suction erupted from within the cocoon. Edge. Tang Xuan was slightly startled. In the next moment, the specters hovering in the void suddenly dove down towards the Tang family. Battle. Tang Xiao reacted swiftly, drawing his sword from its sheath. The 10 Tang family disciples immediately formed a combat formation. The 2 sides instantly clashed together. Boom. The specters howled, filled with killing intent. Their blades and swords struck down fiercely. However, the Tang family members had long since transformed. They unleashed the power of their Dao bodies directly, as only the power of the Dao body could harm the specters. On the platform, the mysterious cocoon trembled slightly, emitting a muffled sound. The blood feast has finally arrived. As the voice appeared, cracks manifested on the withered cocoon. A stream of black gas erupted from the withered cocoon, coalescing into an eerie figure in the void. With blood-red eyes, pale skin, and claws as sharp as a beast's, Tang Xuan sensed an aura similar to that of the specters emanating from this being. Blood feast. Surrender your body to me. With this I can fully revive. The eerie figure let out a sinister laugh. Tang Xuan, with his hands behind his back, looked on with a hint of mockery in his eyes. A mere wisp of a remnant soul, what courage you have to say such things. A mere postnatal martial artist, and yet you speak so boldly. The eerie figure scoffed disdainfully. Suddenly the skeleton moved slightly, and a wisp of remnant soul surged forth, transforming into an old man with white hair. Young friend, quickly depart. This is a powerful being from the demon sect, practicing evil arts and specializing in devouring souls and blood. You are no match for him, retreat quickly. With that, the old man with white hair stood in front of Tang Xuan. Demon with me, the old man of the setting sun here, you shall not act recklessly. The demon let out a strange laugh. 1,000 years ago you couldn't kill me even with 300 strong ones, now you are left alone, and as a remnant soul, what makes you think you can kill me? The old man of the setting sun grasped the royal grade long sword with one hand. Just based on this righteous energy, he urged his soul power, infusing it into the royal grade long sword. In an instant, golden light illuminated the heavens and the earth. The hovering specters let out shrill cries, their bodies continuously dissolving. The demon also showed signs of pain, retreating while covering its face. Again with the supreme Yang heavenly art. Indeed, the supreme Yang heavenly art is your demon's nemesis. The old man of the setting sun spoke. He poured all his soul power into a strike, cutting out the golden Yang heavenly radiance. The demon sneered, crossing its arms in defense. Boom. The heavenly radiance shattered, and the demon's figure flickered, growing weaker. Ha ha ha. Has your power weakened to this extent? After delivering a blow, the old man of the setting sun's figure also became exceedingly illusory. He looked regretful. If only I had the sacred sword heaven sheathed on, you would undoubtedly die. Now it's too late to say anything. You all can go to your deaths together. The demon spread its arms wide, and a terrifying demonic aura surged forth. Just then, a lightning bolt descended. Uffed. The demon was directly split in half. Truly annoying. How could this be? The split demon stared in utter disbelief. He was not the only one. Qingyang Elder flinched, equally stunned. Tang Xuan stood with the blade in one hand, his face composed. Enough of this prattling, wasting time. The demon's pupils snapped wide. You seek death, he roared, unleashing a forbidden art of the demon sect. The sundered soul reknit itself, then condensed into a streak of light that hurtled toward Tang Xuan. With a soft pop, the demon's remnant soul surged into Tang Xuan's soul sea. No, Qingyang Elder cried in alarm. Demons excel at soul usurpation. Momentary carelessness and Tang Xuan would have been overwhelmed. The remnant soul had entered his body, death seemed certain. Quick, gather your spirit. Do not let the demon occupy the soul sea. Qingyang Elder shouted the warning. Tang Xuan's expression, however, remained untroubled. I did not intend to kill you, yet you delivered yourself to me. Tang Xuan stirred his soul sea, and an immeasurable tide of soul force pressed down. What kind of soul force is this? So strong. No. A shrill, agonized wail echoed in Tang Xuan's mind. The pitiable remnant soul could never have imagined how potent Tang Xuan's spirit truly was, far exceeding the soul force of an ordinary, innate powerhouse. Had it been a peak demon, a takeover might have been possible. Now reduced to a single wisp of remnant soul, there was no chance of possession. Instead, that last fragment contributed its remaining soul power, becoming part of Tang Xuan himself. Shirling Mazong. From the demon's final memory, Tang Xuan gleaned a shard of information. The demon had been born of Shirling Mazong, a profoundly evil sect. As Qingyang Elder had said, they feed on the souls and blood of living beings. They practiced a technique called Tun Tianju Swallow Heaven technique, which could absorb all things. Are you all right? Qingyang Elder stared at Tang Xuan in stupefaction. What would be the matter with me? Tang Xuan replied with a clear, confident gaze. There was not the faintest sign of having been possessed. HSS. Qingyang Elder drew a sharp breath. Are young cultivators these powerful now? He murmured, a touch of wistfulness stirring within. The old tide yields to the new. The vanquished are left upon the shore. Tang Xuan smiled calmly. I am an exception. I met with a fortuitous chance, so my strength surpasses the ordinary. Do not be alarmed. Qingyang Elder exhaled, in relief. If every youth were like Tang Xuan, he could scarcely accept it. Young friend. Qingyang Elder steadied himself and spoke. With the demon slain, my heart's wish is fulfilled. Only one lingering concern remains. Tang Xuan asked, what is it? Speak. The elder hesitated. Young friend, I was born in Qinyanghua and have not returned in 1,000 years. If you will, I ask you to visit Qinyanghua, watch over it a little. Will you, Tang Xuan smiled. I can do that. Qingyang Elder paused in surprise at the swift descent. The next moment, Tang Xuan extended his right hand and rubbed 2 fingers together. As long as you pay, don't say merely visit. If Qinyanghua has enemies, he'll deal with them. Qingyang Elder was speechless. Good grief. Plainly asking for money. How mercenary. The heroic image the elder had carried of the youth crumbled in an instant. I have no money. Qingyang Elder forced a bitter smile. His spirit stones and pills had been expended in the battle. Take this Qingyang sword. Helpless, the elder offered the long sword. This blade was once mid-grade imperial. Its yang has leaked considerably, yet it still retains lower-tier imperial might. Tang Xuan's expression turned odd. Is that enough? He asked. Of course not enough. Are you kidding? You have at most half an hour before your soul disperses. Even if you do not give it to me now, it will be mine soon. How can that be called payment? Freeloading is shameful. Qingyang Elder went silent. In former days he might have cut the matter short with a sword, but now, under the eaves, one must bow. Tang Xuan was his only hope, and he was completely at the youth's mercy. There was nowhere to turn now. The elder's pride yielded. What then do you want? His tone grew terse. Tang Xuan did not care. About to lose his soul, there was no point in posture. Tang Xuan grinned and said, just now the demon mentioned Jiang Tianjue. I find it intriguing. I'm quite interested. Qingyang Elder froze. Jiang Tianjue is Qinyanghua's state technique, a power without equal, and only the reigning sovereign may practice it. How could he possibly hand it to Tang Xuan? No, the Jiang Tianjue is not transmitted outward. Qingyang Elder shook his head in refusal. Tang Xuan sneered coldly. Fine, if you will not give it, I will take it from Qinyanghua. What? You dare? Qingyang Elder thundered. This act was no better than banditry. Why shouldn't I dare? Tang Xuan spread his hands. I have no ties to Qinyanghua. Survival of the fittest. Oh, do you not understand? You? The elder was rendered speechless. He had expected a young swordsman of chivalry, not a young brigand, one without limit. Tang Xian's meaning was plain: if you refuse, I will take it from Qinyang Guomai. In the end, it would be mine anyway. Qinyang elder yielded. Very well, I will give you Jiang Tianjue, but you must promise to look after Qinyang Gua. He had no choice. Tang Xian laughed heartily. Of course, I will make Qinyang Guo my vassal. Whoever dares touch it will see me slay their entire family. Qinyang elder sighed, condensed his last soul force, and transformed it into a golden sun orb. This is the upper half of Jiang Tianjue. What? Only the upper half? Tang Xian protested at once. Wait, my words are not finished. Qinyang elder called out. Jiang Tianjue is no ordinary art. It is an ancient martial technique. One must first master the upper half before one may cultivate the lower. This is not my attempt to vex you. Oh, that is more reasonable. Tang Xian nodded with satisfaction, and without ceremony seized the Jiang Tianjue. His soul force was staggering. A cursory glance confirmed its authenticity, and he absorbed it at once. Once you complete your cultivation, go to Qinyang Gua and claim the sacred sword's scabbard Chensi. It will reveal where the lower half of Jiang Tianjue lies. I entrust everything to you. After speaking his last words, Qinyang elder's body shattered into motes of starlight that dispersed into heaven and earth. His bones turned to ash. Tang Xian chuckled. Rest assured. Though I am no saint, I deal honestly with people. When I say I will do something, I do it. A sacred sword to claim. Only a fool would refuse to go to Qinyang Gua. Fortunately, the elder had passed. Otherwise, he would surely have died of anger once more. Tang Xian settled cross-legged and began to comprehend Jiang Tianjue. Jiang pertains to the utmost yang of heaven and earth. Only men may practice it, and ideally those of boyhood. Their yang is most abundant. Cultivators who squander their vigor too early damage the Jiang Qi, making later training far more arduous. Tang Xian could not help but smile. Indeed, lust is the greatest hindrance to the martial path. Without women in the heart, one cultivates divinely. He proclaimed, activating his Wuliang Dao body and entering a state of sudden enlightenment. Such is the terror of the Wuliang Dao body, it can open sudden insight at any moment, allowing martial techniques or arts to be grasped with extraordinary speed. Jiang Tianjue was not complex. Its requirements, however, were exacting. For Tang Xian, this posed no difficulty. He was born of Jiang constitution and bolstered by the Wuliang Dao body. In scarcely a moment he had completed its comprehension. Tang Xian snapped his eyes open, his pupils like the rising sun, dazzlingly bright. His spirit stirred. The Qinyang sword was in his grasp. In the next instant, sunlight poured forth. Hundreds of lingering ghosts turned to ash and were swept away. SSO powerful. The first trial of the supreme Yang Heaven art yielded a might far beyond imagination. It far surpassed the blazing fire art and the killing fist, and even the thunder slash could not compare to even 1% of its power. Tang Xian hastily opened his panel and indeed saw a different description. Host Tang Xian. Identity Heavenly Clan. Cultivation profound core realm limit. Physique boundless saint body awakened 10. Soul power, 100ly soul power is the collective term for willpower and mental strength. Talent saint grade overwhelms 99 of martial artists. Arts blazing fire art earth grade middle supreme, Yang Heaven art fragment cultivates Yang type, Qi royal grade lower. Battle techniques killing fist earth grade lower thunder, slash heaven grade upper. Intention sword intention at 1/10 enhances sword type techniques by 2-fold. Qi Yang Qi at 2/10 releases Yang power, increasing Yang type arts might by 5-fold. Hiss. Tang Xian drew in a sharp breath. He had only practiced the supreme Yang Heaven art for a short, while yet he already possessed 2/10 of Yang Qi. To break through to the pre-celestial realm, the prerequisite was to cultivate an intention or Qi to its utmost. Qi corresponded to the power of elemental forces, while intention corresponded to the martial techniques created. The boundless saint body allowed him to cultivate any martial technique or art with incredible speed and without any bottlenecks. Moreover, Tang Xian had yet to lose his primal essence. Thus, in just a brief moment, he had condensed 2/10 of Yang Qi. At this moment, within his dantian, a golden orb radiated a gentle warmth. Qi was stored in the dantian while intention was condensed in the soul sea. They were clearly separated and did not conflict. Any martial artist could cultivate both. The prerequisite was sufficient talent and time. The supreme Yang Heaven art was naturally counter to ghostly beings, and with the enhancement of the remnant sun sword, such a spectacular scene was understandable. He understood, but Tang Xiao and the other members of the Tang family could not. They only saw Tang Xian gently swing his sword, and in an instant the numerous ghosts that had pushed them into a bitter struggle were utterly destroyed. Hiss. The clan head is truly a divine being descended to the mortal world. Indeed, the ghosts we struggled against were but dust before the clan head. Follow the clan head and life will have no worries. The gazes of Tang Xiao and the 10 Tang disciples shifted from reverence to fanaticism. Fanatic followers. It was a kind of worship devoid of reason. Tang Xian's orders were above all else. With the supreme, yang heaven art, Tang Xian's confidence, then greed emerged. He looked at the royal grade lower remnant sun's sword in his hand, and a sinister smile curled at the corner of his mouth. Royal grade, who do you think you are? System amplify me. With a crisp melodious electronic sound the remnant sun's sword transformed. Saint grade lower. The sword blade blazed like a golden sun. The scorching yang qi forced Tang Xiao and the others to retreat step by step. Even the mere radiating aura was enough to intimidate liquid sea realm experts. If combined with the supreme yang heaven art, Tang Xian felt he could even slay pre-celestial realm experts. He sheathed the remnant sun sword and narrowed. Let's go to the left. According to the remnants of the demon's memory, 3 demons had been sealed in this ruin. Besides the one Tang Xian had slain, there were 2 more demons. Both were stronger than the one he had killed. To others this might have been cause for alarm, prompting them to retreat and flee far away. But for Tang Xian, the demons represented abundant resources. When he led the Tang Clan to the left ceiling platform, the Earthshaker sect was locked in a desperate struggle. As Tang Xian had expected, the demon here had also broken free. However, this demon had no one like the remnant sun elder to suppress it. Its form was solid, and its aura had reached the primordial soul realm limit. As it attacked, it let out a sinister cackle. On the platform, 5 or 6 dried corpses lay scattered. They were all disciples of the Earthshaker sect, their essence, blood, and souls drained completely. Gu Xiyuan was covered in wounds, a shield of earth yellow energy formed before him as he struggled to hold on. The remaining Earthshaker sect disciples stood back to back, gritting their teeth against the attacks of ghosts. The situation was clearly precarious. Earth Spike Technique. Gu Xiyuan formed hand seals with his right hand, then pressed it to the ground. The earth beneath the demon trembled and countless sharp stone spikes erupted. The Earthshaker sect specialized in earth element arts. The element of earth emphasized steadiness, heaviness, and the unity of offense and defense. They had both the life-saving earth shield technique and offensive techniques like earth spikes. Though their offense and defense might not be the strongest, they excelled in stability. Had it not been for this, Gu Xiyuan, only at the profound core realm limit, would have died long ago under the demon's hands. The demon's form flickered, dodging the earth spikes, then pounced into the midst of the Earthshaker sect disciples, grabbing one. With a vicious bite, the demon sank its teeth into the disciple's neck. A torrent of blood gushed forth. Xiao! Gu Xiyuan cried out in grief and fury, attacking wildly. The demon moved nimbly, and in moments it had drained the disciple's essence, blood, and soul. Its aura surged again. Damn it! Retreat! Gu Xiyuan knew that with their strength they were no match for the demon. The only option was to fall back. But the ghosts under the demon's control tightly entangled the Earthshaker sect disciples. They could not break free. Gu Kun's eyes grew more and more desperate. If this continued, they would be annihilated. Just then a lazy voice rang out. Need a hand. Gu Xiyuan turned to see Tang Xian standing not far away with the Tang Clan disciples smiling at them. Clan head Tang, you've come at just the right time. Lend me your strength. Gu Xiyuan was overjoyed. The Tang Clan was powerful. If they joined forces, even if they couldn't win, they could escape. Tang Xian showed his teeth in a grin. 100,000 high-grade spirit stones, and the treasures you've found, and it'll help you escape. Or 100,000 low-grade spirit crystals, and all the treasures, and it'll kill this demon for you. Gu Xiyuan. Were these words even human? Not only did he refuse to help, but he also demanded payment. But did he have a choice? No. Find 100,000 low-grade spirit crystals, clan head Tang. Help me kill this demon. Gu Xiyuan shouted without a moment's hesitation. As long as the demon lived, even if they escaped, it would catch up. Only by utterly destroying it could they be done with it. All right. Brothers, time to work. Tang Xian gave the order. The Tang Clan members charged in, cutting a bloody path and rescuing the Earthshaker sect disciples. Tang Xian also stood before Gu Xiyuan. Huff huff. Gu Xiyuan was covered in blood and panting heavily. The demon had put immense pressure on him. Clan head Tang, you must be careful. This demon is formidable enough to rival a peak primordial soul realm expert. Tang Xian smiled and said, don't worry. I take money and solve problems. I said I'd kill it, so I will. Very well, I'll leave it to you. Gu Xiyuan immediately retreated Zhang and stood on guard. Originally he had planned to fight together, but since he had already paid, why would he risk his own hands? Only a fool would. After all, it was Tang Xian fighting the demon, not him. If Tang Xian couldn't win, Gu Xiyuan could immediately turn and flee, confident the demon couldn't catch him. Xiao, collect the money. Tang Xiao walked up to Gu Xiyuan and extended a hand. Gu Xiyuan nearly choked on blood. What kind of nonsense is this, demanding payment first? Clan head Tang, this. Small business, no credit. I've been poor too long. Tang Xian sighed. The Tang Clan's expenses were already high, and now they had to raise a divine beast. They were short on resources. As clan head, how could he not be careful with money? Fine, let's see how you fight the demon. Gritting his teeth, Gu Siyuan took out 100,000 low-grade spirit crystals and all the treasures he had collected, handing them to Tang Xiao. Clan head, the money is received. Tang Xuan grinned. Good. Now work swiftly and efficiently. In business we value integrity. Hee. Another fool rushing headlong to death. With a contemptuous flick, the demon cultivator discarded the shriveled corpse and let loose a chilling, grating cackle. Then with sudden ferocity, he flung his arms wide and lunged toward Tang Xuan. A thunderous boom erupted, followed by a faint shockwave rippling outward. No, his strength has surged again. Gu Siyuan's face instantly. Each time this demon absorbed the vital blood and soul energy of a martial cultivator, his power leapt dramatically. He was now steadily approaching the absolute apex of the nascent soul realm. This pinnacle was also known as the threshold of heaven ascension, meaning that once one perfected either the Dao intent or the spiritual resonance to its utmost, breakthrough would occur instantaneously right where one stood. Beyond mere intent or aura, his actual combat prowess had already rivaled that of a true heaven-ascended cultivator. Gu Siyuan inwardly admitted, even at full defensive capacity, he might not withstand a single strike. Though Tang Xuan had displayed astonishing feats before, his true cultivation base remained veiled. Can he withstand the demon's assault? A flicker of doubt crossed Gu Siyuan's eyes. If Tang Xuan failed, their investment would vanish like water spilled upon stone. Facing the demon's lunge, Tang Xuan responded without hesitation. A single decisive fist. Fist met claw in explosive collision. Boom. Raw, overwhelming force detonated on impact. One figure hurtled backward, shattering boulders in a cacophony of splintering stone. What a... Gu Siyuan's pupils contracted sharply. Stark disbelief flooded his features, because the figure hurled back was not Tang Xuan, but the demon himself. Impossible. A chill prickled Gu Siyuan's scalp. That sheer power was utterly monstrous. Hee. Magnificent strength. Invincible flesh. Amidst an explosion of rubble, the demon vaulted upright, his right arm and shoulder utterly. Strangely, no fear marred his countenance, only savage exhilaration and cruel delight. With a mere ripple of soul intent, his shattered limb regenerated seamlessly. Gu Siyuan's heart sank. The demon possessed immortality. How could one possibly defeat him? Surrender your body to me. He spread his arms wide and charged again. Tang Xuan answered with another casual punch. The demon was hurled away once more, this time with a gaping wound piercing straight through his heart. Yet it proved futile. Within moments, the injury sealed itself completely. Futile? Utterly futile. You may wound me 1,000 times. I will never die. But if I seize you even once, your end is certain. Tang Xuan nodded slowly. Is that so? Then I have no choice. Time to send you to hell. Your brother awaits you there. The demon's brows knotted in confusion. What do you mean? Emohan. Tang Xuan uttered 2 words. Calm, precise, icy. The demon's pupils snapped shut, his face contorted, and that name referred to another demon long sealed away. What have you done to him? His voice dropped, cold, controlled, deadly. Need you ask? I eradicated him. Tang Xuan flashed a feral grin. You dared slay Emohan. Your life ends now. The demon roared in fury. Demon dark claws. He channeled every shred of demonic Qi into his right hand, then slashed violently through the air. Crack, crack, crack. 5 ethereal claws tore forth from the void. Forged entirely from condensed demonic Qi, the claws warped reality itself. The very fabric of space trembled in their wake. Gu Siyuan cried out in alarm, beware. This strike had reached the peak of heaven-ascended mastery. Tang Xuan remained unruffled, clenching his fist with serene composure. A torrent of pure yang essence surged into his knuckles. Such elemental resonance held the ultimate advantage, seamless fusion with any martial technique. The killing fist launched forth, a blazing pillar of golden yang light erupting from his fist. Crack, crack, crack. First shattering the claws, then piercing the demon's chest. Ugh! Golden yang energy clung to the wound, devouring demonic Qi like wildfire. The demon staggered, his strength evaporating like mist under noonday sun, then collapsed to his knees before Tang Xuan. Every ounce of power he'd amassed lay utterly annihilated. Death now hovered but a breath away. How can this be? Who are you? He stared at Tang Xuan with raw, uncomprehending horror, refusing to accept his utter, humiliating defeat. Tang Xuan spread his hands with a playful smile. As you see, I am first and foremost a businessman. Spare me, I surrender. A flash of cunning gleamed in the demon's eyes, his lowered right hand clenched, silent, unseen. In that instant, Tang Xuan struck, blasting the demon's skull apart with a single brutal punch. Crunch. Then with his left palm he seized the demon's fragmented soul and absorbed it whole. Plink. A black iron nail clattered onto the ground. This is the soul-devouring nail. Gu Siyuan stepped forward and recoiled, drawing a sharp, involuntary breath. The soul-devouring nail, a dread artifact forged by demonic sects from living souls. Once embedded, it shredded the victim's spirit core beyond repair. Even a heaven-ascended cultivator would suffer grievous, irreversible damage. Had Tang Xuan hesitated by even a heartbeat, he would have perished on the spot. Master Tang, truly awe-inspiring. Never imagined you'd know demonic arts so intimately. Gu Xiyuan bowed deeply, forehead nearly touching earth. Peerless strength. Unfathomable acumen. Tang Xuan was terrifying, flawless. Even Gu Xiyuan, who prided himself on transcendent genius, surrendered his pride willingly before such a paragon. Tang Xuan smiled faintly. In truth, he hadn't sensed the demon's treachery. He'd simply executed standard follow-up protocol. As a transmigrator, he understood the sacred principle of the finishing blow. The soul-devouring nail, exquisite. He lifted the artifact, eyes alight with undisguised delight. This was no mere trinket. It was a lifeline. Now he possessed yet another ace concealed in his sleeve. And from the absorbed soul fragment, fragmented memories surfaced. There remains one supreme. Within this ancient ruin, 3 demons had been sealed. The ones flanking left and right were merely ordinary disciples of the demon sect, mediocre cultivators lacking distinction. But the one imprisoned at the center was their peerless prodigy, his cultivation having soared to the 5-element realm of heaven ascension. Heaven-ascended cultivators were ranked across 6 tiers: 3-blossom realm, crown convergence realm, 5-element realm, vital Qi realm, unity return realm, and sovereign inquiry realm. These corresponded to the milestones of 3 blossoms converging 5 elements, awakening vital Qi, and finally unity return, culminating in sovereign inquiry. The demon prodigy had already achieved 3-blossom convergence. His power was cataclysmic. Though millennia of sealing had eroded some of his might, he retained heaven-ascended mastery and wielded countless horrifying techniques, far beyond Tang Xuan's current reach, or anyone else's. Remarkable, truly formidable. Tang Xuan murmured, his expression grave. His spatial ring must hold treasures beyond imagining. Meanwhile, under Tang Xuyao's command, the Tang Clan youths routed the spectral host. Wounded earth-shaking sect disciples gathered protectively around Gu Xiyuan. Master Tang, we owe you our lives. We take our leave now. After this battle, Gu Xiyuan recognized the ruin's perilous nature and abandoned all ambition to explore further. Survival, after all, outweighed all else. Tang Xuan nodded, then paused thoughtfully. Xiao, lead the brothers back to the cloud vessel immediately. Be ready to flee at a moment's notice. Shimin Xiao and his team had already advanced toward the central seal. They would inevitably awaken the demon prodigy. Tang Xuan would go, but if victory proved impossible, he'd retreat, without hesitation or sentiment. Yes, master. Tang Xuan and the others obeyed without question, departing alongside the earth-shaking sect disciples. Tang Xuan narrowed his eyes. At that very moment, before the central platform of the ruin, Shimin Xiao's face glowed with triumph. Awakening crystals, indeed. There upon the dais rested a massive awakening crystal, half a man's height, thick enough to encircle with both arms. Such crystals awakened the Dao body in cultivators. Outside the ruins, they were priceless, unobtainable for any price. A fist-sized fragment alone commanded millions of low-grade spirit stones. Just as Shimin Xiao reached for the crystal, the entire dais began to tremble violently. Hee hee. A grating, ear-splitting laugh tore through the air. No, this is a trap.